ทวิตเตอร์มาเป็นหนึ่งทีมที่ต้องบอกว่าช่วงรอบแรกๆในวินเตอร์แบ็กเก็ตลูเซอร์แบ็กเก็ตรับไปเลยนะครับแต่ว่าตอนนี้เริ่มติดเครื่องนะโอ้ย
apa lagi sih bos
ฟูลฟีเวอร์กัน
mulai bos
apa lagi sih bos
ไม่ใช่ว่าป้องกันการหัวร้อนใดๆ
mulai bos
อีกหนึ่งทีมจาก
apa
โซน
sih
ในแบบ
bos
ครับเซอร์บรัสอีสปอร์ต
bos
Sabalat e-sport
ต้องบอกว่าดีทุกครั้งใน PGC
ใช่ครับ
Sabalat e-sport ครับ
คือผลงานยอดเยี่ยมนะสำหรับ
Danawa ครับโอภา
Iyo demam guys
ที่ไทยเยอะด้วยนะสำหรับ
ada demam yo
สลับการแข่งขันพับจีชิงแชมป์โลกครับในวันที่ 2 ครับ
Iya kan dong gameplay gue ditiru tuh kan
Caps lock, caps lock, caps lock, caps lock, caps
โอ้
lock.
โหเอาละท่านผู้ชมครับ
Songdang di padiannya turun di school, ini turun surang di Apo di Apar.
นะครับ
ก็เดี๋ยวต้องมาดูเรื่องรายเครื่องบินนะครับท่านผู้ชมครับตอนนี้ก็พรีเซนต์ให้ดูรายกราฟฟิตี้ต่างๆที่สวยงามตามแผนที่นะครับเอาแล้วเครื่องบินครับพาดกลางแผนที่นะครับแต่ค่อนข้างลงมาต่ำนิดนึงครับธีรทรไฟน่าจะโดดข้ามหัวของเทียนบาไปที่จอร์จโพด้านบนครับ
ใช่ครับ
ส่วนของเดทเทเกมมิ่งครับเดี๋ยวต้องดูกันนะว่าพวกเขาจะตัดสินใจแบบไหนจะล่อนและตัดสินใจแล้วครับล่อนลงไปที่ด้านล่างครับ
โอ้โหลายเครื่องบินพาดกลางแมปแบบนี้นี่ทำให้หลายๆทีมไปถึงเมืองตัวเองได้ค่อนข้างง่ายนะครับถูกต้องครับจะมีเพียงแค่เจนจีนะที่อาจจะดูเหนื่อยหน่อยนะครับหรืออาจจะต้องเปลี่ยนจุดลงเลย
เซบรัสครับลงเมืองประจำนิวแฮปปี้ลงมาแล้วครับ17 เกมมิ่งครับลงคลองพื้นที่ครับบริเวณโพชิกิเป็นที่เรียบร้อยครับเดี๋ยวมาดูพัทชาโร
Oke, kode.
นะครับวงฮะไม่ซ้ายก็ขวาเดี๋ยวมาลุ้นกัน
kode
เดทเล่นยากมากเทียทอนเล่นง่ายกว่าเดี๋ยวมาดูวันนี้ว่าจะเป็นยังไงนะครั
kode nih mah
จับอยู่ที่เดทเกมมิ่งครับท่านผู้ชมครับแล้วรอลุ้นเรื่องของวงฮะ
kode kan ko
Ya dah. Yang beda nawa sampai NH lah.
10 วินาทีเกมทีแล้วไม่ช่วงนี้อยากเที่ยวไปดิช่วงปลายปี
yang Danawa tempat NH
เฟสแฟนนะภาพ
Ya, kan yang saya dulu NH.
วงกลางเลยครับท่านผู้ชมครับและกลางวง
iya dia Yasna ya
คือ17
Yang saya dulu tuh.
ประเทศจีน
dulu PGC sekarang
V7 นะ
Iya. Dan nawa
เสียงที่
dia apa?
นะครับในหอเลย
Di
มานะครับ
ผมเริ่มสงสัย
school.
ว่าจัดที่ไทยหรือจัดที่จีน
ไม่เราจะพา
Nah
ไปจี
itu
นนะนี่
digeser
นะครับ
dan nawa ya.
อาทงมู่นะครับไทลูนะฮะวันนี้มีอาทงมู่มีเจยางนะครับมาดูที่
Dan kalau ada nawa dia dia saya tuh.
ใช่ครับและอย่างที่บอกครับว่าที่โรสช็อกนะปกติแล้ว
ใหญ่
จะแบ่ง
ใหญ่
ฝั่งกันระหว่าง V7
Jadi
กับ
atur turunnya nih
แต่
dah
จะพรีเซนต์ให้เห็นแหละเพราะว่าในเรื่องของโปรดักชั่น
Iya, aturannya diatur cuma kan
แยกกันแล้ว
ada rebutan juga dulu awal-awal
ไท
lah.
ลูเขาไปไหนแล้วบอฮูนะฮะตรงนี้
อย่างที่บอกกันไว้แล้วครับ
นี่ฮะ
เรื่องที่จะไม่ปะทะดีกว่า
ใช่ฮะไทลูเลือกไปขวาสุดของแมปเลยฮะคือลิปโพก้าเลย
โอ้เลือกไปเมืองที่ว่างเลย
ใช่
mana sih Okto
ปล่อยให้ V7 เนี่ยได้อยู่ในโรสช็อกไปเลยครับ
ถูกต้องครับนี่หนึ่ง
apakah
ทีม
juara baru saya
กลับมาได้ใน
takut
เกม
kupon
สุดท้าย
saya cuman satu yang masuknya 17 doang
ครับก็เมื่อวานเนี่ยเมืองวงเนี่ยจบเมืองค่อนข้างเยอะด้วย
ค่อนข้างเยอะนะ
ใช่
yang lainnya Sonic D5 NH Danawa
Dia kan
Tian
dapatnya 1, 2, 3 enggak?
บริเวณเมือง
iya
นะครับ
แหม
Nah,
yang
dia
dapatnya satu
เกมมิ่งครับ
cuma 17
โคชิงกิฮะ
โอ้แล้ววงแบบ
Itu pun nggak kalau rank
ไม่ไกล
satu.
กว่าด้วยนะ
Kalau rank 3 gimana?
สำหรับศึก
dapat 1 2 3 dikit aja
Iya tapi dikit.
ya nanti bisa beli CN dah tuh main lama banget mama aing bakso aing pengen bakso ada suara nih
สมองนี่มันเหมือนเพชรอ่ะคุณ
คือเขาดู movement การเล่นนะ
ผม
ดูมีความแบบ smart play
ถูก
นะครั
ต้อบ งเลยฮะทีละทอนไฟท่านผู้ชม
ครับผม
อีกหนึ่งทีมจากประเทศ
ทีละทอนไฟ
Noval kun
วันแรกเดทเห็นเล่นยากคนด้วย
Ebo kun
ต้องรอดูฮะ
Apa
แต่
Noval
ละวัน
penambil
เนี่ย
nih?
มันไม่เคยจะซ้ำเดิม
Over
อยู่แล้วนะ
คุณ
Terus
คะแนนนี่
Over
หนึ่งไก่
dan
พลิกกระดาน
NH
นะครับ
berduel
อาจจะดูว่า
sama
มันอันดับมัน
Beratong
มันดูห่างไกล
Eh,
นะ
NH di mana posisinya
เกม
nih?
เดียวรู้เรื่องนะ
NH
Dari
di
Per.
rumah
เกมหนึงคือโดดขึ้นมา
12
เลยนะครับ
Oi,
สำหรับอันดับ
Chicken
ล่าง
NH
นะครับ
Sah
ดู
sudah
ครับ V7 ครับตอนนี้ก็คือจับ
Wah NH bakalan mati sama adik-adik
อืม
โอ้ย
เนี่ยพอยแก๊ป
Kir ini
อันดับ1อันดับ16
geng
ครับ
25 Noval masa
อ่านไม่ทันนะครับผม
Wah
แต่คือ
Noval
เขาจะ
lagi
ชี้ให้ดูใน PGC
2
2 ครั้งที่ผ่าน
ปี
มา
ที่แล้วกับปีนี้
ใช่
นะ
ครั
ฮะ
บ
เป็นยังไงบ้างนะครับ
Kamu mau jatuh mid
mungkin. Iya.
อย่างที่บอกว่าตอนนี้เนี่ย PGC
ครับ
เนี่ยแน่นอน
Novel
นะพี่
Darmawan
เป็นอดีตแชมป์
Wih,
โลก
V7.
นะครับ Gen G คืออดีตแชมป์
Ini
โลก
sih
นะแล้วเมื่อปีที่แล้วเป็น
final yang
Navi
sangat seru ya.
Navi ในครั้งเนี้ยไม่ได้เข้าร่วม
Nggak
ตกรอบ
seru.
ในรอบ
Karena
qualify ไป
poinnya
เพราะฉะนั้น
dekat
เนี่ย
semua nih.
ถ้าเกิด
Nggak
จะ
seru.
มีทีมที่สร้าง
V7 tiba-tiba
การเป็น
mimpin
แชมป์ใน PGC
Iya.
Qualifier chaos-chaos.
เท่านั้น
คือ
Qualifier
ครับ
กับ Gen
Dia
G
satu aja nih.
Iya,
Satu aja ya.
match apa week 1 aja dari 1
Oh,
ini.
langsung rank 16 nanti ya.
Survival
Ya,
การันตีอะไรไม่ได้
pas 9 nih
Itu udah jelas
nambah
JG.
60 aja
ใคร
nih
ที่สามารถ
sampai
ทำ
D3.
ได้แบบแชมป์2 สมัย
Ayang kau kulik tuh, Bit.
ก็คือของแท้
เอามา
แล้ว
ของแท้แล้ว
ครับ
Keripik.
นิวแฮปปี้ครับ ซึ่งก็ไม่ใช่
Sonic
ไลน์อัพ
นี่
เดิม
Thank you, udah
ถู
subs
กต้องครับ
นะ
ก็
ครับ
มี
Bang
การ
Rain
มีการเปลี่ยนไลน์อัพไป
Top
เหมือน
Thank
กัน
you Bang
Tester English
Rain.
bang, sabar bang, abis ini kita nonton yang tester
We
English ya.
don't speak English in here.
ใช่นั่นๆอยู่
We
นั่นน่ะ
are Sea Pride, oke?
Mau ini bang, mau apa? Ngambil kode,
SSG
kode
ครับ
Thailand.
ผมบอกว่าทีมนี้
Kode
Let's go
Inggris
Pak
dong.
Tongpong.
ต้องลุ้นเสมอ
ครับ
นะครับแหม
Terus kode keluar kita pindah
ต้อง
ke
รอดูนะครับ
Inggris
ว่า
bang.
คนที่หนีตายมา
Jangan bang, jangan bang.
ถูกต้องครับนี่คือนันทวาอีสปอร์ตครับ
Nggak diajak aku, Bang. Ah, tuh, Bang.
ทีมจากเกาหลีใต้ครับโซโรกิอินโนนิกซารูสครับ
Gak diajak
เคลื่
push
อนตัว
clan
มา
bang.
ครับแล้วก็กระจายตัว
Iya
กันเล่นอยู่นะครับ
parah.
เพื่อการคุมโซนในพื้นที่ครับแต่ค่อนข้างอันตรายเหมือนกันนะครับเพราะไม่มีสิ่งก่อสร้างที่จะคอยหลบได้เลยนะ
ใช่
ต้อง
ฮะ
ต้องค่อนข้างเชี่ยวชาญพอสมควรครับมา
Ah,
ที่
nanti
บริ
ibu
เวณ
dipocin
นี้
pajak aku
กัน
berdua.
ขึ้นยึดยุทธศาสตร์เลยเนี่ยพี่ฉลาดมากอะ
โอ้โห
อุ๊ย
Ngapain dia
เนี่ยพี่ฉลาดมากจริงๆเพราะว่า
Kemarin dapat berapa bit di koin?
ของเมืองฮะ
Kemarin nggak dapat, kalau yang
แล้วทำให้
kemarin-kemarinnya
17
lagi
จะเล่นยากนะเนี่ยแบบ
3.000 dua kali, di situ banyak 7.000 lebih bang.
Ah, banyak
Ah,
nih dia.
7.000 lebih babang saat kayak dapat.
Ngapain dia dipocin orang-orang nihมีคนมายึดและใกล้ๆก็มีมาแล้วด้วยเหมือนกันมันเคลื่อนตัวกันเร็วเหลือเกิน
Oh,
Oke,
kena
Bang,
juli
oke,
nih,
Bang.
kena juli nih. Ah, kena juli kan.
โอ้โหคือต้องบอกว่านอกตาราง
Wop 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 wop, per skill, per skill.
นี่คือการ
Per skill, bos.
Ngapain tuh play out tuh?
วาโล
ซึ่ง
แรนต์
เขา
เนี่ย
ชิด
บอก
โมชิกิ
ว่า
ไวมากแล้วไม่ใช่
Tap
แค่นั้น
to
ครับ
start, tap
17
to
ต้อง
start.
หนีออกจากเมืองเลยครับเพราะว่าจุดไฮกราวที่เป็นจุด
Tiga Endo
ก็โด
kirim
น
di
ของ
IG
ครับ
Bo.
พี่อาร์ต
Aduh, telat cok.
เฟิร์สคิวมาเฟิร์สโค้ดนะครับตัวนี้แล้วเป็นลิวโค้ดไปน้องใส่โลโซโลซี่นะครับ
เอาคืนเหมือนกันครับ
อ่า
เดี๋ยวมาดูฮะว่ายังไงได้แต้มไม้เสริม
Kode no longer
เสียเสี่ยวเปิ
bangsat.
ดไปนะครับเสี่ยวเปิดมีดุ้งกันบ้างอะผมบอกเลย
จ
เมื่อ
ริง
กี้
ฮะคือเซฟโซนของเขาไม่เซฟโซนอีกต่อไปแล้ว
แล้วแบบเพื่อนขึ้นรถแล้วเพื่อนที่จะไปชุบก่อนนะสำหรับเซอร์บรัสอีสปอร์ตเพื่อเอาชัวร์ครับ
โอ้อย่างเดียวตัวรอดมาได้นะครับเซบลัสแต่ว่าก็พุ่งเข้าไปหาไฮสกิเลยนะครับ
ใช่ครับโอ้ไปชมเยอะเสียทรง
Invalid.
ผมว่าแกเผื่อใจนิดนึง
เผลอใจใช่
Gitu ya.
Ah,
Ya Allah itu G. Harusnya aku dapat. Ini kukira C, cok. Astagfirullahalazim.
Dia ada garis-garisnya kan, Bit?
Iya, dia di garis-garis
Kira
putih
itu
loh.
G, ya Allah.
Males.
Invalid ini aneh dong.
Ya, nontonin global lagi. Nonton di global.
In trouble.
Astagfirullah.
Vehicle for cover. Soul's gonna come up.
Harusnya kalau gitu.
Get that knock onto it.
Dapat aku tuh.
But Soul's gonna come up and make sure that this one gets flushed
Ayolah
out.
Danawa Cup.
A little bit too deep here.
Berapa nanti yang 5.000, yang 5.000.
Ya 5.000 ya, 5.000.
Nonton di global aja bang, Inggris bang. Viewer minta Inggris aja bang.
But Danawa is kind of
Inggris,
a team
yang
that likes to
5.000
hedge their
Inggris.
bets across this river for the odd chance that it does shift up to the north and they put themselves in a good position
Astagfirullah,
to
cepat
cross
betul
probably
tuh
the
limitnya,
Yaz
Cuk.
bridge over the lake.
Yang penting udah dapat pernah 7.000 totalnya. Yang penting udah 7.000
Atau memang
total.
rezeki aku di
That has
5.000.
like a dip in the center of it that they can use to get some scouting, but
Beli apa bang? Beli gacha 1.800.
kilter a little bit here to start.
Beli
And that's a
gacha,
Hitung loh.
beli battle pass
Well,
dulu.
we were
Karena aku
talking
ada
about
400 nih,
He was laying
5.400.
out.
Battle
Hey,
pass
we think that we have the
1.200,
potential for a
bisa
70-point game today,
4.200.
and
Terus
with this early
beli apa
setup, you
lagi
can see that this is really
4.200.
about
Aduh,
trying to make sure that they can
pusing,
pick up a
pusing.
couple of kills here and there inside of this rotation. They have Salute
Eh,
all the way up
Jared
next
dia,
to
Bo.
Jared dia, Bang.
Other three members
Ih,
playing a
gokil
much more
kali. Tengok
defensive
Severus
line. And
gokil
so
kali split
with this
pochin dia.
opportunities to pick up kills
Irin
if the
aja
circle
lah,
pops
Des.
down the south, and maybe they're stuck on.
Jangan
Destiny, maybe
gambar-gambarin
But
aku
really, it's
tuh.
just been so
Ente
quiet.
bang.
Gambar ya.
Salah cok.
Solo is going down really.
Saya kira itu C tadi. Ternyata G.
Atau pencet F dia pasti itu.
Kocak James.
A little whoopsies there for James. But they were really
Pamer anjing.
thinking that this could be the day where they kind of put their foot down.
Yang
they
penting
take
udah
control of
untung
this
babang,
lobby,
gua babang,
take
walaupun nggak
control of
dapet.
their destiny. which has been
Penting dah untung
obviously the name of the
kemarin-kemarin.
game for Danawa all year. They accomplished their first goal, which is winning the PWS. In fact, they won it twice.
Udah di nerf gua.
First time they've ever been able to win their region. And now
Susah, Cok.
the next step
Mata
is winning
silinder
PGC,
ngeliat tulisan
proving
begitu.
that they are the best in the world.
I want to take a second to talk about LG as well, as this is a squad we saw Snakers. Overall, the best player to pick
Minus
up for your
silinder
fans. That means
susah
that he's
ngeliat
pumping
tulisan
kills,
kayak
he's
tadi,
getting
Cuk.
a ton of damage out on the board, but we're not seeing a lot of chicken dinners going to that LG line. It's because of their
mobilnya,
personality that they get out so much control.
Ini
It's not the
DG nih.
flashiest, biggest, like, let's just go ahead and run Ramshock over
Teraton
everybody.
5 udah dapat tempat
It's
enak,
we're
double
playing
chicken lah nih.
specifically
Wih.
our
Enak
game.
tuh.
It's a very safe and direct approach. It's always mapped out ahead of time. It's always making sure that they can maneuver in the
Mampus
points
lu
that they get
Jeffrey,
into, and
4
not
di
ever
awal
overextending.
kurang lu.
It is a lot
Yeah.
simpler of a gameplay style and can sometimes come back to bite them.
Game 5
But
lagi, game 5
whenever
lagi.
it's effective, you can see the fact that it just positions them so well on the leaderboard. So when they finally
Wah,
find it, that
ngapain
they can
lo
just
lah meninggal lah
absolutely
lagi nih.
unload.
Ah,
It
Teraton
lets them
5
shoot
aman
up the
kali di
leaderboards.
atas. Ya
a
ampun.
50 shift.
Oh boy, now it might be north. Now we might be
Rip
going
mata.
Pinter kali
So
Rossi ini.
Danawa
Woi, Rossi
immediately
46.
scrambling. Like I mentioned, going to be heading back. Now, Salute had come down. Danawa decided to prioritize more because they didn't see anybody else around the Oz Bridge or behind them.
Banyak kill ya,
They
banyak
could
kill.
afford to take a
Kok
little bit of
bisa ke
extra
atas
time
katanya?
to gamble for the south. Instead, it is going to go north, but that
Tinggal nih Pak Z
rotation
ini.
still open for
James,
them.
James, jangan
Teams like
terbang-terbang
FaZe,
lagi,
Minds,
James.
the
Lo
teams
pakai
that
stop pula ya.
Batulin,
were
batulin.
gambling more towards the
Waduh.
south.
Waduh, nge-troll nih batulin.
That was not
Ay.
the position to stop at. And it looks like
Mana, mana, mana,
maybe
mana.
he might be able to get some information
Takut
before
dong,
he can
palanya
go to the
ditembak
top of
dari
this one.
school.
So Twisted Minds likes to play it specifically. Batulin's up on that high ground. Now going to exchange
Oh,
some
lagi
bullets back.
ditembak
It looks
itu.
like FaZe is going to be able to bypass this one.
Sangat
They're just
di-
going to move right
apa
past
player
the
Eropa ini
itself,
jarang
and I
pakai
think
barrel
they're
ya.
going to go ahead and stop right before the bridge. That's
Iya,
going to allow them to go up to the
Mau
north.
V7 kok
They
dirusak
might
ya.
not
V7,
have too much
ay,
to know. It's
V7.
actually going to be V7 that's
Oleh
going
kena
to
rusakin sama
Tosi
Fazzi itu.
caught a little bit
Hey,
off guard
nah.
with where FaZe crashed. He's trying to prone behind
Gak
the-
nambah poin
Alah,
dia,
kenapa
6 game
tuh?
and got caught.
Ngapain orang
It's up to Glass.
dia sama
He's
Gustafnya tuh?
Ngapain
personal
tuh?
effects underneath though. This is
Oh,
one
gelap.
of the most difficult players in the world to deal with, but he's got a scar. Again, that early rotations
Kenapa nggak berhenti sama
causes
temannya dia?
teams to use some guns that they maybe don't want to.
Ngapain dia di bawah jembatan tuh tuh?
Just feeding the information over to Glass.
Bantu
See
temannya
how
nih.
this is all going to be working together. You can see that
Sep,
FaZe
sepreng bang,
just in
sepreng.
a ton of trouble on this one. James, I believe, already under the bridge up to the north, so can't provide any type of support. Glass just trying to bank that one down.
Iya,
zonanya,
Bang.
Rex, he's thinking maybe he can get one inside the window. Looks like that is going to do pretty decent amount of damage. Not get the knock
Korein,
just yet.
Korein.
No capabilities for a committal as this is just a standoff. Nobody capable of moving, and now it's even going to be Twisted Minds
Mana
on
Hani
the
Enak?
Bang
outside.
Okto lagi live off TikTok kah?
Tahu tuh, selagi
Yeah,
belum ada kill
Twisted
Mana
feed-nya
dia
masih
ngajak
siap.
kemarin
Buckle up
nobar nih.
instead of, trying to
Belum ada dia muncul.
get hot and heavy here with FaZe, and instead they can kind of pick apart this fight potentially, do some
Banyak
damage.
bomnya.
This is a lot of nade usage coming out and getting very little return.
James,
to this stage in
James.
the game. Batulin's
Bantu-bantu
just
lah
gonna spot
teman tuh
out
James.
one of the rotating members for V7 at range, and that's going to be Heaven. But looks like
Udah
he's not gonna
kenok
take the
2
shot.
kali, dia
That's
agak
just
mau
super
bantu
quick
jadi.
butted, and that's just too tempting of a target. Got to go ahead and go for that one now. As you can see, what are you going to do if you're really V7 or FaZe
Punya.
with that
Urex.
position where we see
Punya apa
Batulin's
tuh?
able to
Urek,
make a move?
ayo
Well,
Vex.
you can go upstairs.
It's
Ayo
gonna
ada
be
bunyi.
tough.
Mulai
Glass has
dipusnya,
got
mulai
some
dipusnya.
stuns in response.
Mulai
Gilly
di sini.
trying to cover
Wah, nggak
under
Vio,
Gilly's
nggak
Vio
coverage.
nih.
Meanwhile, Genji,
Woi.
you
Yo,
are
adik-adik,
oh,
adik-adik.
Adik-adik.
Bio mati,
the
Bio
open,
mati
one
le.
more shot
Woi,
to
ngapa
do it.
Hisaki nih nge-front?
PG's got it. Pio
Mati
under
dia,
pressure.
Mo.
Icon got the knock.
Adik-adik,
Rolls into this
aneh-aneh
one
aja
full on
kerjanya.
gusto and confidence. Now Cerberus
Bukan
has to
eramu
retreat
lagi,
back
Pak
down the hillside
Pio.
just a bit more. Genji really wants to open this one up. They're
Sama
coming on
kali,
the
Baka.
outskirts on this one. They're directly gate kept and no
Itu
easy
telepon tadi.
pathing. They know that Cerberus needs to move. Tycon looks like he's got enough on it. Realize the fact that it might be a bit hard to get into Haisaki's positioning, but most of this coming down to Songjong.
Weh, Haisakinya, weh, ayo, weh. Aku aman, Sumpah.
Aku save.
So Cerberus is going
Main
to have
house
to
di luar
abandon
zona
Haisaki
tuh.
here.
Aduh, banyak
Just
luar
let him
zona
go.
5.
And the rest of Genji going to watch them depart. See if they can do any more
Gak
damage.
apa-apa,
Luckily,
udah
I
dapat
think
Pio
Cerberus
katanya.
should
Makin
be
badut
safe,
deh.
to get on out of here. Yep, they're just going to
Sakit
cut on
pula
down.
dia.
And this is kind of just an unfortunate timing of both teams.
Pio lagi
rotating in
demam,
the same
guys.
direction, trying to go for those
Nggak
wide
demam
swings,
pun dia tetap
up around
meninggal
the-
juga.
potentially the northern side or
Iya.
across the Yaz
Enggak lah,
Bridge.
berarti lagi
Back
demam tuh bang.
over
Kenok,
Pantesan
Haisaki, kenok
flank-flanknya
Haisaki.
kurang.
Burns really moved. Yumi's
Nggak
trying to
NH
get out in the
gambar
open
atas
here.
bukit
Haisaki
tuh, Han.
kenok, Haisaki
Shots are gonna
kenok.
go out between the two, but not enough to
Biru,
really do
biru,
anything.
tabrak.
Anjing, zonanya.
Zonanya
ke atas terus.
Gila.
LG tuh enak kali tuh.
James is at least safe underneath that
LG
ledge, but
paling
Ambil
enak
rumah
nih.
nenek, ambil rumah nenek, ambil gudang LG.
real powerful.
Enak tuh dah.
Yumi able to best facts Correxy as
Oh,
well
tinggal si
down.
James
James lagi
So
kali Faze.
V7, it
Apa
hasn't gone
nih,
their
hei,
way. Glass
Faze,
did get taken out,
hei.
but they're able to punch back here.
Faze,
This is
hap.
their home turf. This is
Abis
their
ini
city.
farewell
Farewell,
know it
Jeeps.
better than just about anyone else in the lobby.
with this, it's just going to be a
Kan
matter of
Fazil cuma bisa zone aja, Bo.
the bridge up in the north, so this is
Iya.
just picking up the flushes, make sure that you secure them.
Lari, lari Jem, lari.
Diskom, Cok. Fazil.
Spyro and Lou over there right now.
Nge-mute Discord dia tuh.
Defend dia, Cok.
Defend dia nggak mau dengerin kawan. Mau main sendiri.
How close can James get to this line for Tai Lu?
Booster
berhenti di
on
wall.
5. Booster on 5.
Yeah, Loki's got to be a little
Eh,
careful.
nak mau
He can't
di-push
stay
ada
out here
bal.
too much longer with Cerberus
Mau
potentially
di-push sama
coming across.
Nak
But
kali
he
dia
realizes
jalan-jalan
it.
nih.
Got that knock, got
Kenapa
some damage
nih?
on
Alah, masih
SSG
sepi.
at least.
Dia
So,
tahu, Bo, masih
you know,
sepi.
in terms of maybe
Dia
putting
tahu nggak ada
a
orang di
little bit
belakang.
into SSG to keep them
Seru aja dia
away
main-main
from
tengah-tengah dia.
Danawa is what I think they're going to set up a 2-2 split up there
Boleh
between
di
the gas
tengah-tengah
station and
gitu.
the compound on the hillside. Meanwhile, Twisted Minds just is like,
Dia
okay, guys, we're in
pesawat
quality.
dia,
That
aduh,
fight is
nama
done.
gila
We're gonna
lah
use
ini
this to
pesawat
gain some
nih.
space.
Dah selamat lah dia tuh.
Oh, Bang,
Woi kosong,
Thailand,
pom bensin
Bang.
kosong katanya.
Iya. Popping off, they were over here on
Jangan
Everest,
Thailand
with
lah.
everything.
Pom bensin kosong nih katanya.
Aku lagi nungguin ininya. Petchcore Road does navigate right between the 2-2 split for T5. LG running a split of their own as it looks like
Sama aja bisa selanjutnya.
set up for the time being.
Nggak ada lagi, cuma sekali aja bet.
Ya cuma sekali, kan 3 hari, 30.000 itu Bang. Total udah.
Woi, masuk bunker.
Petrichor
Oh,
Road, we've seen
boleh,
this before
ha.
with them. They like this shelter. They like
Woi,
the
hampir mau
layout here, and they can
mau
be
di greenet.
explosive out of it,
Hancur
catching teams
mobil
a
orang
little
di
bit
semua
off
nih,
guard, a little
aduh.
unsure how to play out of it. Now, the thing is that
Berarti
you can
call-nya
put
udah
them
pasti.
down
Ya
fight.
Allah.
Typhon
Kemana
there,
sendiri
gonna
ditembak
find a
itu?
quick
Ya,
Las, las, las,
satu hit.
Himas, las, las.
Cerberus and SSG.
Ayo dong,
hit.
las.
Hamas has nothing that he can really do over here. He's just got to go
Las
ahead and
Van
step
itu
away from it. He
Danok
wants to get
3
back
ada
to
kena
it.
1v1
3.
nih Mas, 1v1.
It's a
Turun-turun
direct
di
send
rumah
in. Keep
nih,
in mind,
nah,
Dana's
turun di
also
rumah
providing
nih.
some supervision
Enak
inside of
kali,
this
enak
fight.
kali Danawa
So
yang
rolling through,
nyampah.
seeing if maybe he can get a couple of these
Hai,
flushes. Just a couple
Danawa.
points. Already sitting at 2 right now would be big. But here come those shots at range.
Main
It's
hal
going to
tadi,
be
Bang.
multiple targets.
Oh,
Now,
tahu
Twisted
tahu
Minds
mana
even
dia.
have
Wah.
Wow.
Roth is going to close that one down and should at least be able to get sharp
Eropa
on
ini
that.
tak perlu
That's a
diragukan.
beautiful name
Masuk
for Roth,
Eropa,
perfectly
Amerika.
placed and saves
Nggak ada obeng.
SSG here. 4
Oh,
big
what?
kills. Yeah, they lose a couple players.
Cina, bro,
but
jangan lupa,
SSG needs a
jangan
little bit of
dilupakan,
momentum, a little
Mas
bit of
ya.
confidence. Who knows? That grenade
Cina.
might have done it, and
Nggak
Loki
sih,
also going to
terlalu
get
sih.
knocked by Twisted Minds
Udah
again. He's
terlalu.
practiced his game reaching out
Bung
there like that.
spektakuler
He is gonna
dulu
be
tuh
flushed
4AM
out.
bos
Nothing
megang.
Salute can do about it. So Danawa
Kamu ingat
going
nggak
for the
momen
numbers,
dia?
going for those points.
Eropa.
Yes, they get
Just
some,
moment.
but Twisted Minds right there to capitalize.
Mana NH tuh dia, Pak?
Nggak tahu tuh. Oh, aman aman
Dipu sama
aman.
Gen Gold. Oh, dilepas sama Edo.
Oh, mana.
Oh, aman-aman.
Spec LG kalau
Wah,
dunia
Teraton
kesana,
5,
Cok.
Teraton 5 nak zona, Pak. Teraton 5 nak zona.
Masalah itu NH berlari-lari aja gini tuh.
Biarin aja lah dia.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about Petrichor Road is if somebody figures it out and like drives a car on top of it, tries to
Adik-adik
block him in
nih,
or something and
ngepus-ngepus
blows it
pula
up. We'll see.
adik-adik nih.
Sungjang trying to finish off SSG. Roth here taking a lot of damage behind the house.
Up dapat
Matilah tuh.
kunci satu. Wah, sama-sama kenok.
Wah.
Good again.
Good pickup coming up from Roth.
Wah, kena
Narrowly
gilang,
surviving
kena
that
giling,
nade.
aduh,
It's
kena
way
gilang,
Gonna have to see if we get any
aduh.
other people that want to be joining this party. DG
Gilang
not
dia.
coming in the res, but Roth still
Eh,
has
gantilah
more
yang disorot
nades.
tuh. Op
I don't
dapat
think
juga
that he knows
kuncinya ya.
exactly where to be dropping them at the time, though. As
Satu
you can
untuk
see, they
tukar
just have
satu
bounced
di sini,
around
Bu.
outer wall doing a massive amount of work for Gen G. But Roth is going to pick up another kill. Blue zone nade looks like it is at least going to slow down
kenok
a lot of what's going on in the defense spot. Esther does get rezzed, and now how much more do we see Gen G commit into this one, because this is outside the safe zone and it's just not going in their favor.
Yeah, this is just a stellar play.
Turnamen tuh di Palembang tuh.
Out of frag grenades
Siapa tadi
now.
tuh? Gen Gold di sana tuh, Andre. Teriak barusan.
Yo,
Mimi ngenok kentek-kentek.
Ada Pak Ompong di sini.
He can get Roth just a little bit off balance. They're going to try to come in from the front side of the house. Roth sees it.
Hot.
Gets a headshot to tap it at the beginning.
Naik bagi lari.
Warna di sana apa masih?
BG Epo.
Satu lagi.
Dia masuk tadi.
Tuh, ada cuma satu masakannya.
Dalam tuh bomnya sebenarnya. Selesai nih.
Aduh, budak lagi.
Oh my God!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, adik-adikan. Kalau Indo mati. Iya, adik-adikan kok kayak gitu.
Ini matiin tuh, mati kenok satu.
Mati kenok 2. Itu habis nih, Bang. Kita kemana-mana bagi
Itu
pecah.
hat-trick dia. Gila dia.
Dapat Bang dia low ground ini.
Waduh.
Dia dapat low ground, aman. Dapat low ground dia udah.
Push. Nggak ada tuh mati.
Mana bisa di push ini?
Bisa. Itu Canba di atas itu.
Mana bisa?
Bom Panadol.
Harus bisa, nggak ada cerita dong.
Bisa, nggak ada cerita.
Nggak ada yang nggak bisa. Ayo nge-lag.
Aman.
CC kenok lagi. Apain Nggak boleh bahaya tuh.
Mental baja tuh.
Bang ngepost tuh tempo nanti.
Bom kan lah tuh, bom gua ada tuh deh.
Twisted Minds has
Game
so much
masih
strength
santai
on
ya.
this angle for now, but the edge is
Ikan
going
yang
to
sendiri
dissipate
itu
for them
bisa
in just
survive.
any moment, and they know it.
Iya,
Unless a
mau
massive
DSSG
hardship
itu
comes
mau
back
DSSG
down here,
tadi
gives them
barusan
something
tuh.
to work with. Elsewise, they're going to have to essentially
Survivor
work
kemarin
their
nih.
way through this. When the only beneficiary of this
Oh,
is going to be the
siapa
fact that Daniel's already
CCC
split in
ya?
front of them, but they're
Oh,
already
zona
Oh,
lagi,
zona
zona
enak,
lagi,
enak,
zona
enak,
enak,
zona
enak,
enak,
enak, enak.
Mampus LG, Cok. Pusing LG, rumah dia tadi padahal.
Kalau ke atas terus.
Gimana nih?
Mana nih? Oh, diantam NH
Oh,
nih, diantam NH. Oh, enggak, diantam. Enggak.
From a couple different spots, if you
Turun lah dari Sujiu. Kemana dia saya mobil nih?
Let's see if
Nah,
anybody
bom mobil
is
kalian
going
tuh.
to
Oh no.
Woi,
Twisted
twist
Minds.
ini mati
Don't go
twist.
here next to Roth right now. Go
Dapat
anywhere
kayak dapat
else.
low
sama
ground
Sirot
nih.
nih.
I feel like this
Iya,
is
kan
a
dapat low
good
ground.
territory. He is just being very dominant over here, and yep, Twisted Minds
Oh,
repositioned.
pohon, Bang.
This gas station, man. You talked about hard to defend. It's those
Oh, dan
gaps
awalnya kena
underneath
lock
of the
lagi di
wall
situ.
that just make it so ridiculous. And this position has so
perang sama
much
itu tuh,
strength
Tian
due
Ba.
to that, because you can see the feet, you can see the movement out, and you still get the
Tengok
cover of the
tengok
hillside
mapnya
itself to really make sure you're
aduh,
protected
Teraton
about
5 2
against all
lagi
that
tuh
information gap.
Yeah, exactly, man. It is
Situ
a
lah dia,
really tricky compound to lock down. It's something at least
Dia,
that's better than what a lot
mobilnya
of teams
rusak
have.
semua kan?
So for
Enggak.
Danawa, if they
Enggak,
can
Dasian
get
enggak.
Twisted Minds out of it, then they will have a potentially pretty good chance to
Mana
do some
nyampai
serious
tuh?
damage in the circle because it is up on the high ground into this circle. So
Pakai title
could have
farm
a good
nyampe
look at
baru.
things.
Iya.
Linshu
Pusing lah
can
LG
take
nih.
it.
Aduh, harusnya zona tadi.
Right in the middle of the circle, turret onto these other
Zona,
teams.
zona,
Rock-
Meledakan mobil,
Aduh.
meledakan mobilnya, meledakan mobil Tigel Team.
That's a salvage game and a half coming up from him. Day trade, you can see in trouble around there. Shaq,
Mati dia.
Tickle
Dapat
Taker's
kill
getting
dia Bang Pal.
and HCC that
Oh,
spots him
dapat
out,
TGLTN
and
mati kan tuh, instan
I
kan
don't think he's
TGLTN
gonna be
tuh.
too resistible. He got caught in
Bisa.
rotation, and no other members can be
Bisa.
even close to being able to do anything for
James
him.
nggak kill lah.
LGT5 not going to be inside this new
Atas
circle, so
sih
they're
harusnya
going to
day
figure out
trade
some way
nih.
to navigate around this one. You can see that Sonics also wants to get control
Oh,
over this
kena
territory.
zona, kena
It's just going to continue to rain nades.
Kena
right
Masa
now.
Bakar.
Blue zone, they putting in some work.
Masa
That's
air.
just about all she wrote. That med
Knock satu
coming
Bang Pal,
off
dia Bang
just
Pal.
in the nick of time.
Sisa
Oh,
Pak
satu
Kompong.
lagi, satu lagi.
Dah menang Bang.
Satu lagi,
Menang abang. Menang
Oh,
abang.
let's go.
Udah menang abang.
Overnya lagi.
Over nih.
Over nih.
Let's go. Kamu kok ikut let's go juga sih?
Aku kan dapat juga nanti balik.
Dapat.
It's LG at
Wuih,
distance.
wuih,
They wanted
Mimin.
to top of them. They wanted to
Ah,
make
itu
the
Bo,
best.
cara pakainya Bo, bukan ke kawan.
Down the middle,
Iya.
lime with the mortar. They knew
Enggak,
they had
ditembaknya
to
di
do
dalam
that. That was
school
such a
tuh.
good play.
And he's driving them now. He's
Enggak,
trying
Galanya
to
enggak,
sendiri.
flush onto them. They want to punish the Sonics. They want to take that spot for
LG sini,
themselves. It's a
Jiken.
really decent spot in this circle, Petrichor Road.
Dan
Going up
Awa
and
masih
over,
berapa?
and this is
3.
so smart. They're going to use a folding
Wih,
shield as well.
ini
to block
granatnya
some
masuk ke
angles.
lubang Peru mati
Iya,
semua
Mas.
ini.
Masak tuh.
Case is protects them
Wih,
from some
Blue
grenades.
Zone
Pasti ada yang keluar
Mati
tuh
semua
kan,
ini.
pasti ada yang keluar kan.
Yeah, but if
Mati
he
zone.
does manage to fall down into that stairwell, it
Mati
is
pula
just
yang
wrong.
keluarnya.
Blue zone
Wih,
is also
zona
very strong
LG
over here.
kali,
Circle is
Cok.
gonna pop definitely in the center of the
LG
position that we're going to be looking at with
Udah
Petrichor
di
Road.
Minang.
Outside team still going to twist the mind. Dano
Ada
and
berita
Gavin
lu baca.
aman.
in H are looking into day
Telepon
trade
awal
Shaq.
itu
Dia bilang apa aja?
Bukan dong.
lawan apa? Lawan ini. Lawan Pero. Terus
Wah, LG mati satu.
Fast under 5 killnya. Satu lagi aku tinggal SK aja tinggal. Lawan Pero nih.
Pero ini harus masak nih.
Enggak ada.
Ada
Tinggal
jadi
dua.
This is what I was talking about with LG. It's
Yeah.
always
Revive,
clinical,
Pero
it's
revive.
always planned. Whenever they're making a move, they already have about 2 more that
Ya,
they have
Pero
prepped up. And this time
4
around,
kill.
they're
Wih,
continuing in
salut.
position, managing to
DBS.
force it down. Now, here comes
Satu lagi
Perfectus,
aku nih.
making
Ay,
his way
mati
into the middle
dong.
and drop a
Wih,
couple of
Ming
nades.
Ming.
Does manage to land
Dapat
right on
Kan tinggal
top.
satu Sonic.
Soul doesn't really have the best of angles to work with due to the amount of
Rata
smoke.
Sonic,
Soul's gonna go
kalah
down.
bang.
Twisted Minds
Iya.
just slow rolling
Ting
this
dua
one
udah
and
kelar.
picking up everything they want.
Yeah, they guessed really well
Mana?
on where
Tipis
Danawa
sekarang,
would
eh.
be, and again, not a lot of space to maneuver. Soul, though,
Lari
the
aja kau
superstar,
Seul, kill Seul, instanin Seul.
trying to do what he
Oh,
can.
ada.
He gets Perfectix. He's got
Uy.
another.
Got Lou as well.
Wuih,
Use the dance.
1 lawan 4 Cok.
Come on.
Iya.
Anjing.
Gonna go down.
Oh, dapat kill dia, dapat kill 2 nih
dapat
minimal lah,
kill.
dapat 2 kill nih. Oh, enggak ding 1, masih zone
So
pelan.
close for Soul.
Dude, this is
Gila,
PGC. This is what you need. You
Gila,
need your stars
Sel.
to step up, and we
Polisi
are
Korea
seeing
tuh,
it
bos.
in this game. It's about
Naik
setting
gaji
the
dia.
table. This was a compacted leaderboard, and each one of these squads
Dari
wants to break
kapan
it
tahu
apart.
PNC,
Ah,
habis itu
terasa
qualifier
over ini,
Korea.
Transfer ini, transfer ini, transander ini.
Terasa over ini.
Transfer ini, Pak.
Terasa over ini.
LG jiken nih.
Terasa over ini.
Transander nih. LG.
Kamu mau jatah apa enggak nih?
Wah, aku mau jatah nih untuk update nih.
Terasa overnya bilang.
Pas sekali dia apa tuh.
Kalian lumayan jauh kena itu. Sakit juga damage-nya.
Anak bilang LG jiken. Lagi.
Tapi bisa NH juga sih bang. 17. Tergantung zone. Tergantung zone. 3-3-3 soalnya.
Aduh.
Pero nggak mungkin nih chicken Pero.
5 NH bisa tuh 5 kalau.
Yuk bisa semua, yuk bisa semua.
Over nih, over.
Over nih. Over and over again.
Lil Ghost udah nge-kill 17. Lihatkan dulu Lil Ghost dikit.
Ghost mati, udah mati.
Wih, kill 3 dia, let's go Lil Ghost. Itu dia.
PGC ini yang tim Cina-nya banyak.
Ah, mati Ming dah. Goodbye Ming.
Kan LG jiken nih. Masuk
Bomo tadi.
Masuk bom terakhir.
Revive
aman. Revive.
Woi, pegang aja katanya, pegang aja.
Masih sekali. Perang dulu masih sekali. Wop, bawa basoka dia. Aku nggak diganti sih. Masihin mobil.
Transander dah. Under apa?
Over, ada under. Over.
Overnya pas tapi
17 ya enak kali.
Iya jangan salah, dia penting over ya. 10 ah.
8 kilo kena dos.
9.
Gila lu bang. GG semua itu 4-4 ya. Emang lagi nggak dapet aja bang.
Ming masih hidup.
Of New Happy's rotation, so you can see that they have to wait this out. They have to try to wait for the circle to kind of push New Happy back to the other side, back to the north side.
Tapi kalau penembak baru Seoul.
Padahal dia nggak ada
Mikir itu mereka berempat jago tuh. Harusnya PGC ini mereka bisa juara. Tapi nggak tahu kenapa D1 kemarin mereka lagi buruk.
I think that there's a section of the road that still has another lip on it just to their east, so LG can maybe position around that one, but it's kind of dangerous once we start looking again at the way we see NH in their positioning. Shout out to also CC for NH. He's doing a good job of staying
Mau kemana lagi LG? Mana lagi? Mobil cuma satu.
Here we go. LG now making the rotation into that a bit more safe. Well, actually, no, looks like they're going to go ahead and stop off. I think that they're afraid of that angle still, mainly due to 17. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke kan ke arah Peru tuh, tabrak pakai mobil.
Udah habis kayaknya smoke-nya bang. Dipakai di low ground tadi.
Ini Peru yang duanya AFK ini.
Oh, ada satu Snakers.
About the only defendable spot
Ganti-gantian
left in the current
Ganti-gantian, cuma bisa satu spot tuh. Mana kamu LG? Kemana kamu LG?
No cover,
Mantap,
no cover, lagi cari Reno.
Pohon tuh bisa tuh, enggak pohon tuh kan?
They're going to go ahead and just make the push in. Not too much more they can do. It is also going to be at range. They realize the fact that it's going to be Flood that found something for them to work with. Exlef's going to take some parting shots and be like, yeah, get out of here. We're finally done with this.
Wah, di pinggir jalan bertiga. Masih bisa dapat di sini. Pikir lagi next zone. Oh, masih bisa pohon depannya.
Cuma nge-smokin mereka aja satu, bebas baru.
December the 12th, just kind of watching them. If he has any frags, he's got a really good angle to launch one in there, especially with
si Summer AFK Summer.
I just don't know if December the 12th has any frags or not. We haven't seen from his perspective.
Season baru.
If he has one, now would be a great time. No, he's done. So yeah, that's why they're not able to really bombard this shelter. They're gonna have to do it on foot. CC finally.
Wah, meninggal Pero sudah. Wah, udah megang bom semua. NH.
Megang BZ lagi.
Bom. Semuanya lempar. Wah, nggak lewat lagi. Bakar.
Nggak tahu lubangnya ada nih.
Wah, kena bakar. Ah, mati, Cok.
Nggak tahu lubang deh nih.
Oh, zone deng. Kena blue zone.
Hidupin lampu dulu, hidupin lampu dulu.
Selamat ya.
Kirain kena molly tuh. Selamat, Cok. Util yang kasihan. Keluar satu.
17 nyantai mau ngepus.
Oh, Snakers yang bunuh. Kira
17 nyantai nampung.
Kata Samar, AFK aja udah, aku gak kenal.
NH cuma mau save rank aja ya. Apa 17?
17.
Satu tukar satu. LG gerak nih, LG gerak nih.
More members now of New Happy trying to barricade this. 17, you got to be aware. You got to look for that, that flank, and absolutely December the 12th.
LG nggak bisa gerak sih, Andre. 17 bisa ngeliat dia
kayak.
Enggak, 17 low ground tuh.
Enggak, kalau nge-push, wah kena bakar.
Oh, LG nge-push 17. Wih, anjing Suju. Bingung ini, 17 mau kemana nih. Mau gas yang kiri apa yang kanan?
Tergantung timing perang Pero nih aja nyo sama NH baru join nanti tuh. Wah, mau mati zona Pero tuh ah.
Oh, panas.
Kasih kill. Batu kali X Live nih. Nice. Ming. Nice Ming. Dapat kill dia, let's go. Under nih Bang Pal.
Under nih tidak.
Exfoot udah
NH sama 17 yo.
Exfoot padahal nggak ketahuan tadi. Smoke deh.
Nice.
Wah, chicken NH.
NH chicken lagi satu hari satu. Gas satu hari satu. NH.
8 kill NH kill.
Waduh, 2-2.
Kalau dibuat mati zone berarti gue banget, Pak.
Jangan.
Oh, aku aman oi, aku aman oi. Pegang lah.
Going to be very difficult. I don't think that anybody's going to be going for December 12th. It's just not the way to do this one. And yes, you can see that 17 very aware. There's still the solo in
Bisa 17 bisa juga.
Bisa 4 kill.
Nah,
tambah 1, 3 lagi ya sisa kan.
17 gaming though.
Antara NH atau 17 pokoknya.
Ya. Pokoknya jangan sampai menyampah LG itu aja intinya.
Iya.
LG nyampah
dia.
LG.
Wop.
Di zona.
Crazy good stuff.
Gak mungkin LG mati zona.
Nggak mungkin mati zona tuh.
Wow, 1 lawan 1 yuk. Satu titik. Jangan bilang LG. Jangan bilang LG. Ini parah.
Di sampah. Itu di sampah enggak? Kayaknya di sampah satu tadi, Bang. Enggak ya? Enggak ya?
Oh, harus pakai gelang itu ya main ya.
Itu ini. Itu pendetek jantung itu, Andre. Iya.
Saya 9.
Di sampah, Bang. Yang kenok kalau nggak salah tadi. Soalnya ada logo LG tadi. Ya, kita undurin di YouTube.
Mang Ming juga ngangkat nih.
Mantap, beda 0,5 aja, Pak. Gimana tuh, Pak?
Oh, enggak. Dapat Bang. 10 kill.
Oh, kalian jangan ya. Jangan macam-macam kalian ya.
Jangan macam-macam kalian sama Opal.
Ini aku merintis dari 10.000 masalahnya nih.
Jangan macam-macam kalian sama Opal.
Jangan macam-macam ya, Bo ya. Jangan kamu racik-racik dulu ya. Tiba-tiba udah hancur ya. Susah 2 aku kamu bikin.
Bukan hobi itu.
Mau beli bakso dulu lah, guys. AFK dulu.
Salat maghrib dulu lah, guys.
Oh iya, sholat. Bener juga, Bang. Untung nggak Bang ingatin sholat. Guys, AFK dulu ya. Sholat, habis itu AFK mau beli bakso. Saya masuknya raser ya. Ya. Betul, Babang. Kan dia ada 4 PUBG. Ada apa? Raser, semi raser apa sih sebutnya? Itulah pokoknya. Terus support IGL bisa masuk ke support juga sih. Ntar ya, AFK dulu guys. Sholat sama mau beli bakso.
2021 he was one of the best, if not the best, barrel control sprayer and mechanical gifted gamer out of PUBG. But yeah, some overall here, I gotta say this, the terrain here though,
it's wild.
It is so hard to play. And
Roth fight.
We have to say, Roth though, 5 kills, stepping up for a huge clutch moment for Space. This game was massive, super well executed by him, but yeah, there's just nothing to play. There's like the grenadable dips, there's like, of course, the secret room, but the entrance to that, like, it's just so hard to play.
Yeah.
And then of course LG able to kind of keep onto the scraps, but like when you have a bush versus a rock to jiggle peek from, who's gonna win? It's gonna be the rock.
You know, I love seeing that Roth play. I love seeing the Mime Revenge mortar.
Soul as well. Oh my
Soul
God!
Was doing
in the
great.
gas station.
Here's what we're gonna break that down in a second, because I want to know from you later why Luminosity didn't push when they got those knocks.
Right.
But they chose to go for the house at this tree instead. They play out of this spot. They end up going down. Here is the Ming Ming finish as he gets that double. Just 1 and 2. 17 goes down. And he says, you know what? Where's Flood? Headshot. Easy for me. And gets the triple to end the game and give them the points. The end of that last match, like you said, there's not a lot of real estate. No one's saying, I want to go hide in the basement. This is not a horror film. You don't go down there and hope for the best. You go down there because you have to, right?
Exactly. And Petrogro, right, they're trying to get out of it. You have an MK, you have the 3 gear, you can kind of peek, you can destroy some of those guys that are trying to get it. But also, you can see how hard it is for the players to actually get a nade in there. Snakers did it, and that's probably what you're asking, right? The double knock.
Yeah, why didn't they push that?
I feel like it's to maximize points, right? Because if they push that and they lose and they get third party by NIGHTBOT NIGHTBOT, then it's not the second place and the extra kills that they actually managed to get. It's a 4th instead, right? Because they knew that 17 Gaming had 3 guys alive that had probably a better spot than them. So I like the positional play, but they ended up losing them 2 players. And
bang, Discord mana bang?
Maybe, I don't know. I like it though. Both are viable options, and it comes down to what approach you want to do. But man of the match though, Toughies, it has to go to Ming Ming.
Has to go to Ming Ming.
Okay, bang. Kirim bang.
Honestly, up until the grand finals was lackluster in terms of overall point gain.
Gak ada. Aseng e-sport kah?
Decided, you know what? I just want you to remember how good I actually am.
Yeah.
And has been putting up crazy plays, really leading his team to victory.
You know what I like though, that it's NIGHTBOT they win this.
It's
one of the guys that are in our bottom 8, so it's not because they're going to be running away with it. It's still going to be extremely tight.
That's true.
Once we get to the overall leaderboard, as you see here, they're only going to be in 59, and 8th place is 39, so it's still super close and super tight. Of course, now Day Trade last, 22 points. There's a little bit of a gap starting to form here and there. But yeah, overall, our teams in the very top 17 doing well. NIGHTBOT 51, and in general here, like, yeah, it's still our teams that we expect to do well, doing well. Twisted Mind still, you know, they're getting the points, but Soul just delayed way too much on that gas station fight, which ended up costing them so much time, right? And they're not going to be able to do anything. Then they're driving out of the blue. They're just going to get sprayed at from everywhere in that car.
I do say when you look at that leaderboard, maybe you have to retrain your brain a little bit, because I've been having to do it as well. We spent so much time looking at that cutoff point between 8 and 9 for this entire month that I'm kind of getting this habit of like, I'm like, well, you know, they're in 8th, and here's where the cutoff is. But all that matters at this stage of the game is who is the single survivor at the end of this, right?
For sure.
And so that's where we start to see these teams want to push ahead, want to sort of take those risks. Yes, saving points, managing your average per game, that's a good strategy for sort of making more money in the long run and getting to the top of it. But
That's what everyone does.
Yeah, I think teams now have to sort of take the lid out of that bottle. They need to let the genie go. They need to start making plays. Twisted Mind's the team that we're looking at right now is a team that looks like they are here to try to take this championship.
Yeah, they're coming to win it. It's the only thing on their minds, for sure. And like, they are so steel laser focused on this.
And they've been together for so long. I mean, in that hype video, we heard Batulan say, this is the time for me and my boys, because the amount of times they've been so close before. So I think that for me, is one of the more exciting things to see how it develops today. We see Roth there. He had an incredible solo play in that last game. I wonder if they can roll that momentum to get out of the right side of the leaderboard. The game number 2 is about to begin. Let's head to the grassy pastures of Erangel and get this thing started.
Oh yeah, I'll take a bit more of this one. As Erangel last game was real nice. And just think, we've got ourselves some fun in Bikini to follow this one up.
I know, what a crazy good game. And you know, again, the Chinese team's really starting to step up here. And Erangel has really been, especially 17 Gaming, you know, their map. Like, they play so well out in open space. Their mechanical skill is through the roof, as you just saw there with Ming Ming from NIGHTBOT. He is just so good. He's so clean. He's so fast. Every shot, it feels like, is a headshot on the first bullet. So that has got NIGHTBOT back up to 3rd, playing out of their minds there. Played a great kind of contained game on the edge of that, on the northern edge of that circle, never letting anybody really get too far into their territory, and doing that against teams like LG and 17 Gaming and Petrichor Road, not an easy task.
Compacted leaderboard is still pretty much there, but man, it's getting to be a bit more dicey for these squads. As we are going to see,
belum lagi lama kali. Map 3 gitu sama.
Was a bit more to the west. They're going to go down Millie Island itself. Petrichor Road. This is an interesting dust up.
Yeah, kind of pseudo contested. V7's drop. V7 usually gets this compound on the other side of the river for free, but now the Petrichor Road has decided to try to drop into a more central location. It's going to be contested. Cumin just the P92. This is that's a pistol and it doesn't hit real hard. So he is really under pressure. He's got Glaz to help him out, but Glaz has to smoke himself off to try to cut off Chewy underneath Cumin.
Man, you best hit some headshots. That's all I can say up there. As reinforcements not really coming in for either one of these squads. Actually, no, it looks like Tosi is going to be moving up there to provide some type of support, but it's very, very slow right now. Clinging to the top. Keep in mind, Petrichor Road has no idea the weapons that are up there. Elsewise, Human might be in a bit more trouble. I mean, no helmet on the side for Summer is its own independent problem, but that AR with the 60 rounds and now finding an SMG, and I think that was a shotgun in front of him. I couldn't tell, but...
I think you're right. Yep, pump shotgun. Absolutely.
Aku udah masuk satu dam deh.
That's something he's really desperately hoping to find.
Yang chicken tadi yang baru masuk.
Tosi didn't even find a helmet in his drive.
Yang NH yang belum lagi.
He drove out early to try to assist.
NH belum masuk.
On the 3-seater
lah bola tu, Pak.
coming in as well, so it's basically going to be a full-on fight, it looks like.
Man, this is a mess.
Pistols, shotguns, and three-seater bike.
That's a lot of things we don't get a chance to talk about inside competitive PUBG. So Summer is going to wait this one.
Bola kita ambil ya.
Heaven's got a shotgun
Waiting
too.
for it, reads it, goes for the first shot. It goes wild, but the exchange between them does get a mutual. At range. Keep in mind, he needs to make some type of movements off this one. You can see V7 getting a read that this is going to be a little bit more hectic. So instead, trying to close back off the door, peek around, get the flush, make sure you secure it.
Looking to get a little bit of damage on the entry. The Mutant as well, quite powerful in a situation like this. Potentially, you can tap very quickly. Glaz going to claim that first kill here. Just an up and a shotgun and a beat-up level 1 helmet. But a level 3 vest here for Heaven, doing some pretty good damage. So for now, Petrichor Road stuck. And like you mentioned, they haven't really sussed out what Gumin's situation is up here on top. If they knew, I think they try to punish it a little bit more.
I don't think that they realize this is pretty much a 3v3 right now. They're like, okay, we gotta make sure that we clean this one, get it clear.
Rata di rozok mereka kan.
Look who it is.
Playing it really, really slow.
Tapi
Oh my
outnya
God. Of
cetek
course,
banget.
PO wants a piece
Iya,
of this. How could he
1,65.
not?
Unbelievable.
If he takes
this
down,
is absolutely the most.
Wah, jelek gua. Jelek aja wajah
he just
curang
keeps
gua.
one-upping himself.
Ada gambar ya gua.
Like he has to like take the PO levels to new heights.
DG, come over here, guys. I think that there's something really cool happening. We can get some kills. And he's like, no, I'm just over here to res you. If something else goes wrong, to see is, I mean, GG does pretty much own everything from here to shooting range, and nobody else is really contesting for the northern part of the circle because it is a 50-50 split on the circle with the George Pool River cutting through, yes.
NH kita juga belum masuk,
This is a very weird firefight that's kind of... This isn't helping either one of these squads. They both need to make sure that their looting is in a better position because this is a centralized point. If we do see the circle go north, they're not going to be able to defend this whenever 4-man squads are going to be dropping in.
Yeah, exactly. It's stalemated because of the lack of utility. But also, yeah, you're right, Matt. Whoever comes out of this is going to have a near-on impossible run in the rest of this game just due to the lack of utility that they're going to have, especially with PO just sitting here like a vulture waiting for someone to start beating each other up. And DG's as well. He's got that Mark 12. He's going to be checking things out.
Well, PO is going to come knock on Tosi, but there is a bit of a problem. Down getting pretty close to this position. Ming's going to spot out Glaz as well. No, it's all just the Dom is going to put the pistol plays coming up from Gumin. Can he do it again?
Unbelievable, though. Even to get one knock with that gun is tricky. Aches left able to claim the point on the Gumin. Chewy knocked. Aches left here trying to cut off. He knows that the last player in there. And now he's got a really good opportunity to make this a really unfair fight, especially since Heaven has no meds.
Dude, PO is up in this right now. He is just about like 50, maybe even 60 meters away from the position of the last player holding this one up. Problem is, Heaven is going to play this one a lot slower. You can see he's just ducked down. He's just holding that stairwell with the shotgun, waiting for somebody to come.
Not much else he can do, and he knows
Yeah.
Pio's out there, so in a weird way, he
Combo
can let
sudah satu
Pio
lagi nih.
gatekeep for him. You know,
Tadi
the only good
Pan
entrance
Plot
that
udah menang
Petrichor Road has
game.
left is on the south side now, and you can see they're
Ano,
trying to
udah
work that
menang.
angle a little bit, and they're keeping their eye out for Pio. So yep, they're going to wrap around to the south and then try to displace Heaven.
Slow and steady wins the race for them right now. They know the danger points that they have to look through. And good job on him listening through. Is he going to go for some sneaky repositions, or is he just going to go for the stairwell? Looks like he does have himself something to slow down the pacing on.
Di Seven kok dikejar-kejar nih.
And that's going to be very
Ada apa dia nih?
Satu rumah tadi sama Pero.
He's going to go and get some drops in. And you can see Petrichor Road in no rush to push this one. They realize that if they push all together, a shotgun spells their doom.
Lah sudah. Oh pasti dia ngambil zone tuh bang. Siang mengambil ini kan. Apa namanya? Apa ngambil kompon pertama? Scotter.
This is now turned a little bit sour for Gen G, so they have to retreat. Petrichor Road doesn't know that yet though.
Iya. Kiri kanan.
Nah, orang gua tiga. Dia
Nggak jadi beli bakso, cu.
Dia atasnya orang gua.
Tahu
Iya.
Some type of gun to work with. You just got knocked by a pistol a moment ago. A bit of an exchange now as Exlep is going to start braving up to the top of this one. Double up lines coming. Can they pace it out right? Shotgun's going to be in hand. Door's going to get closed yet again. How's Pix going to come around? And wow, that was contained.
Ini dia dah.
Cuy.
enak sama Daytrade lah.
Cabut NH baru chicken. Wih.
Not quite ready for Puchills. Puchills going to find Nan. Looking for that flush.
Ditinggal Nannya dah.
Potentially doable. Yeah, should have the
Baru
angle, but
chicken.
not quite done yet. Will be done momentarily. The rest of NIG Sports after a great first game gonna have to back off after losing a player.
And with this one, I mean, you have to assume Everest is inside this, so far getting the information that's great. But we have
20 poin.
And we even have Sonic.
Nggak satu digit dia.
Yeah, this is something Daytrade likes to do, is get up on this mountain. Teams again, considering that with how, like you said in the last game, Matt, that
20 ke 59 dikit tuh dam nih baru.
Might as well go for it early. At the very worst, you're going to get a lot of information on what's going on around you anyway. So that's totally not the end of the world. And Genji has stabilized. They've backed off the fight, or at least Donawa backed off the fight with them, I guess. And you have SSG close to Genji.
Does Genji ever really stabilize? I don't know, man. It feels like there's always the potential for them to go whatever they want to do. But we've got 17 who has been...
Okto mana ya guys? Okto nge-scam gue ini kayaknya nih. Okto kayaknya nge-scam gue ini.
Ton gue bisa nih tak tarik juga. Benford lagi jelek.
Nah.
Apa aja
bro viewer Okto live nggak bro viewer?
Main tercepat.
Masih interview.
3.
Pandra bohong. Pembohong, kamu pembohong. Ini mah nobar 1 game doang kayak Okto nih. Kayak kemarin. 2 game apa se-game?
It's just such a massive threat at any given stage.
Yeah, no, this is it's nuts. I mean, there's so many unbelievably talented players as we've seen all across this year in PUBG Esports. The best of the best, providing us with some absolutely just ridiculous moments time and time again.
Lawan Danawa sekarang apa?
I mean, look at SSG's positioning, not necessarily the best overall on the leaderboard, but we just saw
Danawa
plays that he can bring out. That's somebody that's
5 kill lebih
technically in the lower part of this leaderboard. This lobby can absolutely pop off. It's just a pleasure to watch.
Exactly. I mean, Roth is on one so far today. LG going for the pickup, and they take a lot of damage, but I think they get away just
barely. SSG masih hidup berempat nih.
Where are we going to be heading? As they're going to be cutting a path down to the south, and
zonanya LG lagi.
Back up to the north we go as we have a shooting range hillside game.
Wah, mati sama Danada wah. Satu hit lagi. Ah, hidup dia Bok.
Di bawah tuh dia.
Bok hidup dia. Nggak jadi mati jir.
Mana
A
sih
little
Flood nih?
bit of consternation there.
And that's what you need to pick up for your
Balik setting range
when
lagi.
you do the emergency
Ya.
pickup and things start to go wrong.
Udah
trees,
mati mau subshoot nih.
go for the trees as fast as possible.
Ah, mati relunya.
That does suck. I mean, we did see a paraglider actually hit some too.
But use them to hide too. Yeah.
Give you that line break as you're trying to make the rotation. Making rotations, though, also 17 Gaming
Shot
cut right
one.
in between Tiamba. They're also going to bump into Twisted Minds right up on this hillside. LG also Flood that we saw just make that landing a moment ago. Going to have to do
Lu nonton di mana dah, Bok?
right up on top of him.
Tire popped even there, so 17.
Bok, lu nonton di mana, Bok?
Kind of getting caught in transition, but instead Twisted Minds out here.
Caban dua,
right next to
satu
them.
bannya pecah cuman.
Perfectix been really good so far in this grand
Kamu
final.
kampret juga, penipu juga kamu.
Ya, gimana?
Satu apa dua tuh sekarang tuh jelas-jelas jelas.
Ya, ulang tuh yang main.
Dia kalau menyerang aku keluar suara ya.
Koko tuh bos, Koko tuh.
Diam aja dia.
Nonton di mana kamu?
Nonton di mana?
Keep in mind, the
Ya
pinnacle
sudah.
of
bilang
the
aja,
huge
Pak.
Beda
Apa Adam Dai?
center of the circle.
Bola
Iya, beda sendiri dia kok.
About the verticality and how it keeps getting pulled over.
Orang pecah satu dia pecah dua, gimana tuh?
Iyo.
Map as well.
Yeah, it is. It's just a lot more spread out. So
Kena gambar,
it's
kena
not
gambar.
quite as sheer as the
Temannya jauh,
Mountain
di
is.
shooting range temannya.
And Flood and the rest of LG got really split on that drop. Snakers is up in the shooting range. Mime is knocked, and there's not much that can be done.
Betet nak nih kata kawan.
We got some chance already coming
Sabar dulu yang bisa diinsan aja yang kokil.
Discord
Yeah,
Ramdai.
they're going to continue to press
Alright.
in right now, and Flood, he's not pulling that trigger unless he absolutely
Wait,
has to.
gambar masih gambar.
Ada 17.
Dia kena gambar 17 nih.
Iya, dia kena hitung bentar lagi nih.
There's nothing that can be done about this one right now. Teams up in
Gila,
the
Hitlock
north, we do
mainnya.
also have Pitchcore Road that's around
Jalannya.
Severny that's going to be wrapping in. Cerberus
Tukang
is over
begal,
in the
Chess
very
nih.
far west. Day Trade's making their regroup as it is going to be Boot Chills going down into
Nih,
Nurin's
trade
position on the
hubnya apa
outskirts
kayak
of
mainnya
Georgia.
sekarang?
Kan, baru nambah poinnya 2 Andre.
Kemarin yang Jerman
udah
lawan
nggak ada
apa?
nih.
Lawan
Sonics NHE Sports
Argentina
still
siapa
yet to
menang, Dek?
cross to the other side of the river, which
Imbang.
they will need to do eventually. But it
Jerman
looks like
imbang,
Sonics
kan?
opting to play a safe, cautious game in the early part
Jerman
of this
lawan-
to let the other teams kind of maybe
Jerman lawan
duke it
Prancis
out of the
sekarang.
edges of that
Prancis
hill
juara.
that
Hah?
rolls up towards the top
Prancis
of
harus.
the crashed
Yakin deh.
airplane mountain. James doing some
Kalau
scouting
Forel
while
nak
the rest of
buat
FaZe
anak.
tries to rotate ahead, but they're getting close to
Mati
Apa
biru dia.
apa ambil Jerman apa?
Exleft already
Jerman
on his
nol.
feet, has the barrel in hand.
So I will remind
Kalau
everybody
memang
as we see
settingan
these
dia
sets
palingan
coming into play,
draw-nya.
Wah,
these
kena
fights are
prank
broken
nih.
down by the
Koreksi.
hillside. Exleft
Halo, koreksi.
Francis
Ada
Douglas.
X left.
No, just gonna walk up.
Wah,
Pick up. Are we gonna see Fex go for vengeance on a couple of
Kill aja
shots?
tuh,
But I mean, defendable position.
Oh,
for
5
Exleft.
kill.
With the shots. Awesome.
Hmm.
Exleft.
X left nih bos.
He is so darn good. He is
Dikasih
unbelievable.
main.
Just catches them completely off
langsung.
guard and then makes Fex
Emang
pay the
Fazing
price.
cuma bisa
Gustav
zone ya.
I don't know what they can do
Cuman
about
bisa
it. Gustav
zone.
in the blue watching this from afar.
11 lagi.
Kena
Running
lindas.
over.
Lut. Kena gambar sama Gustav.
Gustav is miles away.
Okay, so the
Apakah
wrecked
sejuta orang
plane where
benar
Donovan was
tebakannya?
gonna be at, or technically is at,
Wah,
will be
hampir
position.
hampir kena lindas.
Bit of a scrappy
Hampir kena
position. Sonics
lindas.
down south. They
Itu
are inside
langsung
that
dibilang
quad
kickstart kan.
compound, but they
Hehe
are not
katanya.
yet inside the NH, as well as Day Trade gonna have to make some moves. Tyloo as
Ih,
well coming in.
ngelek.
Deh.
Deh.
Apa lah jaringan Thailand ini.
T5 as well as Cerberus that they bump into.
Alah kenok. Ayo kok tiba-tiba kenok float tuh.
Wih, NH jawabannya mutar itu.
Dia memang gitu gameplaynya tuh. Nanti naik pesawat dia bentar lagi tuh.
They're trying to
Ke
make something
atas dia
happen, but
mutarnya
there's
ke
nothing
Zarki.
gonna happen for
Nurin
Zarki.
kebanyakan TDM. Iya ya bener juga. Gua nonton Twitch-nya
Enggak.
selalu TDM dia.
A lot of
Bener
fantasy
juga.
teams leaning into Perfectix and the performance that he can try to make. NH,
Langsung
though,
ambil
gonna
tengah
go
circle
over to
kayaknya
this
nih.
very far west
NH
position
nih.
towards Gold
Main
Zone.
nih.
In a bit of blue.
Iya
But
juga
Ada
deh
kamar
kayaknya.
NH
who cares
juga.
about that one is you probably have enough meds to stabilize, but with the attrition wars going on the way we have in the later stages, I feel like eating any blue can be quite problematic.
Yeah, no. And we've
Terus
seen
dia
how
terus ke
limited
Zarki,
utility
Zarki.
can be.
Aduh, mana
Heals are
Tian
part of that
Bani.
equation for
Udah.
some of these teams, depending
Ih,
on when they
bakso
rotate and
datang.
how they rotate. I think New Happy, though, probably sitting pretty in terms of their stack
Nih, tujuh
of
balik di
heals and
tengah.
those kind of things. But yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. The good news is there's blue zone bags in the game in competitive esports now, so that gives you a little bit more breathing room. But Phase 3 is kind of the last circle where most teams, I'll tell you, they really want to be out there if they can help it.
So now Sonic's down in the south there. We have Tiamba as well as Twisted Minds up the hillside in front of them. Kind of going back to what I was mentioning a moment ago. This hillside, the way it kind of sets up, there's going to be the giant where 17 Gaming is going to be at. Most people are familiar with it because there's like the one house that everybody sends it from Georgia Pole to go into that house. But really, remember, we're going to be looking at what's going to be the potential of 4 different firefight zones. As this hillside is really going to coordinate off different sections of this one. So not as much of a third and fourth parties we've been seeing. Really, just the guys up at the top are going to have that capability. But they're not going to want to go for 2 peaks because even the top of this hillside is very, very wide. So it's not like you can peek every single action, like every single angle into all of these different parts. You've got to pick where you want to really be committed.
Yeah, exactly. And FaZe kind of spreading thin.
Gustav ingin
last 2
menggambar,
players
ingin
trying to see
gambar.
if somebody can snake out some extra points. Gustav spotted by Pio, and Pio is hot on his heels. Pio feels like he has the space to maybe go for the punish. Gustav actually drifting back to the direction that Pio was coming from. So see if those two maybe getting a bit of a dust up. Although Gustav has stopped, so is Pio. Pio now starting to take things a little bit slower. Sonics, again, safe, cautious edge play here early, looking to take advantage of some misfortune for the other teams. Yeah, we're still pretty much right on top of 17, right at the top of this crashed airplane path. Eventually, somebody's going to have to make a play for Donova's ditch, and I'm a little bit worried for them. They're still pretty spread out. It can be a little bit tough to control. And we'll see if they can get it done.
I mean, even then, we're 17. There's so many, like, these positions work for now, but there's so many alive. We can see so many desperations. Still 52 alive at this stage. Sonics, one of those teams we're in.
Baca, perang ya.
Tadi ngomongin apa tuh?
Pio mati.
Pio.
Mati Pio.
Tujuh doang itu. Ini dia rupanya.
Gustav was just waiting. I think Pio might have sensed it, but might have thought that he waited long enough that potentially he could fool Gustav into thinking he had backed off. Gustav not interested in letting that kind of situation happen. Nudie needs the points here. Every point so valuable for FaZe in this game after losing too early. Twisted Minds over to the south of Gustav, looking to find if they can get any space into this next circle. Perfectic's already in and just kind of clearing their angles.
Itu kece orang Brazil kalau lamin curang aja lah
ridge line that's just north of Georgia Pole. Everybody knows it.
Udah dijawab naik bot bang. Bang Dodi udah dijawab naik bot.
Into the northern section. With this now, Daytrade is going to regroup off this point. So, couple of shots.
Apa yang terjadi, Bob?
Different squads going to be gatekeeping out Sonics.
Sonic mau nge-push.
The Sonics here. If they get shot at by
Memecahkan
Tiamba,
ban.
well, actually Belmont gets a knock on the Linshu.
Tidak
This might
jelas
be the go
tujuannya.
button here for kickstarting the Sonics.
Wah.
They are
Tilo-tilonya
looking forward
masuk
onto
juga
this
dah.
fight.
Tilo
They're
masuk juga
hoping
dah.
for a little bit more damage between
Iya
Daytrade
juga.
and they're showing up to the party too.
Everybody's jumping in off of this one. Gotta be very, very careful with it.
Lah sudah Tilo. Ah sudah. Ah sudah deh.
Mati 3 kill lego deh.
Wih, dead red puciu. Wah. Nok dua bro.
Daytrade here fighting on 2 different flanks, but Powerhouse Grenade comes in big. Sonics in tatters. Just Tiggleton left to try to do something.
There is nowhere to go. Daytrade now getting control of the top side of this hill. They want to make sure to assert as much authority as they can. Tangmu trying to make something happen on the northern section of it, and it is just an absolute bloodbath.
Pulang Tilo.
Both Sonics and Ty Lu had the exact same idea. Ty Lu going to go down first, and I think the Sonics make a correct play. They just didn't factor in that fourth team into the equation. I think they could have come out of this just fine. But Daytrade fighting on 2 different fronts. Unbelievably.
Mati Gustav lah.
Mati Gustav.
Mati salah. Ah.
Mati Gustav lah.
They really want to go for a reset. Realize
Mana lah tuh Gustav tuh.
at the time and
NH lah hilang ajur koyo.
it goes right into 17's
17,
position.
harinya 17
Hillside's
hari
a couple of dips and that plane
17
crash are
kan,
going to be
Pak.
all she wrote. I hope you're good at dodging from trees.
On the north side of the circle, we haven't been able to see it,
Sangat
but Donova's doing a great job of fending off all
Bening
the
tuh.
teams
Sonic
up
mau
there,
kemana
finding
tuh?
a ton of knocks and kills.
Meninggal.
Gonna knock
Genggol.
out of this particular round. Smoke's now coming out for Sonics. Don't have access to their vehicles anymore. So
Ada tuh kan, Bo.
with their gunplay,
harus
Shrimzy,
non-detret
Tiggleton,
nih.
H-Win. They've been
Dananya
really
lihat.
Mati Cerberus lah.
Pegang sabit 6.
now starting to be the point man.
Cua sevirus lah.
Pegang 17, NH, Sonic, Danawa, T5, Tianba. Kupon kok 1, bos. Kupon tuh 6.
Sama
Kupon tuh minimal 3.
Itu 3.
Pick itu 3 tuh di bawah semua sekarang.
Siapa Bang Pick Bang Potong?
Apa? Danawa 17 NH.
Tiggleton here looking for an opportunity to let that og
17
do the talking for him.
Ada nih. Rumah yang di-push-nya.
Up underneath that smoke. Not sure if they can do it. SSG
Salah dia
rotating away
tuh.
from
Tiggleton nih, Bo.
frying pan into the fire. Tanawa's
Kenapa
right up on
Reddit
top
aja
of
dia
this
dari
hill.
bukit.
I mean, there are no good options on this one. You're just going to have to firefight your way through. 3 members of Dano up on top of the hill, outside the safe zone, just trying to assert some authority. Nox is going to get the knock onto Raw. So with this,
juara
now,
nih,
how big is this rep going to go?
Bukannya Rates gitu dia, Pak.
Not a lot more options. It's going to be Pixel left back behind. He's going to go ahead and go down. Page now just on salvage game.
Patch 3 inilah yang menyelamatkan SSG lagi nih.
Tinggal dia nih belum menyelamatkan nih. Tinggal dia nih. Saatnya dia nih.
Dia bendek lu punyonya.
Lah sudah 4 pula tuh.
Walking on this angle, he might have a
Dia 7 balik tenang dia di situ.
Day-trade.
Dia mau main poin tuh, Tom.
Salah jalan.
that lands right up on top of him, slows this one down. Perfect's gonna go wide into the back of this one. Twisted Mind's getting decent control. Tianba also putting in some work on the side.
Hilang Sonic lah, hilang. Hilang lah. Itu nak epic macam tu.
I mean, day trade. This is one of the best fights.
Di bagi.
Letak marah tadi tuh Tom.
Tom biar apa Tom?
Apa? Nak ada Yuzi dah. Cuma
able to come out of this with 4 kills and 3 up. That is a massive W for a team that is currently in 15th place.
So as we're looking at this, there is the Tianba reposition down into the south, and this is our in-game circle. So a lot of smokes, a lot of utility. Hope that you're holding on to something, but the squad that's in the center is 17
baru tinggal kawan
burn. I don't think a lot of their utility
Iya, bisa di revive.
Just like last game.
So it's going to allow them to have a lot more
Tengah Tianba deh.
Hancur mati Tianba dah.
Gila, Twisted Mind ini stabil game-nya.
Mati dah nih. Lah hilang.
Top 5 terus.
Zona lah 7 balik
Day trade
sama
with 3. They still got a big role to play in this potentially. Twisted Minds with tons of control over the southeast side. Danawa's got the northeast. 17 has complete overview of the northwest. So that's where T5 has a big decision to make. They're the ones. They still have 4. Where are they going to rotate into?
T5 go push day trade. Yo bana di push yo. Yo bana di push yo.
Nak sakan-sakan nih,
Di push nak sakan-sakan.
Woi. Hilang T5.
Hilang T5 lah.
Lah sudah
mampus
He
itu.
broke open that fight. He got the knock
hilang
on the Tianba on the way into this hill.
Mau
Dia mau dia
It's just
kok.
rocking.
Poin
5
ko
kills for
aja.
Belmont.
Day trade
Mau
just
dia ayo.
tim nih.
inch
Over
by
wonder
inch
ya,
up that leaderboard, but let's not forget about the guys up on
17
top of the hill.
17-0 killnya.
Of their own, they
Under
right
kok, Pak.
behind LG.
Biarin aja,
So
aku
many
kan nggak
squads
masuk.
out
Oh
ahead
iya,
of them
aku
that
juga
can
ya.
really just leap up this leaderboard. The issue is Twisted Minds 17 are
VP
one
kan dia,
2
top
points separate them out,
portar
and
dia
they
dah.
already are inside the circle.
No doubt.
VP
Belmont
aku,
needs a big
VP
one
ko.
here. This is their
VP
opportunity
tu.
VP
to get
tuh,
a win,
VP tuh.
get some
Jadi
serious
Twisted
points
Mind
on
tuh
the
kok
board,
ngeri
try
sekarang
to
tuh.
climb towards that
ya kan
7.
Emang ngeri dari dulu.
Dari dulu kareh yo.
Dari dulu.
Stabil.
Tim tak pernah bubar dia cuman.
Tak pernah ganti orang dia.
Nah, dia nyampe.
Oh, iya.
Dia dapat 2 kill. Saatnya dia
And I mean, there's not a lot that's better inside this circle. Twisted Minds moving early and getting
jadi
control over the
chicken
southeastern area
VP
has been
chicken nama.
massive for them.
Oh,
They're
enggak.
achieving so much of the
TM
different
chicken
movement and
Nah
capabilities.
ini
used
aja
they don't
17
really
ke
have an
push dan
option to move
awal.
down here in the south. They're
Push
having
dan
to wrap
awal.
all the way back over into the east.
Mana ada
Iya,
nge-push?
ada.
Apa
Danawa
yang
nge-push
nge-push?
Twisted Mind.
Kan ada zone, cuk.
Danawa nge-push Twisted Mind. Jadi
Ada,
kan orang
ada.
Diputar map terus.
Iya.
And you can set up your defenses
Oh,
and
cuma
try to
bercanda terus aja ya.
position
Beneran dia kan?
playing again. So Danawa, yes.
Danawa sekarang saatnya kena bubut lagi nih.
But the thing is this has allowed 17 to now
Halo,
go back
Kila
towards the
mati
center
lah.
circle. They're trying to
Belum
get
mati
right
Loki.
underneath this hillside that's
Masih
in front of
berempat
Twisted
tuh.
Minds if they can,
Berempat deh.
or at least get as much cover
Kan 4
as
semua.
possible. And there are a few rocks, a little bit of an edge of a hill. Batulins now
Batulin dia
starting to
flanking.
swing to the south, making sure that nobody from 17 is trying to get
Oh iya,
underneath their
betul.
noses.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of
Jumbo jadi
situation
ghost
going
nih,
on
ghost.
right now with Soul creeping closer and closer to Lou, and every single time Donovan makes a move, 17 tries to go for a new angle. Any type of crossfire would be big because
Tuh lihat Babang,
the downside
nggak
of
ngekill
Twisted
kan
Minds
Seul kan?
positioning is
Seul,
they are
Seul.
very, very separated.
Seul
With the
mulai
lack of
membuka
cover here,
perperangan di
any
sini,
knocks
Bos.
Di
are
mana
just gonna be
ya,
done.
zona
Cari
Picked up by
keberadaan
someone
lu.
somewhere, but
zona apa?
impossible to pick
Tujuh
up
balik.
as Batulins finds
Zona
himself
mengarah
inside
ke
the circle.
17.
Donovan really the one that has to try to make something
Balik,
happen.
Bang.
And this is such a smart play from Soul. He knows how loud
Honda sih.
it is when you're
Batulin
running, when
masuk,
you're
aduh.
crouching. A lot of damage done.
Oh,
But
jumbo,
he's
jumbo,
prone.
jumbo,
It's
jumbo.
a fighter when you're prone.
Jumbo, jumbo.
It's only about, I think, 10 to 15
Maju,
meters.
maju, maju,
Front.
dekat ambil zone.
Dan
And
awak
now he
maju
knows
dah
the damage
zona.
was done to Lou, goes for the grenades, overcooks it, isn't able to find the mark.
Bomnya
Steps
kurang
back
pas.
down, and this is just going to be a game of chicken right now. Who's going to make the peek in? With this Twisted Minds has had to regroup. Batulins having to surrender the circle. Creep back
Hey,
in,
kali
realize
di
the fact
push
that Donna was going to be
aku
moving.
pipi
And
lah sama Dana
resting down the
Wawa.
hillside with Soul. Looks like it's going to be
Tujuh
1-2
balik
punch
ya,
between the
chicken
two
lah.
of them. 17
Tujuh balik,
gaming,
chicken lah,
still
ya.
trying to track what's
Wait,
going on, but
ya,
waiting
1
for a
point tujuh
firefight to
balik.
pop off.
Yeah, and grenades attempting to clear some space here, do some damage, maybe fish for a knock, coming close onto Spyro, but prone, not going to take as much damage from those frags as they would like. So
Oi.
Donovan having to expend a lot of smokes to make this fight. Meanwhile, I mean, 17 Gaming just has to be licking their lips.
He saw him. Soul going to go
Wuih,
ahead and open it. Now man
Seul.
advantage, and here it comes
Polisi
Donovan.
Korea tuh,
Like
Bos.
a big push down.
Weh, mati si
Ah,
Rata dan awal chicken.
On top of Twisted Mind, they've surrendered position. Twisted
Dan
Mind
awal
is
tiba-tiba.
after some trees, after some type of
Belas
cover.
belum mulai
Sisa
bergerak
dua
di
orang,
sini, Bos.
sisa dua orang lagi.
Independent threat.
Well, now it's Twisted Minds. Do you
Dia mulai
think
bergerak
about
di
the
sini.
leaderboard? Do you think we got to backstab 17?
Cari.
Maybe try to do some
Boleh.
damage to them.
Jangan.
Little Ghost starts sliding on in. They want to control
jangan
the zone.
kena
Harus
flank
balik
sama
lagi, Bara.
Teams
Bara,
up with it.
Bara,
That is
balik
such
lah.
a tricky position to manage. Batulins, good opportunity for a grenade.
Ghost.
Right now, it's a one versus
Woi.
side.
Bomnya Batulin tuh.
Play right now. Can he
Sedap
make
banget
the
bom
miracle
dari tadi
continue,
lagi bom
though?
Batulin
All
nih.
of 17 separate away from Little Ghost.
Lah.
That flanked position now
kali.
entirely open.
That is unbelievable from Batu.
Bom lagi
Just
lin, bom lagi lin.
perfect.
Mati,
Salute
mati
Batulin.
apa? Twisted lah.
Batu, the only one alive
Ajarin
now.
dong,
Kita
Lin.
Batulin, kita
Batulin.
Batulin.
Seeing if he can find
ada
that-
nyari kill dia
Batulin.
di instan, di instan.
Tanya, mati betul sih. Dah dua lah. Tujuh balik
Dia
Dana
keluar
Wawa.
zona, dia keluar zona. Dia keluar zona semua, dia keluar zona semua.
Mati dah dah.
Nah, dia mati, dia masih hidup.
Mati dah, mati dah dah.
Udah pekil, udah pekil.
Consistently
Dua
on the
kill.
Ayo Danawa, chicken Danawa naik Danawa.
2 points behind
Chicken
PGC.
Danawa.
Massive
Era aja 17
naik.
stay.
Danawa.
breathing room to work.
Danawa. Danawa.
Tried to flank out on both sides. So 17 here. What's your play? Are you going to overload on one
Siapa
end
yang
of the
mati di
circle?
17
Maybe try to
Ghost?
swing 2 or 3 players up towards an Onyx on the
Lil
north.
Ghost.
You got Soul and Loki watching the long distance, covering an Onyx. An Onyx just can't
Dia raja
overstep.
flank.
Mantap,
If he
Mantap,
can
ini
stay
Danawa.
back, allow any position that Xiao Bei or whoever pushes over this hill
Danawa.
to put them into the sightlines of Soul and Loki, they've got a really good chance to come through with this with a pretty clean win.
Our 2 pressure points
Main
right now
Danawa
are
yang
going to be
Korea
Xiao Wu to
pensi
the
main
south
betul.
and Onyx to the
Cuman
north.
satu nggak, siapa
Those
satu
are
ya?
separated players.
Salut kalau nggak salah deh.
Wow.
Apa bukan ya?
Massive, but a big part of what
Seul
they're trying to do
ada.
is just stay alive and make
Antara
sure
tiga
that
ini
the other
pokoknya.
members
Ya,
are open
Loki,
to some
Inonik
type
atau
of
Salut.
angle.
Ya,
It's
wah,
gonna be
wah.
a bit of a read on both sides of this one, as it does look like the duo for 17 keeps kind of creeping
Mana si
into
Ali
that
ini?
Anonymous sight line, but the rest of
Aduh,
Donovan
jelas dia nih, Bang.
realize the fact
Terus
that
dia
he's
nih,
a
Bang.
Xiao Wu is
Lagi
more
manggil
vulnerable.
Bang.
And he's been spotted
Eh,
as well.
kan
A
itu
little bit of
cek
damage done. So now
Dia mau direkrut
they
bom
understand
tuh
that
kan
there's
CS.
one player down there, Loki
Dia bom
and
cari
Salute,
CS.
creeping their way forward to cut Xiao Wu off. It's going to be up to
Nonik.
an Onyx and
Nonik
Soul
mulai
to
bergerak.
make sure that this north side doesn't become a pressure point
Nonik
for
mulai bergerak
Danawa.
di sini.
Xiao Bei, Suju outside of the next circle. Going to have to wait this out.
This reposition coming up very far to the north for
ketahuan,
Onyx. He's kind of
ketahuan
shifting
Max
out of the
Payne.
circle. He does spot out a couple of
ketahuan,
shots
ketahuan
exchanged
Max
between them.
Payne.
It looks like he was lined
Eh,
up. with
chicken
Suju, trying to get
Danawa
the knock
gua.
that he wants off
Oh,
of it,
nggak
though.
jauh.
Danawa nih bos.
It's gonna be
Ada
Gannon getting
Danawa
more control of
tuh.
the circle. Every
Naik
single
Danawa
time
Moren
kendok
3.
dia lah, tujuh balik.
Tidak, keluar zona leh, keluar zona
And
leh.
Onyx
kendok
doing a
tujuh
great
balik,
job
tinggal
baiting
dua leh.
Suju and
Aduh,
Xiao Bei to stay in this
dua.
position, getting
Ah,
info.
ilah.
Salute might be able to see
Mau,
Suju coming down the hill. Gonna attempt to get the point there off of Xiaowu. And Onyx, though, he's got to be a little bit careful. The angle starting to get a little bit
Korea ada
difficult for him.
nawannya, Pak.
Yeah. Loki having to navigate this one, but now
Ada push gua merempek gua.
realize the fact that he's got the numbers.
Satu, chicken dan awal ya, mati zone, mati zone.
Salah, chicken dan awal.
Iya.
Dan
lumayan kata 17.
Lumayan.
Rank 2 kali.
Lumayan, rank 2 1 kill, lumayan.
3 killnya 3.
Manis apa
3
manis?
siapa aja?
Tahu tadi 3 apa 2 tadi killnya?
3.
Nyampah tadi pokoknya ada nyampah.
Nawa. Masang pal, udah masang pal.
Udah cuk.
Apa pasangin?
Belum masang
Game
opal
3
lagi.
aku ambil Sonic lawan Peru.
Aku game 3.
OTW.
Game 3.
Mana dia tuh
Pandai pula dia OTW sekarang.
Gini bukan baru
nih,
TW.
Iya.
Kemana dia tuh? Pal, tolong dia Pal.
Wir, kamu kemana sih Wir? Hah?
Danawa, Cek.
Mana Tam? Oh, ke situ.
Jangan teriak Danawa aja tadi.
Di situ kayaknya apa?
Masih.
Mana lah Okto nih kena scam kita sama Okto. Sama CM. Panjang umur bro gua.
Woi, kok kamu?
Oke Bang CM, sorry. Baru diomongin udah muncul dia.
Kama kau.
PGC 2022 now they do, so choose for them of course.
Woi Jawir.
And again, a team like this, when you're in your kind of mid pack and you're able to grab this, you're able to be quite close to the top right now.
Danawa.
17 though, they've been consistent up
Deh,
there.
Pal, dah
And
Kama
they've been
Pal.
able to get those placement points plus the kills they've been able to garner throughout. Wild circle though, again, sure, closer to the center, but still a wild circle and kind of
Gimana sih Gen Gold ini?
been
Ya kan
been
Bang Bal.
used to throughout the year.
Iya, itu enggak tuh. For something a little more vanilla, if you will, but
Sedang
this
bawa
is going to
face,
put some big points on the board. Twisted Minds goes
Sonic
nice
fans
and deep.
crying right now.
I died inside a little bit when Logos on my fantasy team, but Batulin threw what may be the greatest grenade that I have seen in a very long
That's a
time.
Kobe that
Eagle
I've seen.
Sun.
It was incredible.
Insane nade.
And
Also, this pull up here from T5, it didn't really pan out the way that T5 was hoping. They were one more guy, right? But the pre-nade, the pre-utility was just impressive. And of course, 17, they're like, we're 2 versus 4 here. We're not going to
Danawa.
Woi, kok dia kamu?
because otherwise that could end up costing us tens of thousands of dollars.
And I think that was the point. They put
Danawa.
Southside. They thought if he gets this whole position, then we win. If not, then you know we take what we can get and then deny.
Danawa.
That said, Danawa is one of the teams that we take this home. It's really to see them waking up and putting points on the board. Welcome back to the desk. My name's Tom.
Danawa.
As we break down the action, it was still action-packed. A lot of, and I think Paper and Matt brought this up as we earlier.
Ya dengar mbit Bang Pal.
Towards this area, utility is going to be the name of the game when it comes to the final circles in this region.
It is all like always. The last 4 or 5 teams, utility is king.
Yeah.
The more utilities you have, it's the bigger.
Tuh iya Bang Pal, Gen Gold sebelah Peru.
Right. But yeah, crazy things here coming off. Since game only 3 kills.
Nggak bagus Feng Shui-nya. Iya, Feng Shui-nya di sebelah
kan orang
Korea.
Cina, Cuk, bukan orang Korea.
Good to hear the crowd.
Iya, Feng Shui sebelah Cina, Korea, Cina.
Wah!
Apa dia ini sekarang? Kan Gen Gold Korea, sebelahnya Cina. Nggak bagus Feng Shui-nya tuh, doh. Danawa. Danawa. Danawa tuh Bang Tom.
Look at a little bit of stats there. I like that the damage spread out across everybody putting in work.
Statement konsisten mulut tiap tur, cuma belum dikasih rezeki angkat piala, betul.
It's gonna go to Loki, a legendary player here in PUBG.
Dengan udah akuisisi tim lain, tetap aja konsisten mereka. Heran kan Bang Bal?
20 kills now, or 20 points now, 10 kills now of these guys.
Kamu dong tato langsung.
So much expectations on the Dynamo team from from Korea, from
Itu
their
permanen.
Tuh,
families
kill
overall.
3 kan dia Bang Pal.
Then being able to come in
17.
here and yeah, just step up, get 20 points,
Tommy.
close it out. Especially with 4 more
Tommy.
games, that's gonna be huge for them.
Big time. They get 20
Kalau
points.
Tom.
pendengar ini coba bilang
Day trade
Danawa.
hometown favorites get 12 as well. They did
Danawa.
5 but ended up, I guess, as a tie. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. 17 walks
Wah, langsung
away.
rank
They're
3
still in
kan?
leadership.
Itulah,
68.
itu Danawa tuh, bos.
Continue to close that gap down to just 4. Danawa jumps all the way up to third place.
Tianba nih, menunggu Tianba aku lagi nih. Sama T5.
Today alone, Happy, who was kind of on the right side, has also made a climb. And LG been sliding as well.
Kok kabar Tom?
7 points different there, and then our top 2
Itu
are
apa?
chasing up and
Grand Indonesia.
Gak
tahu.
Grand Indonesia.
Aku taunya HI.
Titip aja sama Tommy Louis Vuitton.
Tom, aku Louis Vuitton satu ya.
Gak mau Hermes kabuk Hermes.
Aku channel aja Tom, channel.
Enggak, aku color Siki aja. Ya, aku color itu aja ya. Yang warna hitam.
Ukuran S kan?
Ukuran M dong kampret.
Kan kumpong kamu kecil.
Iya, kumpong aku kecil, telurnya besar tapi jadi butuh M.
Pompong kita terlalu gandang malu.
Jam berapa kamu pulang, Cuk?
Tahu.
Itu lama kalau di GI. Dah ada kita bantah tuh.
OTW ke situ aja Tommy nyampe paling jam 9 deh.
Udah setengah jam ya dekat.
Enggak.
Macet malam minggu.
Mado macet kalau malam minggu sih kok.
Ih, keras sekali Jakarta gak macet malam minggu.
Kalau di Siko kok macet kok di hari kerja. Itu baru macet.
Jadi malam minggu orang nak ada yang keluar.
Karena dia nak tinggal situ dulu 6 tahun.
Macet enggak macet, enggak semacet hari biasa tapi.
Iya deh. Have fun ya Tommy.
Iya.
Louis Vuitton apa?
Enggak, aku mau DK aja.
K.
Circle K.
Circle key.
Circle key.
Aduh, Danawa. Langsung turun oddsnya Danawa apa? Untung udah masang di oddsnya tinggi waktu itu.
Danawa.
Bok bilang Ali duduk nak main, mending kita nyepin lagi Li bilang Pak.
Bilang.
Ayo.
Tu nyon dia anak dorang tu main doh.
Aduh, nyolah login CS lah. Sini deh.
Iya. Ndak ada ni si Krung aja kalau login tuh.
Iya. Dia sendiri di lobby tuh.
Iya.
Danawa.
Main dia tuh doh cukur.
Bisa pula ini anak main Ghost Duck. Main sama siapa dia Ghost Duck?
Noval si cukurukuk Noval.
Si cukurukuk.
Noval sudah pas kurukuk.
Si kurukuk.
Tuh.
Kurukuk. Cukurukuk. Mana golnya ini Jerman?
Noval udah
Aduh, mana nih golnya?
Udah dong.
Cukurukuk.
Cukurukuk.
Cukurukurukuruk.
Kill terbanyak dipegang main ya.
Oh, ini gol Jerman tuh ini, lihat tuh. 3 gol attempt-nya.
Val, siapa Val?
7 kill dia, Bok.
Siapa?
Si Twister main.
47
kill dia.
Nggak kedengeran.
47 kill.
Candy, Tego, Miramar.
Tutor gimana sih ini masuk
ngevlog deh, ngevlog.
top 100 sih.
Ngefuck deh,
2000 juga overall.
Lagi tusun ya, guys. Kiki.
Ini nih, Pak Tompong.
Kiki. Iya, Pak.
Rimzi.
Weekend ini sih bok-boknya under sih kalau menurut insting gue ya.
Berharap aja ada yang kena kill sama beruang lagi, Ova.
Beruang ngekill sama kuda. Kalau beruang ngekill, oddsnya 5.
Jaka gabut banget guys, main Ghost Duck sendirian coba.
YOLO kita 5 kan? 25.000 aja. Mantap. Orang Genji kemarin tuh kan?
Enggak, purple mode.
Oh. Basak dari belakang.
Keluar tuh.
Super MLD Fresh Cola.
RP bang.
Oh,
Fresh Cola
Bang
sensation.
RP bang.
Oh iya.
Click to boost the power.
Iya.
Taste the new experience.
Bang RP bang.
Expert cepat bersihkan noda hitam, muka auto cerah. Expertnya wajah cerah.
Hey Ava, put you into clothes.
What's up?
Put you into clothes.
Don't bikin panas tau.
Oh, bisa.
Berangkat.
Oh shit, I didn't turn off the engine.
Udah berangkat bang?
Belum, masih ngoceh nih.
Belum
Ku
nih.
tuliskan
Kenangan tentang
tuh.
Tentang dia, Bo.
Konekan iya.
Hah?
Disconnect kan iya.
Ayo Danawir.
Danawir.
Apa?
Ambil apa Map 3?
Sonic
Esport.
Sonic melawan Fero.
Sonic
udah fix Pero tuh udah bos.
Veronica.
Pero tuh Bang Pau.
Ambil
Pero barusan AX Live kill 4 dia sendiri.
Pas inilah nggak mengkill orangnya.
Iya. Kita tusun orang.
Nggak mungkin.
Danawir.
17-5 kill. Dabdi Danawa lawan NH.
Iya.
Udah
Nawa lawan NH.
Ada mimisan dah, Linsu dah.
17 lawan apa? Veronica.
And there's a lot of teams that are specifically talking about like,
Baca bibi aja.
Wah, mana Danawir nih,
ways to use the bears to their
Wah.
advantage, which is really cool to watch. As I hope we do get a chance to see them. Actually, you
Oh,
know what? I wouldn't
Jojo.
be mad if we went up to the north because we still haven't seen
Cocok,
my favorite point of
cocok.
interest.
Which is
Cocok
Aku
banget.
minum tuh.
The Kindy still lives on in my
Lihat
heart. I
kadet.
love Dino Land.
Danawir.
and then like it opens up and the spaceship takes off. That'd be so
Energi drink dong. Red Bull minumnya.
Oleh mineralir, cabut
It's
plastik.
all coming together. The script has been revealed. We are getting underway. The Kindy.
Weekendi.
I cannot wait. Plane is up in the air. We're gonna see
Weekend
gold.
ini rasanya under nih kan, Mbak.
Overnya udah.
Under
I mean,
itu
this
sih
map pretty much everything available,
menurut
but really,
pandangan
I've just
gua
got
ya
my eyes on that
sebagai
first
pakar
circle.
itu
Please
sih
go
under
in
tuh
that
bang.
center coast. That's all.
Under sih ya, Mbak ya. Menurut analisis gua sih
Kill berapa nih
Undertaker.
bang? Kill berapa nih bang? Kill 5. Under kill 5.
Under. Under. 17 gaming itu udah jelas zona. Zona tambah 5 kill.
Ini ditentuin turunnya apa gimana bang? Orang tuh udah pasti.
Pilih spot.
Kan ada gas, kan ada
Namanya itu
kertas-kertasnya
drop
tuh di atas
spot.
meja.
Itu ngapalin tempat.
the most competitive PGC Grand Finals we have had to
Itu
date.
Peru sama Danawa laki tuh.
Itu kan cuma tebak-tebakan aja.
Danawir. Itu udah Nawa di atas udah turun.
Iya. Or usually if you're like on Twitch or something, do exclamation point. That I believe is the correct command. I could have messed that one up.
You're
I
right.
don't remember.
No, you're correct. You got it.
But it is very good way to
zona
keep up
17.
with some of this because rotations
zona Sonic.
so vital in these first couple circles.
Zona T5.
Zona Sonic.
Wah, kok berapa emang
Zona
Val?
Sonic pokoknya diam aja lah kamu. Zona Sonic.
Zona Danawa, Danawa,
Sonic setengah lagi pulau kanan tuh.
17. Yes.
Danawa, uy, pantak yo.
Sonic zona. 17 zona uhuy. 17 zona
Apa Danawa
uhuy.
tuh? Astaga.
17 zona uhuy.
17 zona
Uhuy.
Danawa, kita cari.
Tanggal 6 map baru Bang Pal. Tanggal 6 rambut ini.
Tanggal 6
Map
baru.
Ronda.
Iya. Map janda.
Di GTA 6 kapan keluar?
Well, we had that one
2028.
that foot one that was
Oi, pakai AC suppressor dulu
2024
aja
salah.
kobok.
2024 ya 2024 atau bulan depan.
Iya.
And if a circle ends
Berapa
up
harganya tuh ya?
castle,
GTA
there's
6
so
ya.
many different levels to that
Katanya
part
game
of the
paling
map
mahal
that
katanya.
it could come down to one of
Lamborghini.
those heel-offs or something
GTA
like that.
5
Really
aja
fascinating gameplay could come
200
through.
apa 400.
Speaking
Kayak
of
600-an tuh.
some of the elements
Kayak.
of this map, we're also not going to have a
GTA
lot of
6.
gondolas in play.
Iwar
Really,
beliin
there's
lah.
just the one that's gonna be around day trade that's just going to be south of Castle itself.
GTA 6 nggak bisa pak.
Probably is going to be a factor too.
Bisa lah.
Really, it's just going to be a lot more open.
Salah.
Specifically, the center of this map is going to be pretty much in
Nggak pak manggil gitu.
GTA 6 nggak ada situ.
that lower section. You can't really call it valley
Kang Mus.
because there's not another mountain next to it, but it's just kind of the slow descent
Trevor.
down into the more open areas
Trevor.
of this. So
Trevor dan
Kirain Kang Mus.
handle that if they're going to lean more into.
Trevor.
I would be shocked if they didn't go more of the mountain.
Saatnya Bang Eden comeback tuh GTA 6.
Central and eastern areas more open, but
Nggak
LG,
mau lah
they
GTA
can be
6
very
pasti aku
early
jadi
location
miskin nanti
Yep,
di
love
sana.
this from LG. There's plenty
ada
of real
cheat,
estate
Opa.
available, so even if your
Nggak,
loot
nanti
isn't the
aku
best
di
so
ban.
far, you're likely to pick up basically
Tapi
what
kan
you
udah
need
langganan,
to
Ben.
secure
Siapa
some of
tuh
those
lagi?
central compounds. Hatsawat, the youngest
Woi,
player
dah ada nawa
participating in
ka zona
PGC
na lai,
Grand Finals
Jawa
at
Banang
18.
semua.
He has been a real
Pesawat
treat to
player
watch here. They're
termuda.
top 5 in front of this home
18
crowd.
tahun aja,
Yeah,
Dek.
slid a bit
Iya,
since
Dek.
the start of the
Pebelas
event
adik
when they
masih,
won the
Dek.
opening match, but definitely that
Dek,
team
Dek.
is not to be
Jadi
counted out.
apa
They've
adik
gotten
umur
sixth place,
18 nih masih main-main
at
kayak
previous
gini,
events
Dek,
in the
Dek.
Grand Finals, so
Ini
they
mah
certainly
piti hewan aduh berhasilan
PG
dia
is
lagi.
a marathon. It's not a
Kita
sprint,
penghasilan
right?
kita dari nge-pick
Burn
dia
energy
nih lah.
early, get some points on the board, but
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you also
yeah,
do
yeah.
need to deal with things not going
Dek,
your way.
Dek,
That
Dek.
always leads back to
Kami
the point
tidak.
of game conversation is Sonic's on
Kasih
the
like
hunt for
extended
some
lagi
type of points
relo,
per game. They
relo.
are going to find themselves
Tinggalkan kamu, gua pakai
Ayo, 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 Tegal
Ah.
Ten, cari musuh, tabrak semua ya.
Cari-cari.
Di atas ngeliat spot musuh. Keker-keker dulu,
Bawa
keker-keker.
tuh, masukin dalam mobil tuh deh, nanti masukin ke mobil
Exactly
samping
what I
tuh.
would love to do on this side of the circle. Go up into the high ground on the East Coast, get all the information you can and work from there. And that's usually been pretty effective.
Ah, di HP dia ada
There
bapau.
is so much
Bapau
breakdown,
di HP
so
dia.
much going on with all these teams. Let's do it.
Sambil tiduran,
bro,
sambil tiduran.
Ngapain lah dia nih?
Ngapain lah dia.
Pakai sepeda tuh terus, pakai sepeda tuh terus.
이 TV.
Ah, ganti mobil, cukup banget. Cukup banget ganti mobil.
Kamsahamnida.
Pick up kings, I guess is the easiest way to look at it with these.
Kamsahamnida.
Exploit that and find some opportunities. It is a bit of a double-edged sword.
Val.
It has bought them some very good position in some circles.
Ah gitu?
Weird fights,
Agresif
on
dikit
Aaron
main
Gale to start
tuh.
the day, so
Oh.
hopefully that doesn't
Tembak
bother
pohon tuh
them too
semuanya.
much. Just tried to give Glaz, a little
Mana
bit
tuh,
of
di mana,
comfort
Bang
there, in between
Di apa
games,
HP?
and I just said just
Ini
reset, man.
detik berapa, Bang?
That's what you need to do. It's a new map.
5-13,
And a lot of times the maps do
14,
kind of change the
15,
tempo of things.
24,
Switch between
25,
maps. Some of the teams that might have started hot
lambat
Di
bener.
global kan.
might not be doing so
20,
great
31,
on the other maps. So
2.
for sure
Stop
these
nonton
seven don't
Thailand,
help them out.
Damdi.
It's a mental game for them, I think, more than
sama
anything.
Nah.
So all the way down into 8th is about a 20-point difference in
Global.
diverse points, and that is
Iya, kami
achievable
nonton di Global
quite
TV.
efficiently by these squads. Is
Iya, global udah terval.
SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob.
So we're gonna have to be keeping our eyes on these positions.
Kalau ini global benar,
Ada yang
Pak.
dapat kode nggak, Bapak? Dapat kode nggak?
Gak
dapat lah.
Siapa yang dapat?
They're about 10 points ahead of everybody else, but then it just stays.
Apis tumben nih nggak ada Apis nih. Kemana dia nih?
Mungkin overtime dia mungkin.
Ini apa main-main overtime dia?
Overtime kerja.
Libur cuk Sabtu.
Overtime nggak ngaruh libur cuk.
Smart, stable team. SSG, if Roth can keep playing like he did in game number 1 and popping off like that, they can have a little bit of pixel
Nongki deh tuh Nongki.
with that unbelievable solo play he
Yeah.
had.
Enggak pajak.
Ini dia
T5. Dia kematian T5.
T5 making themselves all the way across the circle. So
Dan awal kita mana di
Teraton way to go as they are just now passing 17 gaming. So looks like they
turun bawah tuh. Pilih aja rumah ya.
Veronica 7 tuh Pak cuma naik 3 poinnya dari 3 game gua.
Intro aja Dabdi. Intro aja tuh.
Kemana sih kan berapa kali dia Pak bisa nomor 1?
Ty Lue is now being hurted with these couple of shots coming out from Rello. Is it going to push them away from the rest of the members for LG who are pretty separated right now? They kind of had some presence drop down on them and they were looking at those crates and that almost cost them, but
aduh, Tianba mana Tianba nih? Panas di grup stage aja nih.
Like what they're doing on the backside of this, LG recognizes that Ty Lue is probably one of the
Onde, Sonic perang sama T5. Oh iya.
Kasih Win.
Win.
Astaga, cacat mana coverannya nih? Halo.
Iya, Sonic banget.
Tinggal TN curang sih di rumah tuh. Onde.
Eraton nih Bang Pal.
Low tinggal TN tuh. Meledak itu ah.
Woi, Hotawat di dream by.
Mantap. Tap dek go. Tanam kan dia. Belum tuh.
Belum ke N. Tinggalin kabur.
Kabur dulu dong nih kan. Baru dihantam aja lagi sisa ini.
Mana lah kabur lah pasti Sonic tuh. Kan kabur
aja pun.
Kabur kan.
T5 doang itu deh.
Leader telah mati. Leader kamu telah mati.
Kok bisa sih Win?
Leader kamu telah mati.
Gitu aja nggak nge-expect sih Win nih.
Iya kan Mampal meninggal Patompong dan lah. Patompong ngapain kamu masih di bukit Patompong?
Kan lagu tuh. Patompong, Pompong. Gimana Pak?
Iya, revive lah kalau nggak meninggal juga Rosie.
17 kill.
Tosi found a big knock.
Aman Patompong di revive. Ih, gendong dia.
Jangan spray gila, ke kiri sedikit lagi gila ya.
Hampir tuh nggak ngaruh ke mesin tuh Bang. Ngaruh banget. Ditutup pintunya.
Bangsat aja tuh.
Mati bocilnya Bang. Kacawatnya mati Bang. 18 tahun.
Thought that Sonics would go there this early. We don't have a lot of information on this map, on this area of the map, and how teams are going to want to play it in this
Sonic
event.
T5 kan abang tadi Bang?
You're guessing a little
Sonic
bit. There's
Pero.
T5 and
Sonic Pero.
okay.
I mean, also with the
Aduh, Danawa udah masuk zona belum ya?
Ini Danawa.
It's like, oh, hey, we just had 4 people laying on top of us and
Oh, ini dia baru dibilang.
we have to keep our eyes peeled to the ceiling
Kok dulu
all the
dah.
time to make sure nobody lands on us.
Yeah, nobody made a mistake.
Pero mana Pero tuh? Oh, Pero kan trend.
It's one of those things that just happens because again, a lot of these teams are still figuring out this map. Now,
Mantap
this is a hardship
Dekku, geser ke trika tuh Dekku. Dekku Sonic TGLTN.
If you love fields, guess what? We're gonna get ourselves a
Ini dia, Pak. Lubang apa, Pak? Lubang parkir bawah, Pak.
Mau beruang.
Enggak, lubang parkir bawah.
Pindah ke PC gitu.
Mati di start, Pak.
Nice CC. Rata kan twist nih. Biar dia turun, biar naik kalian semua.
CC guessing that
Apa
they're
tembak
by the
dia tuh?
car, but
Nggak
loses
ada orang.
Pilih tembak
He's
ya.
got a ton of damage into December the 12th, but December gonna rotate away from that nade. I
Kabur,
think
kabur
he's
twist,
okay.
kabur twist.
This feels like
Pada
one of
rata
those you just
kalian
gotta
nanti.
write off, right? I mean, perfect
Kalian
decision
rank
just
2
shot
nih.
close the rest of the squad. Blue in some
Kabur,
trouble.
kabur, kabur.
CC
Kok
not wanting to
kabur?
commit too
Fight
much more into
lah.
it. So
Kabur,
really
kabur,
just a
nanti
matter of securing
rata.
this point right now and making sure nobody else comes after it. And it looks like Twisted Minds just
Itu
repositioning.
dia
down the
gua
hill, so
beruang,
maybe
bentar
some of
lagi
these
ada di spawn nih.
Tough player to lose early for Twisted Minds. They really would like to
Gigit
keep
beruang
the
twist nih.
up and running, but I don't think they're going to get the opportunity. That grenade most likely, ooh, it went too
Ah,
far
nggak
or
ke
something.
Encu.
Didn't quite finish the job. Usually, these players pretty clean with those grenades, but the downhill angle maybe caused that grenade to bounce a bit further than they expected.
So it's led to this odd standoff as Twisted Minds is to the south of NH, so is being gate kept, but they're
Jangan
not
sampai
in a big
twist
rush
rank
with
2
it.
atau
Instead,
3.
just trying to see if maybe they can
Karena
secure
dia nggak
something
pikan
between us at this
aku.
range position.
Nanti
Really
nggak
wants to get a knock
plus
for
EP-nya.
retaliation, but it's just not being provided. NH doing a very good job of realizing he's going to
Wah, dibunuh beruangnya Bang Pal.
Dawa is about to potentially drive through that. Salzi has to clear Bear. Aches left, almost
revive
going
perfect.
down on their emergency pickup into
Bisa.
Trika. So able to find a little bit of space ahead of the
Wah, Peru sama Sony bawa kapal perang.
in this current vicinity, but Kickstar just can't quite find
Apakah
back on the summer.
kamu mati satu Sony? Peru.
Kick's going to go ahead and find that one. Looks like he's going to go for the flush, not realizing how many enemies are going to be around him at that stage. Now a reposition coming up from Ming. Looks like he's going to try to go for that.
Gopal deg-degan di sini kalau menonton. Tinggal tin kenok.
Gone down inside of this exchange. Reinforcement from that reposition coming up from Kickstart.
Panik bos, panik. Opal di sini sudah mulai panik. Kita lihat.
Tinggal tentu hidup.
Chewy's going for another.
But that side flank, Chewy's doing such a great job of distracting. You can see the other two members.
Bakar dia, bakar dia.
Going for a more aggressive shift into this one. They've got their eyes on this open, very wide doorway. Goes for a spray, doesn't connect on it the way that they want to. But now they've managed to breach into the building. The problem is, are they going to get right on it?
Cuy. Wop, bisa kickstart.
What a great position from Kickstart, expecting the
Meninggal. Ente Bang Opal.
Sonic's eliminated first on the
It comes at a cost. Two members of Petscore Road now down, but at least inside Trika they feel safe.
Tapi masih 3 sama poinnya nih.
What a fight. That could have swung both
Tetap
ways.
aja kan, kalau adu poin dah kalah juga. Siapa yang mati duluan?
Kalau masih susun di
Kan 3 poin Bang, masih 3 poin, 3 poin.
Udah pernah kayak gitu.
Iya. 3 poin, tapi kalau nggak mati duluan apa ya? Sama poin.
Sama poin dia. Poin balik.
Kan sama poin.
Pokoknya di bawah 9 lah mati ya. Kalau di atas 9 udah dapat 1 poin.
So any damage that B7 does is going to be trying to pick up by whatever Pixel
Ada
can
nawa
find
lama
on
mana
it.
jalan
Circle
gitu.
does stay in this Trika hillside fight. I also want to point out that Tyler's position right now is real strong.
And Pixel has an angle in a Danawa.
Fase chicken nih Bang Bo. Inilah zona dia Bang Bo. Jangan sampai chicken, jangan sampai chicken. Naik dia nanti rank 1. Jangan sampai chicken.
Going to just say, well, I've got information on this team. He's feeding it over to the rest of SSG. Now the calls are coming out for Roth to shift in to the northeastern corner of the circle.
Updates on a couple of different positions. We've got Batulins is trying to figure out what he's going to do for his squad right now. And Twisted Minds is he's kind of eyeing that position where 17 Gaming is going to be at, and right up on top of it. This is not going to be
Opal deg-degan di sini kalau menonton balik-balik rokok. Sonic
ya a symptom of the circle, right? There's just not going to be a where you either commit to Trika and at least get something, or you need to make sure
Pero dikeker digambar tadi kan
every fiber of your
Iya,
body.
kalau dia menang kagetnya ngebanting.
As Twisted Minds, because that hillside is already not only occupied, but a lot of teams are going to have angles into it. And Xiao Wu, he knows he can get up here because his backside is clear. The rest of 17 able to lock this down behind him in this 2-2 split, so he can take a more central position. Twisted Minds cannot.
Well, Twisted Minds can also exploit this, I think, a bit. Tyloo is running, I believe, a 3-1 split. And they have a Tongmu that's just kind of playing a bit more centered than everything else. So this hillside
Ini dia kematian nih Bang, Gen Gold Bang. Kematian Gen Gold. Meninggal sudah fix. Kiri kanan musuh semua, Cok. Pio kok parasut? Astaga. Pio-nya parasut ya?
Baru
Pio
dihidupin
looks
tadi.
like he's heading into the southwest
Baru
corner of
dihidupin
Trico.
dah.
Sharp shot with a bolt. He's
Masa
really
ngerjainnya sendirian dia?
he likes the AWM. He prefers that, but
That was a weird play from Genji in general. Is usually the guy
Oh,
up on
nah.
screen is feeding the
Tadi
open
defend gua tuh.
pathing and where to go.
Siapa yang penuh
Is
tuh
that
dan awak
just felt like
pro.
I don't know, misread or something else like that. That did not go the way they wanted it.
yeah, I mean, I think we
Kali
could
17.
say that
Selek
a lot
Korea
of
dah.
Genji's plays have
Selek
been weird
Gen
this
Gold dah.
event. They're just not
Itu
quite on the
siapa?
same page in the meta. Speaking of AWMs, Mime has one for LG. Gets backed off temporarily
Wah,
by
twist
Spyro from
17
Twisted
lagi.
Minds.
And we saw
Udah
LG
pada
get
WM
multiple
doang.
crates earlier, so
Yep.
they're probably working with some pretty
Ini
strong
turunnya di mana,
drones
Bit?
right now.
Di
And they've got a
Thailand,
hill side
Hap.
that's going to provide a lot of support for them. The split up position from
Oh, itu
17
dan awak
Gaming
kenok satu
could be
bisa revive
exploited
tuh.
by Twisted Minds, but while they can crest up and
Mana
get some shots in, you can see
observer
that
nih?
the other duo is just going to have
Knock satu
perfect
apa
vision
nih?
on that hillside and deny
Hidup
any.
berempat.
It's pretty good
Dah tadi
recognition
dah
here
tadi
from
kenok
Batu that
Dot.
this is about the only
Ini
space
di revive
available in this circle that's relatively
Tadi
safe.
kenok dia.
It makes things much more
Sama SSJ.
Oh,
difficult
Mime
for
lagi
17
setup
since they
lagi.
split out in this 2-2,
Kapan di setup sama dia
I'm
nih?
assuming the next
Terus,
he's got some
apanya?
orders. And
Setup
he's got a
lagi
Groza
peluru, ambil
too.
peluru, ambil peluru.
He's got an AWM and a
Ambil peluru.
Groza and a mortar. I mean, he could
Oh,
absolutely
zonanya
masih bisa tuh,
open.
Lil Ghost, Lil Ghost.
Snakers maybe
Ayo,
on
tempat
point.
Lil Ghost, tempat
I
Lil
think
Ghost.
he's going to be
Oh,
gunning for
Genji.
17, the two players that are up on the side of the hill.
Genji
Snakers
dan
sees
awak
it, so he's going to be able to
dekat-dekatan.
coordinate these shots.
Tar bong.
How's his read on it? Looks like about 350 meters.
siapa
I
nih?
think that might be a bit
17 ya.
long. We'll have to see. As shot has now made
Oh,
it a bit more
iya,
complicated
Cok.
for these guys over here in 17 Gaming. Yeah, just
Panik, panik. Panik, panik. Enggak, jangan sampai mati 17.
Good enough, but they can
Jangan
keep the
sampai
pressure on.
mati.
Maybe try to back 17 off for a rotation.
Pas kali
how
ya.
many of these does he
Woi.
have?
Udah, mati nih fix.
Mati, mati. Oh, enggak. Udah habis
Mine's
musuh.
gonna continue raining him down.
Jangan ke
Jangan
instan,
gitu.
jangan ke instan.
You can see staring at
Wah,
the sky.
miring
Where's the
satu
next one
dia.
gonna go?
I think 17 thought that those shots
Wah!
would be longer. Xiaowu on 4 health.
Ih, seram kali Cok ini mortar.
Banyak kali
Great
mortarnya tuh.
utilization here
Udah,
by
Diam
Mime.
ini kayak bawa semua dua
Peluru dia, dua
belum ngambil peluru doang.
Leapfrogging over the other members for 17
Wah,
Gaming
di
and
push,
exploiting
Cok.
what we saw LG set up.
This is brilliant. They know the leaderboard. They know who got knocked up here.
Wah.
And they can do some serious
Alah,
damage.
lagi
The good
megang
opener
net.
for Spyro and another follow-up from Lou.
That is two big
Ay,
components
betul.
before 17 Gaming down. Xiaobei, what are you going to do now?
Oh,
Looks like he was trying to rotate.
Plus,
LG now also has their rotation denied. This was a magnificent read from Twisted Minds.
In so
Oh,
many
tembak
different
batu.
ways. Not only on the positioning
Lama
and on
kali
the points,
kawannya
but on the
padahal
leaderboard as
14
well.
itu.
So beautiful stuff, and you force 17 out of
Oh,
the
dan
next
awak
circle.
kill.
That gives space for Day Trade to try to make their maneuver, but I don't think they fully read initially where 17 was. Suju had some opportunities to do some
Oh,
damage, couldn't
Vero,
find it.
balik
It's gonna
modal
clean out
opal,
Petrichor
balik
Road
modal opal.
over in
Balik
Trico
modal opal.
on the
Tusuk,
very
Vero.
eastern edge of the
Iya,
circle that's
mati,
remaining
Vero.
in there. So the damage done by the
Udah.
Sonics is finished off by Donovan. Still though, Twisted
Modal.
Mind's going to have a role to play in here, but they're going to be under fire from a couple of different teams. LG wants to try to claim that territory potentially.
You're seeing NH also just get ripped to
Lagi,
pieces. Them and
plus
V7
gila,
rotated in roughly the
udah
same
diambil
spot.
lah.
Oh, ini happy,
There's gonna be
mati,
Server's
ini happy
Knight,
mati.
Saki also providing some supervision. The remnants of Genji
Dan
and
awak
Kyo
Den,
also
happy,
kind of
happy,
peeking
bunuh.
down into this one, and you can see,
Wah.
well, a couple of kills have been exchanged
Hey,
between
New
them.
happy
You know
tuh
what
bos,
happened
masih
away from the
hidup
queen.
new happy bos.
And Tosi now going to have to play salvage for V7.
Iya,
He's
Aduh, rata
It's mine.
17 nih.
Putting that
Udah sih.
AWM to good use. Found Xiaobei,
17,
found the flush.
17.
Dia jual.
Now Belmoth on the ground for
Hey.
Day Trade. Cerberus has a bit of an angle on the outside of those smokes. Tycon trying to keep New Happy off of their other flank as grenades start to rain
Mana-mana
in
sih
from
switchnya?
Spyro, claiming points. Huge stuff for Twisted Minds.
Can they defend up? Day Trade's trying to crest it, but the distraction is going to be enough for LG to also make a counter move. Remember, they had their eyes on this position just a moment ago. They needed that breathing room to try to sneak their way in there. Twisted Minds, though, just doing a magnificent job of reading everything.
Gila,
around
Cok,
them. No
zonanya.
shock on that one at all.
Yeah, Shen actually
Terus.
now. Tai Lu as well, smelling blood, wanting to claim some points. Rello
Wah,
has the
P7
Groza now.
mantap-mantap
Mime
ini.
with the grenade in
Hihi,
hand.
P7 bener.
If he sees that Molly, he might be able to dial up a pretty good grenade there. Day Trade seeing
sama.
Suju and claiming Suju. Nice
Tidak
enough by
satu kill,
Puchos.
alah.
Day Trade should be able to get the res on a flash, and then they've got a tough situation. Maybe they can wait this fight out between LG and Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds can get the res up.
Well, the circle also has shifted directly into this. So
Kalau
you're
New
now out.
Happy.
That means the
Happy tinggal berapa orang,
T5,
Bro?
SSG, Danawa, Genji, all going to have to make a move
Happy
at roughly the same time. A
Dua orang
Storm is going to be
apa
setting
orang?
up just directly on top of
Kill
Cerberus to
berapa
the
dia?
south.
4 kayaknya.
Yeah,
Kill
this is
3.
making things very tricky for Cerberus because again you can see much better into the storm than you can
Dan
out of it.
Masih berempat.
Cerberus is going to be in a bit of a pickle and be stuck and day trade shifting away.
Menang Danawa kalau lawan Gengol. Gengol cuma berdua. Menang satu Pio tuh, sisa Seongjang. Jangan mati Salut. Oke, aman. Backup Seoul. Datang semua temannya mati kau. Seoulnya belum nge-kill.
Siapa bintangnya?
Astaga. T5
terus deh.
Memang babi kok tompong ya.
This is what makes them such a good team that they can scrape together points in games that look like they don't have
Ada apa dengan T5 ini, Cok?
Into the storm right now, actually.
Wah, Inhak ketemu Danawa lagi,
of the circle as well. And now Tyloo has to move out. They have to go after that Tonglu knock that just happened with LG. So oddly enough,
tapi dia bisa naik ini Danawa karena ada badai.
Vok,
kamu balik modal.
17 kamu Vok. Enggak dong, kalah.
Kalah karena perang lawan Peru tadi ya?
Iya, karena dia yang mati pertama kalau sama skornya itu kalah yang mati pertama. Gak tahu nih Val.
Nonik.
How is he going to go for the play on this one? He has got to be careful. Storm now.
Danawa Pak.
Starting to step away, but keep in mind the blue zone is going to be coming in very, very quickly.
Padahal di atas bannya by one Peru lawan apa itu. Kalah jumlah tadi, kalah jumlah.
It is just mess here on the east side of the
circle.
It is just there's minimal vision.
Pula tinggal tim.
Pula Eran dan jadi aku James.
Balik modal loh, Pak.
Mana lah balik modalnya?
Iya, kan sama poinnya.
Kan siapa mati duluan Sonic.
Oh gitu. Mana aku kayak gitu? Tolong ya.
Ada balik
storm
modal
has
loh.
really slowed things up now. On that southeastern corner, teams are giving each other space. Nobody wants to overcommit to something just yet. Phase 6 hard shifts again up towards the north. Tyloo,
Mortar kami
couple of their players
berisik
just
kali
left.
pelurunya
LG
babi.
has a really nice
Nggak
position.
dengar
They
step.
can keep day trade off their backs, claim that western side of the field. They've got some hills to work with. They've got a bit of high ground. Should be a really good position, especially with that AWM in play to take advantage of their spot.
NH masih bertiga Danawa. Aduh T5.
Oh, Danawa moves. See, day trade already getting into a bit of a kerfuffle with him right now. But Cerberus just going to backstab right up on top of Danawa, man. There's no
Danawa udah fix dah. Dipus depan belakang dia.
Unless he can manage to pick up a couple of kills out of it.
Bisa damai.
Kill mau kill ya beda dua tuh.
The remnants of those pixelated
kill Haming mantap.
I don't know, man. Danawa's just got the high ground and the hold.
Yeah, and Danawa just got pinched, just sandwiched to New Happy.
6 kill dia sudah.
Kalah juga kita dapat juga.
Really able to weather the storm.
NH nih bos.
New Happy CC trying to get up on top.
Tapi dua-duanya pikan aku ya.
Get that all-star
Smoke lu santai biarkan smoke yang kembang.
We've got a tie between NH and FaZe, neck and neck with each other. LG wanting to pick up those kills because they want to make a climb of their own, but back behind them Cerberus could have a big game, putting themselves in the top 8. There's still 4 members up down here to the south, and they're very, very active. They've spotted out what's going to be going on with day trade. Looks like Aisaki already getting the harassment and onto him. Quick spin.
Apa itu, Cuk?
Wow.
Gila.
That is a nasty
Gila itu namanya gila.
Onto a member of Cerberus. Himas is
no Ming Ming.
Not sure how in position New Happy is.
Revive Ming Ming aman tuh Ming Ming tuh aman tuh.
Driving away. Flash on very little health. Has to dash away from LG. Feeling that pressure. Seeing if he can take advantage of this timing. But nope. Tycon heard it. Sensed it. Grenade from Himatsu with the follow-up.
And now it is just going to be about control. How much can you maintain in this one? FaZe holding it down over into the east.
Tianba nih jika tiba-tiba nggak ngapa-ngapain Tianba tuh.
Now starting to exploit that high ground. It's just Cerberus.
Teman musuh udah berdarah-darah, Tianba masih ya di seberang. Lah baru dibilang mati satu.
That's all they've got to work with. That's our circle, guys. It is from one side of the circle to the other, that open.
And there is a tire that's exposed to LG, so they could pop those tires.
Genji ini meninggal sama siapa ini?
Sama Danawa. Tahu Pio kayaknya emergency sendirian deh tadi. Tiganya rotasiin mobil. Mati dia.
NH is going to be gone though in the long run. Tycon continues to harass day trade, finishes the job on the Puchils. And now things getting a little bit more dire for these teams on the south side. LG with so much control, but good shots from Tycon.
Never count out Tycon, man. This guy had the most
3 kali beruang mati
ridiculous
ni jelek tu.
performance I have ever seen on the international stage. He's got friends with him this time, already sitting at 6 kills altogether. Keep in mind, they have some high ground to work with of their own, and they're wanting to put some work into it. The circle does shift in more of that no man's land. LG still going to have some vision to work with, but a lot of crates also going to be popping down that maybe somebody can get something out of. But I don't know. With the LG sideline, I think that's a trap.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerman.
Tianba has to start making moves, and they're trying to
Jerman gol.
into phase, but
Mantap
instead
Jerman
it's actually
gol.
Cerberus Himas who has an angle, luminosity as well, pouring fire down into Tianba, finding tons of damage. Sure, some crates come down. That probably doesn't do too much for you.
More and more control just going into LG's favor. Spyro, though, still up over here. Have to keep an eye on him, as it is also going to be Cerberus just continuing their walk down this hillside. It's going to be Jeans that does go down. He had a nade prepped up, so he's going to go and finish himself out. Corexy, though, looks like he might be trying to backstab into this one, creeping up back. Just, I don't know if they read it. He's going to be right there, yeah.
Cebelut. Tuh ada teriak Cebelut.
Corexy might have just bought enough time to keep himself in this game a little bit longer. I don't think he can get back to Fex. James is going to be flushed, so
yeah.
What do you do?
Fex is going to get flushed as well, as Tianba has nowhere to go. They've just
headshot.
sitting it by.
Copot helmnya.
Right back behind Corexy. I mean, up on top of him. They jump out instantly, start going for the sprays into this one. It's Cerberus just gets ripped to pieces.
Tianba mengamuk kah ini? Tianba Karil kah?
Itu Corexy dalam smoke doang.
Still has a role to play. He is smashed right in the middle of this Tianba formation.
Oh, tahu.
Maybe I should just tuck some stuff.
Now we've got our top 4. It's going to be Tianba, the odd team out. Spyro solo up in between them and LG. LG with the high ground.
Itu ada Spyro tuh masih ngepron di situ tuh.
Oh boy. Tianba, the fact that they're still in this game is extremely impressive. They were in a really bad spot, suffered a ton of knocks, and they are recovering nicely. They found a beautiful
udah naik nih rank 1 nih.
Damage from mine. That was 700 and something.
Yeah, man, that arm will pump out damage real fast if you're hitting shots with it. Groza as well. I think he might have had one, and I think there might be 2 Grozas inside of LG potentially. I'm not exactly sure if they were just shuffling it around or if in fact they have multiple, but still very firm control of this. Tyloo still in that shack, just trying to play the patience game.
We keep having leaderboard switches galore up at the top. Twisted Mind's presently in first right now, as they still have their solo up. But let's be honest, Spyro, man, there's a potential to pick up a couple more kills, but it is going to be a nail-biter for you to contend with. It's full-on authority coming down from LG. Finally having to leave their hillside, but nobody wants to move into the circle. It's going to be all about the firefight before you get there.
And Twisted Minds now reaches into first place with this tremendous recovery game that they have. Zhao Yang not giving any opportunity for Lin Shu to get much information. Immediately puts him down with some poke damage. Continuing to do so. Now they're going to try to double up on him, but he's still just a little bit better. Smokes come out, cover that angle.
This is about it, right? I mean, it's both of these squads just trying to pick up some kill before the blue zone's going to hit them, and you can see they have not a lot else to work with right now. Spyro is going to be able to maybe exploit this one, but hasn't put too much more in yet. It's going to be Snakers with that nade that lands right up on top of Tianba.
Yeah, LG just keeps
udah hancur tamengnya.
over this western side.
Diambil kayaknya, Bang.
Snakers thought about
itu ada tegak tuh,
hoping that maybe there'd be a knock.
Tameng
They
siapa?
could steal some points potentially. Last smoke in the bag for Snakers in this situation. Spyro outside of the next circle, and he's creeping in potentially towards
jauh, Bang.
Oh, but the firefight, it looks like Tyloo wants to make the move in. Lots of smoke's going to be coming out for them. Lin Shu already back around there. You can see the fact that that's our completely open, nothing to be had circle, and this is why the fighting is going to be going on. Throwables look like that might roll down pretty close to a tongue move. And no, it's just going to be LG. They say, no, we need the points. We need to get control. They just send it down into this rock, and they already had complete authority on everything. This circle now just belongs entirely to them. There's nothing that they can't shoot.
Exactly. The blue is going to help out as well. Beautifully timed here by LG. Snakers get the job done from up on top. The 3-1 split working a triple Spyro. Still alive.
Do not count him out. He is going to spot out Snakers. Exchange between them. Spyro with 2 HP. Gonna go down. Snakers
tak dapat kill satu lagi.
Rank 3 dia, Cok. Kuponku sudah mulai nih menaik-naik panjang. Cuma 17. Dari 6 kupon cuma 1 tim doang. Aduh. Bahaya betul nih.
And shout out to all the squads. Twisted Minds though as well.
Brilliant.
Just so heads up plays time and time again inside of that.
There's nothing else to say about that. Brilliance. That is all
Apakah 1
that
juta
was.
orang akan rungkat ini?
I mean, yeah, you lose a player early in a weird rotation. After that, the rest of the game was so well handled.
Well, this has been our last game for the day, but we still got 3 more to go. We're gonna go ahead and throw it over to the analyst, and then Toby and Paul are gonna take you through the rest of the action.
Apa tuh? Nih mulai kupon kita mulai terkikis nih mental kita nih.
17 sudah mulai goyah pondasinya nih.
Aduh.
Kok makin ke bawah gue liat nih pikan-pikan kita nih.
Pikan gua udah mulai ke cuma 17 doang.
Kemarin masih semangat gua ya kan. Masih pada di atas-atas, wis keren nih. Sekarang kok makin sepi nih.
Udah goyah ini mental ngeliat Twist lebih konsisten dia.
Iya loh, Twist nggak expect mah dia.
Expect sih sebenarnya, tapi nggak expect juara aja gua. Dia udah pasti top 5 tapi nggak juara.
Belum juara maksudnya top rank lah ya.
Ya. Karena dia tim konsisten semua turnamen toh. Itu tim.
Semua turnamen tuh semua game maksudnya? Apa semua turnamen PUBG?
Semua turnamen. PGC tahun kemarin kan juga ini. Top 5 juga dia. Iya.
Udah hitam berarti ya?
VP. Dulu namanya VP.
Virtus Pro.
Iya. Akuisisi kan.
Kan gue nggak pernah, nggak apa ya, kayak asing banget sama suaranya gitu, suaranya, sama namanya. Kalau VP sih dari zaman dulu bang.
They got the flushes, they got the position, and when you're working with terrain like this, a lot of the way that your end game has to do is capitalizing on those backfills, so those third parties, those tuck-ins. Because yes,
Paji juga lumayan lagi mainnya. Kagak gua pick anjing, tadi mau gua pick itu. Gara-gara lu gua nge-pick juga anjing. Yang 2 lagi juga. Lah iya, 2 lagi HP bit sisanya. Tianba sama apa ya?
NH.
Happy.
Happy lagi bagus
masih oke lah.
Ini Tianba nih, monyet nih. Kenapa dia nih?
Tahu-tahu drop ke bawah.
Gue kira
orang janji.
Of course, on top of that, right? They knew that Twisted Minds had already lost a player, so that's huge.
It is huge. Now we'll take a look at the top 4 teams that came out because it was a little chaotic there at the end game. Very fast-paced. Tyloo walks away with 3rd position, Tiamba in 4th, and I mean, I think a story here is a lot of teams had a good way to go except LG. This was very home circle for them. They didn't have to do a lot of travel.
Right, and I thought LG was going to have like around the 7.7 maybe kills, but they rounded up here. It's 8 kills.
I heard they don't round up. They're very honest. You got to take honest. You got to be honest.
Wow, look at the damage on that.
Right? Look at that damage.
Crazy. Mime is so happy for that amount of damage. 6 knocks for him too. And a little bit of more damage than Snakers. That's obviously huge. 6.
A bigger picture of the smile, please.
Yeah. Man of the match is Mime.
Damage 800, rajin deh.
LG nih bos.
Yep. And this is big for him. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He was dropped from the Sonics. They saw a better future with Kickstart. They dropped Mime. Mime, even, I think it was a joke, but said, I'm thinking about retiring. Found his home on Luminosity, and they are playing incredibly well here. This is a better fit.
And he will do
everything in his
power
semuanya berjenggot Khabib
here in this grand final.
I mean, we did. I will say, we saw a revenge
ini killsnya sih agak rata ya match ini.
You made a mistake,
boys. Gak ada yang mendominasi banget.
And if that's what you need to supercharge to a victory,
that's a motivation right there.
Itu kan total win.
8 oh iya benar. 8-5 enggak ada. Under Bang Pal. Under.
Bedanya lumayan lagi 6 poin.
Good to see. Yeah, and we're
dan awal juga kan
iya dan awal
if you're in
Happy
60
dan
right now,
Awa
14
17.
points.
Udah sisanya
NIGHTBOT right now,
underperform anjing.
just to mind. So the top
Tony,
is
Oh, no
T5.
happy nih. Oh iya bener kan.
Kemarin bagus di Pep Dit.
Tahu nih. PGC tahun kemarin turnamen itu winner. Tiba grand final jadi gini deh. Oh, Gen Gold udah nggak usah diragukan lagi, udah pasti bawah.
Toby and we are ready to take you into our final 3 games of the day.
Lagi demam pionya, dia lagi demam. Kanang dapat kanang 400.
And could only imagine that Tego
Habis dari rumah sakit, Bet.
Wah, kena out dia Bang Opal.
Nice.
Kanang.
Looks like our top 4
Apa?
before last game it was the top 2 where it had a 10-point lead onto everybody, and now that's gone away again. So it still feels like no matter what you do, a game goes by, a team in the lower half or a couple of teams in the lower half try to make a push to catch up to everybody else.
One thing is we have 17 up there. We're expecting to see
apa kabar? Alhamdulillah yang 10.
also starting to see Twisted Minds
Apakah kamu main ini map ini Mambang apa match 5? Gimana di map ini?
Ya. Mau ngambil apa ya? New happy lagi deh.
Apa match 5?
Enggak ini, Tego.
Kan udah tutup belum?
Belum.
Dan awar yang berapa, Bro?
No, I think you're absolutely right. It never ceases
Bukan
to
yang
be
berapa? 5 apa
impressive
6
to
tadi?
me how at every single international
Apa
event,
tuh?
no matter how slow
Bukan
they
pick
start,
yang
no
di
matter
Twitch.
how lost they may have looked in the group stages in the
Ini
last
beda
two
nih, Bang
qualifiers,
Pa.
they
Agak beda ya.
to pick it
Beda.
up.
Agak aneh ya, agak
They
aneh.
have just a nose for the late game. They know when the games matter the most, and that's when they really turn it on. It's so much fun to watch.
T5 lagi.
Oh, 17 kita masih aman, Bro.
As we get this one going, we're halfway through the grand finals officially at this point.
Twisted, kalau bukan rank
one
4,
team can do in the first half, the others can do in the other. Nothing is decided as of yet, but there are most certainly some teams that are starting to looking very hungry for that PGC trophy.
Never forget, Navi on the final day in 2022. That was the push.
2022.
Everybody thought it was a 2-horse race until
Ebo, mana suara Ebo nih?
Fortunately for this lobby, they don't have to deal with Navi, but
Udah sepi aja Ebo nih.
feels like it's capable
Bo,
of
pernah nggak Bo?
Oh yeah, it's been proven. I think, let alone the fact that Veronica 7 finished off in the first place.
Bro,
That to me
Genji.
is
Apa cita-citanya? Jadi
again,
Genji.
not to
Cita-citanya jadi
Veronica 7,
Genji.
but I felt like after they won, if they can do it, they can all do it. And I feel like that's mostly just a compliment to everyone of how stacked this lobby is and how much
Udah Pio udah
consider underdog is
main di tim kecil aja, lebih bagus kayaknya. Dia main di tim kecil.
Ayo Pio, jaga anak Pio.
The way these guys are dealing with the inherent pressure of this finals lobby, it may be just the fact that there's so many veterans here, and every team has some amount of veteran presence on it, and regardless of the young guns that we've pointed out time and time again.
Noval all in, Noval all in.
Apa Noval all in gimana, Val?
Berapa, Bo? Itu dia yang dalam zone tuh dia, Bo.
17.
Lawannya tuh yang di luar zone atas tuh lawannya tuh.
T5.
Ya, lawannya ya. 30.000. Oddsnya tadi 1,89 apa ya?
Lumayan tuh.
Seruput luka dulu. Aku mamam dulu deh sebelum terlambat.
Gak usah, nanti aja Bang. Bang, nanti jam 5 aja Bang. Makanya nanti aja jam 5.
Tiponya tipis-tipis semua ya?
Iya, itu Genggol juga
baru seru.
Dia tipis sendiri itu.
Dia chicken 2 kali, ini naik dia langsung.
Erangel 2 kali itu besok. Nanti. Wih,
kapan? Tahun depan.
Solusi ini kan nge-push DG.
Might just catch DG98 in the open. The thing is, he's very, very kind of hard committed to looking north right now. I would imagine that he thinks he's still in the compound. So trying to set up an ambush, but not really much of an ambush to be found.
Kok beliin mid kopi lah.
Keras banget si Lumbi.
Kan tanggal 30 kemarin, Bo.
Keras banget si Lumbi.
Where our first fight will be. There you go. A little bit of fun facts there. Day 1 of PGC 2022 Grand Final. 17 claimed 71 points over 5 matches as compared to V7's 49. Toby just lets you know how tight this lobby is in comparison to even last year.
And I think that's also why last year became such a surprise when Na'Vi came out and claimed the win. Because 17 came off to such an absolutely insane start and actually held the first place for a pretty good while too. It looked very much decided after day 1, but yep. First twisted minds came to Na'Vi. In the end of things came up and
who is it going to be this year? That is the question at the top of everyone's minds. The twistedest minds right now, all the way down in the south, taking their time looting here. It seems like they have completely abandoned
selalu top 5,
which I feel like has helped them.
Itu dia yang saya bilang. Tapi kalau dia main besok begini sih juara deh.
Waduh, jangan dong.
Itu dia.
Kita yang hancur.
Kita hancur. Tidak dapat EP deh.
Parah penontonnya.
6 kupon cuma 1 nih dapat nih EP-nya nih. Cuma 17 doang.
Tenang, baru D2 bro. Masih ada D3. Masih ada D3, siapa tahu nggak ada yang kepik.
P7 2 poin aja. Udah 3 game, 4 game.
List poinnya berapa aja, Bit? Peringkat 1, 2, 3 gitu.
Dapat poinnya.
Ya. Tahu nggak EP-nya?
Enggak.
Masalah rank 1 200.000 lebih ya. Anjing.
Emang bisa. Oh, begitu caranya. Gua kemarin nyari cara ini, Ri. Caranya bareng.
Makasih Bang Zitianba ya.
Ya gagal Pau gagal.
Kurang paten Pau.
Enggak pas dia dudukan apa tuh?
Tapi speednya harus pas banget dong ya.
Iya.
Yang kanan tadi. Yang kanan tadi. Oh begitu guys. Itu dia ya. Tutor
dari Tianba.
Catat ya.
Oval. Wow. Kamu danger Oval.
Brok.
Buang
1.
Wih masih bisa dari itu.
LZ not going down off of that despite
exit.
still alive, he's still revivable.
Hampir.
Actually going to get down before he gets taken
out. Di sini. Well, deg-degan.
Tyloo getting a little bit of a benefit here.
Yeah, close enough to the ground that
ayo 17 yuk. Aduh.
Wop, 2 nice. Tilo doang lo lawan lu lo. Masa kalah?
Tapi tetap aja Tilo masuk PGC Bit. Jadi serem juga.
Nggak bisa lawan Tilo doang lo. Harus menang. Spray sembungnya spray. Kena.
Berserak.
Knock berapa berarti? Knock 3 ya? Iya knock 3. Dah.
Waduh.
Easy win.
That you want to pin all your hopes on. Let it be Shen.
Dari mana aja kamu Dajjal? Main-main terus kau. 5.000 tadi game pertama pis.
Lah ada Paji. Dia aku nonton. Dia 4.000. 4.400.
Sennya udah sampai situ.
Ada Paji. Jerok.
No.
Mampus kau Jim.
Sama Tilo.
Mampus.
Ditolong.
Mati kau. Cina sama Cina nih bro. Nggak boleh ikut. Europe nggak boleh ikut.
Apa?
Berapa umur kau sekarang, setan?
Ulang tahun nggak dia?
Sudah berapa?
Ulang tahun dia.
Dia
bro Anang.
Waduh.
Berapa umur kau?
Jajan kopi.
Makasih.
Kopi Anang kopi. Dia baru cabut gigi. Habis.
Apa nang?
Langsung aja traktir G-Coin.
Gacha nggak sih, Nang?
Gacha
nggak sih?
Aduh, gacha. Udah habis bro kemarin bro.
Adik-adikan mulai rusuh mainnya.
Iya. Butuh poin dia.
Udah. Gila deh.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Hari kok nggak ada announcement dari RRQ? Happy birthday, Maan. Oh, salah ya.
Salah. Dia tap tuh, dia tap.
Biasanya kalau ada yang ulang tahun playernya gitu deh.
LG was absolutely bananas
Di
playing
post
out of
IG.
Sensa or BSS.
Oh, e-sport gitu ya.
Iya.
Ala-ala e-sport.
Anang RRQ itu.
Iya. Langsung nggak sih nunduk dulu? Pakai HP.
From the east, Twisted Minds just off to their south, SSG in a 2-2 split.
Aman
Off to
aja.
the west in the hills. We'll see where Donovan decides to go. Looks like they're hugging the southern coast. And they are pulling very close here to Twisted Minds. Spyro and
Tapi
Perfected
serius
in a
nanya,
perfect
PUBG
position
Mobile
here.
RRQ itu ada?
Ada.
PUBG Mobile ada.
Iya.
Kan
Cuman nggak
Ari
lolos
dulu
lagi
PUBG
kali ya?
PC
Iya.
RRQ. Maksud gua tau.
Oh, gua kira PUBG Mobile.
Dia dulu PUBG PC, sekarang kan udah enggak.
Gua kira PUBG Mobile.
Emang RRQ dia serius dulu.
Enggak, gua tahu seriusnya, cuman gua pikir PUBG Mobile justru. Sumpah, gua tuh pernah denger ada yang ke PUBG Mobile selain Game Post ya.
Aco.
Ada. Voldemort
itu, Voldemort.
RRQ juga.
Itu yang punya RRQ dulu. Yang punya RRQ.
Downhill and off
Bertahan
to
dia
the east
sekarang
just to
sudah
make sure that
tidak
nobody comes
bertahan
to
lagi.
backfill them. But for now, playing it pretty close here as we see SSG just off to the east.
PUBG Mobile RRQ juara dunia 1 kali,
Sen.
2 kali, tapi kelihatan
Itu RRQ Thailand yang juara dunia.
RRQ Thailand.
Iya.
RRQ apa? Athena.
Thailand ya. Oh, beda RRQ dong ya.
Beda.
Belum selesai perangnya.
Belum lah bos, tadi kan ada Paje bos.
Pajinya tapi masih di situ sih.
Kabur udah ke terminal dia.
Pakai mobil.
Jadian di tengah.
Jadian di tengah. Emang lincah banget ini Ri, bocil malah ini Ri.
Iya, Cok.
Anjing kagak mau diem banget ya, kemana-mana ya.
Susah dibunuh.
Oh, akhirnya.
Nice Lil Ghost. Akhirnya dapat kill. Lil Ghost, let's go. Missionmu dapat kill 1.
Mission 1. Yes,
mission.
What a player this Shen is. That's the most dangerous death I think I've ever seen.
Patompongku cok, bau banget patompong.
RRQ Kenbo, anjing Kenbo.
Iya cadangan itu, cadangan RRQ Athena dulu Thailand. Sama kalau BTRRA kan Alice kan, nah kayak gitu kan.
Kalau BTRRA apa?
Alice.
Oh.
Nah kalau RRQ Athena Kenbo. Tapi sempat main kan. Dua-dua.
Athena. Athena kayak pernah.
Athena apaan?
Waduh, PUBG PC deh kayaknya. Apa Aukarin?
Aukarin Rido.
Iya Aukarin beda.
Iya masa lu tim Maria sekarang.
Keluar zona.
We're holding on to the north side of the river for as long as possible now, eating a little bit of blue damage as they make their
Dari nomor
rotation down
1 loh
south.
dia turun nomor 7.
Actually getting close here.
Dia cuma 2 poin, Bo. 3 game, Bo.
3 game 2 poin.
Siapa yang 3 poin?
Si Seven
ini.
Dari 5-1 ke 5-3 aja.
Kemarin Ciwangi ya.
Iya.
Dua kali chicken.
Oh ini dapat nih Tian Ban nih.
Bisa sih di ujung circle nih kalau ketemu nih.
Udah main safe kali dia sekarang lagi.
Ya Allah, Beat.
Oh, tuh.
Yang bener Beat.
Memang lah.
Lu bener Nyusahin
Oh,
kawan.
digantiin akhir ya. Nyoba-nyoba mortar ya akhirnya. Nyoba-nyoba mortar.
Drop.
Pas.
Rumah.
In the hard cover. As boy, they Sonics have that thing.
Tes
dialed
terus.
in right now. Don't run around.
Mungkin
New
ada yang
Happy, just
kena.
hang out.
Tik.
They knew, they saw it in the air, and they're like, you know what? This building, while it might be small, looks very, very comfortable.
Lah kata
right
siapa
now, and
Bit?
that's what's keeping them
Jerok.
alive. These
Oh,
shots
enggak.
would have been absolutely
Ada yang nakal keluar soalnya, Bro.
Well, you see the kill feed
Ya
there.
Allah,
Cerberus and Tian
Ya
squaring off here. Two
ampun.
knocks initially. Now
Tian.
going for a third. Has him right on the fence.
Tabrak nggak bisa,
CYY.
Pak.
Baru ditinggal
Join
bentar,
server.
2 kena.
Grenade right on top of him. It will fall just shy. As these back on the move, Pow holding the corner.
Hilang kata dia.
Peeking just yet. The rest of Cerberus has arrived.
Itu kali yang dalam gudang tuh kayaknya dalam
Udah
gudang.
ketahuan kah dia ke bawah?
Enggak.
Gak ketahuan ya?
Bau-baunya
Don
kena.
juga kawan. Bisa di bawahnya nih.
Tian baik.
That would be huge for Cerberus.
Absolutely here is ZYY.
Lah, kagak ketahuan apa gimana?
Nggak ketahuan tadi.
Oh, di river, Cok. Let's go ke 01. Let's go
Tian
Tian Baku.
Bah,
Let's go Tian Baku.
bangun dua tuh.
Bangun 2 Tian Baku.
Whoop.
Kaisaki.
Perfectly positioned to third party this fight.
Has to not commit one over to try and get the res on up. You had Tycon in a solo position at 7-7.
Instan dia, instan.
Terculik
As
deh.
once again the solo plays are being made, and not only that,
D2
but he
naik
gets
lah ke top 10 lah.
and he might actually also
At
be
least
able to
lah.
get Lin Shu up.
The Panzerfaust lobby back on display is now Lin Shu should get on his feet. Meanwhile, over here we've got taking out Xiao Wu. Gen G will now
Lihat videonya itu, lihat videonya itu.
Jauh kali Sekalinya naik ngebegal yang atas, bangsat Genji nih.
Ih, opal. Ih, 17 kali opal.
Gen G doing the lobby a favor there by taking care of 17.
Datang
But
pun
no
lagi di
good
luar
deed
zona.
goes unpunished yet
Dipus
again.
lagi
As
sama
we said,
Pero.
Petrichor Road in perfect
17
position.
lawan apa,
Gen
Pal?
G PO still running around
35.
DG98 though. Trying to see if he can maybe use PO as a distraction.
Lawan apa?
PO
T5?
though has found a
Yo.
place to play, to call home, to heal up at least for now. But you got to imagine Petrichor Road is not going to stand for this duo.
Oh no, when you do a kind of, when you try and cut off a rotation like this, you're not doing it to just sit around and wait them out. You're doing it to like
Masa cabut,
get rid
Pero?
of them. Because as you can see,
Gas lah.
they don't know that Space Station is coming
Oh,
in on the
parkir,
eastern
parkir.
side, but if they clear
Parkir.
Gen G here, they have all
Pasti
the
menang
room
soalnya
to make
katanya.
rotations coming off of this.
Indeed they do.
Iya,
And
2 lawannya.
you now have 48 alive at 15 minutes. Two teams
Yo,
completely out.
clearin.
Twisted Minds on the high
Oh,
ground
datang
in
dia.
dead center. And here comes the push from Petrichor. They're sending him 2-2 just to make sure that
Summer Ari ini di sini.
do
Ada yang nge-kill
the
Summer
peak
Ari.
battle here is Summer just feeding information over to the boys.
Drop,
DG98, he's gonna
drop.
hold one. He won't even get one as Ike's
Bye-bye,
left
Pio.
will wipe him, and now Pio. He's got
Goodbye.
an angle here. I think
Baru
they
dapat
figured out where
4
he is.
kill,
Doesn't matter.
mati
Cerberus
lagi.
will finish him off with the log, and that's Petrichor
Kasian
Road
banget
eliminated.
Gen Go, Cok.
Decisive plays
Or
being
Gen G,
made
rather,
there.
I'm sorry.
3 guys pushing on
Tapi
forward,
bisa-bisanya dia
clearing
begalin
them
17
out. And as you
anjing.
said, Petrichor rewarded with the kills there as Gen G falling
Ina
14.
number 1.
5 kills now for Petrichor Road as well.
Kilo
as
17
They
Tian
needed a
Ba.
little bit of assistance here in the leaderboard. Everybody could stand to gain a few more points, and the fact that
Tim Cina
17
siapa aja
is
ya, Bit?
already out
17
opens
Pero,
up a door
Tian
here
Ba.
as we see what got this whole thing started. DG98 gets pulled
Satu
up
lagi.
on and absolutely
Apa 3 doang?
embarrasses 17 there.
Pero, Tian
As
Ba
we
4.
see
Tapi satu lagi.
how Lil Ghost was the last one alive, and Songjang
4 AM turu.
Tilo.
down, but immediately
Oh, Tio.
traded back.
They all went
Tilo.
down. in the
They
end.
all went
Tilo.
down.
Except for Petrichor.
Iya, kira
who
4
managed to
AM
live
lagi
through it.
kan.
Him as now in the meantime
Tidak
trying
lolos
to stay
dia.
alive too, of course, well aware that he's sharing this compound with Chiamba. Issue is
Yang
they all
17,
have to
NH,
make
Pero,
moves.
Tilo.
Chiamba already
4.
now starting to move towards the circle. They've sent Lin Shu across through it. Of course, they lose Pow, a big fragger for their
Pow,
own close
Pow.
fighting
Hidup
kind of
lagi dia bertiga.
possibilities. So I think him as what he's going to do is just wait this
Oh
one out.
iya,
So,
main
you know, I'll
H
take low,
5
I'll
benar.
be the last move, but maybe I can
Enak
find
kalau
one. Worst
itu.
case I can deny.
Whole lot of mountain in the middle of this
Oh,
zone.
yeah.
There
Beckham
are
pilih siapa
a little
tuh?
bit of
Pilih
hard
6
cover to
saya,
be
Bang.
found here as day trade still
17
in.
dan Nawa.
The only real compound, I
Terus New
believe, inside
Happy.
of Still a number of teams still making their way.
Sony,
SSG and Petrichor,
Tian,
though,
T5.
that seems to be
Itu ya.
the one to keep an eye on.
Alhamdulillah.
Both teams fully aware of each other as the knock comes
Alhamdulillah,
through
kayaknya
on
gua harus
sharp
picknya
shot.
Turu dah, bukan
Now
T5
Roth
nih.
spotted out Chewy out in the distance. Takes a
T5
few shots,
bagus loh,
but
tahu
not going to
lagi
stick
bawahnya
around to get the
D3
return
D3
fire.
That's a really important
D3
note
ya.
to Mike Sliff this
D3
well. They have to
top
keep
3
their
dia
heads on the
langsung.
swivel here now. I mean, as you
Apa
can
ini?
see,
Ini
Space
chicken
Station
kayak
kind
nih?
of setting up this ambush, but because
Langsung
they
nih.
get caught
Ikan,
essentially
bro.
out in the open on their way to do the setup proper, they now have to try and fall back, and they're in awful positions to
Ikan
disengage.
G5 opal
All
rongkat,
their
bro.
flankers have been spotted too. Pixel now, they know exactly where he is. His sharp shot will go and try to provide some support with that dragon off. Summer though, he's
T5
got him
bagus padahal
keyed
bit di
in.
ringket ya.
New Happy was trying to third party this fight, Toby, from the west rather, but
Kayak
Sonics
gitu, Bang.
taking shots into their back
Gua
once
mana ngepick
again has kept them
Patompong
honest.
lagi di
Meanwhile,
fantasi.
Vex and FaZe and the boys, they have tried to find a spot. But here comes the push from Twisted Minds. No res will come through on effects, and now it is all down to Gustav. Correct off in the distance here. Batulins playing the high side. Will find
salah pick dulu tuh, Bang.
second knock and should
Ya,
be 2
Batulin yang
points
ngapus
for
malah.
Twisted Minds.
It's Batulins taking matters into his own hand. Usually he will be the one to kind of send his troops forward, do the
Sampah lagi dua-duanya.
and 7-7 creeps around.
Ini apa Paje kayak ade-adean nih?
So what could be points rewarded to Twisted
Apa twistnya yang lagi menggila ya?
Twistnya lagi menggila tuh.
Absolute thievery from Tiamba there is
Tadi
Twisted
di
Minds.
steal
I
kill
don't
ya?
think they realized that
Iya.
anybody
Iya,
else had
sama
any angle on
Tian.
it. So 2
7-7,
points
oh, wow.
right out of the pocket of Batulins. As we cut back to Petrichor Road, trying to push into Space Station, you see New Happy have made their way across the street as well. Kind of being shepherded by Sonics into
Dan nama kayak nama tim-tim dari Indo, Pandawa kali Bang. Pandawa eSport.
Pandawa punya ini kan Baimong kan?
That's where you see teams kind of hold off on taking fights. They wait until they've seen at
Iya,
least
tahu
3
kan?
to then go and make an
Emang
aggressive
iya.
play. Everyone's trying to play safe for as
Ada
long as they
Baimong punya
possibly can here.
ekspor.
Pandawa
Setelah tiga Pendekar ruang apa kan? Pandawa? Pendekar nggak sih? Oh, pendekar ya? Pendekar Atta ya?
Kalau Pandawa sih yang viral bersihin sampah
Pandawa.
Iya, iya.
Wah, di Seven rata lagi. Tianban itu, Anto. Gila Tianban tuh.
Sungai Bang.
Ikan nggak sih Tianban? Langsung naik.
Oh, dibacanya Jowo, betul Bang.
Pasti babangsat kan?
Iya.
Nyoba lagi. Tadi udah di gua deh.
Ngetry dia, ngetry.
Ngetry lagi dia ikan lu deh.
Dia kalau ada punchline suka dicopas.
He's getting fed that information over from Pixel. He's got a grenade in hand. He knows exactly where he is.
Quick reaction plays, but look at this again. Fights that are taking too long will be punished. All of New Heavy is backfilling this, and they're finding flashes all over the place. Ming, solid spray through, finds Page in the end. That's going to be them all down. But here is New Happy, and they are being backfilled by Sonics as well.
Beautiful spray from Ming will finish on Space Station. The explosion will get him low, but it won't be enough to take him out. Petrichor Road already sitting on 9 kills. They'll be happy despite
Nice NH, nice NH.
Tahu dia di mortal party. Wah, Mas Jowo guys down 1.
Sonic datang.
So important that you get to clear that fight and now reset for this
Kalah kan lawan Sonic NH.
Split so far from NA.
Diganggu. Aduh. T5. Tidak nama
Does have to be very careful as Don is
Bisa satu langsung ternyata.
Menang opal dong.
Great off angle instantly falls back again. Got to keep the element of surprise in your favor. H-Win can't get eyes on none. Trying to get
Gila ini perang semua cok, Taigo seru banget.
They find kickstart as well as this. This is going the
Perangnya
way
satu
of New Heavy.
lagi ya.
They're going to make an aggressive play on this now too.
Anjing itu banyak banget.
Rata Sonic.
Let's go Seoul.
And Twisted Minds taking care of Tiamba as fights going on all over.
Di pipe makin jerok ke bawah kita lihat.
Sonic.
Sonic pun kena ganggu.
Correxy stealing one away.
And it's a solo phase player that applies the pressure, essentially helping New Happy here. They know because shots are coming in from behind that Sonics are feeling forced, feeling pressured to make an aggressive play, and they're just sitting back and waiting for them to make small mistakes. Pika Rich when normally they would, but Correx's pressure from that southwest side forces them to make kind of hasted decisions that in the end just
kalau pokoknya hidup sendiri bagus.
and New Happy.
Kalau hidup sendiri bagus mereka. Kalau hidup berempat langsung meninggal.
Will get spotted out by Salute. That'll be Tiamba down in 7th as we wait and see
Waduh,
where
Danawa
is going to go. Give it to Twisted Minds.
Masa twist lagi
They
sih.
3 up 4 up. Perfectix holding down the
Oh,
North.
kena satu.
Kalau dilihat posisinya Danawa.
Aduh, Danawa nggak tahu kalau ada yang kena atasnya.
Is the meat shield of Twisted Minds these days. You're seeing him knocked all the time.
Bunuh ini Twist, Cok.
He makes it into the late game regardless. Twisted Minds so
Twist
good
tengah dia,
at
susah.
keeping their 4 guys.
Ini belum ada
alive
voting
once
nih,
they
gue
make
lagi
it
mau
to
voting nih.
endgame. That's why
Shit,
we
man.
keep talking about them in the earlier stages of the tournament. Them
Voting
losing
point.
players early on.
Twitch, Cok.
They can't afford it because their playstyle is
Kok
so
nggak ada sih
heavily
predik-prediknya,
dependent on all 4, making it into at least
Oke, man.
phase 4, phase 5.
Well, down south, Donawa still 4 up as well. And they see LG off in the distance making their way in. Only 3 alive for LG, but they have a little bit of real estate to work with, although they do have a 4-man day trade that have left their compound. They're getting involved in this game finally now. 0 kills for them. Day trades stand to gain a lot in this game if they can take control over that eastern side and maybe force a few fights over here towards the center, maybe get some points for themselves. New Happy now starting to make their way in from the north, though.
Yep, Daytrade and LG both been very effective at keeping teams at a distance. So the south has been hectic, the north and the west has been hectic, but the east has been quiet for the most part, hence their current lack of kills, I suppose we can say. But I'm sure that if they get something going here, they should be able to rack up quite a few of them with 20 still alive.
New Happy grouping up. They've got December 12th pinned down at a rock, but that might be the distraction that New Happy needs to get everybody right on the doorstep here of Day Trade. Now Bellmouth and Nurans right on top of each other. Flash has a side angle here, but is not going to spot out anybody. As you can see on that mini map, it's just not finding the angles here. Meanwhile, Donawa going to turn their attention away from LG and back over towards Twisted Minds, as we get a replay of what Soul and the rest of the boys were able to do to T5.
And you can see in the northern side here, the best fight is the fight you don't have to initiate yourself. Both New Happy and LG wait, say, please just start fighting Daytrade. We know they're in between us. Just take the fight so we can get the third-party opportunity. But no one biting, no one wanting to be that initiating team to fight it, because they know that it comes with a disadvantage when you have a team right behind you as well. They have to make the play here, though. There's no time to do.
They try to send the grenade over. They don't have a very good read on New Happy's split here. Just no angles to find. As they only got 3 up on this northern side. They have to leave Pushil's down towards the south to make sure that they don't get backfilled by anybody.
Yeah.
The most likely candidate right now would be LG. Meanwhile, they're just going to completely control the south side. They're not moving. Twisted Minds.
Aman itu mereka nggak bisa di-pick soalnya.
Really, it's just a dance here between Daytrade and New Happy.
It really is the hesitation from all these teams
Jangan, nanti poinnya makin jauh.
The benefit of like Twisted Minds, they have the entire center circle under their control. They're pretty much limiting the space that all these edge teams have to work with. Circle now south. Astanoa very pleased with that. But again, you can see here, New Happy, Daytrade and Luminosity, none of them want to initiate this fight, hoping that just by showing presence, they can just push that team over to the other side so they can force the fights between them.
This is definitely going to be a game of chicken here. Looks like New Happy, they don't even want to take it with Daytrade right now. They just can't find the angles. The terrain just not working out for them. So instead, they're going to wrap around to the west. Now, keep in mind, Twisted Minds has kind of been pushed down. They have this little ridge line to work with, and they know the danger of that solo
Beat, lu tahu tim Beat Plus nggak Beat?
Luminosity, they're going to take advantage of this. Immediately find
Kia.
immediately throws
Nggak lolos kan ya dia?
They are sending it right back over here to see if they can take out Daytrade.
Di qualifier kali.
Di last chance dia kemarin.
Snakers though will be the one to find one. Will he find the second as well? Almost.
Ayo enak gas.
But Norans is still alive. CC is up close, but they got the knock onto December 12th. So now got to figure, do we continue the aggression here, or has LG done enough damage so we can just safely get the rest and play it a little bit further down behind?
And LG smartly, I think, reading that situation, not over pushing. They got their kills, they got their flushes. Norins, there you go. We'll get that one. And that'll be a 6 kill now for New Happy. As LG, as we were saying, immediately
Open NH
after they got
turun nih.
those knocks and flushes on the day trade, they knew the
Ada mobil
situation. They
dia.
pulled back down
Ada
south.
mobil
They
kah?
didn't try to
Oh
get
iya ada
Ada.
mobil.
So they went back to
Astaga,
that
mobil
safe
berasap
space.
hitam pula.
And, now we see
Udah
where
merah
New
itu
Happy
dah.
Bawah
is
kan ada
going.
batu
Well,
tuh.
they're just gonna send it right
Tempatnya
in.
perfect.
In
Masih
14
nyawa.
into
Ya
the
Allah,
tiny
berempat
car,
lagi.
and Spiro has an angle on it. They're finding shots, sending them. Gonna get one knock. There you go. December 12th will go down. Spiro will immediately flush that.
Jangan di end. Oke, aman, masih revive. Revive.
Prepep.
Wuih. Rata 4.
Wih.
Aduh.
Ini replay bang, replay.
Idonik itu.
Nah.
Ternyata. Nice. Matiin ini
Nice.
twist. Matiin
Ayo
please.
Danawa NH, go to the moon.
Ya, dua-duanya bikin kita. Let's go. NH dan Nawa. Jatuhkan ini twist.
Mati aja.
As the grenades keep
Oh,
bangun,
itu flash. Udah.
Bom bang itu bang, enak mati bom itu.
Masa nggak bisa Enonik bom lagi nggak sih?
But they will not push any farther than
Nah,
they have
enak
now.
posisinya twisted dong kalau kayak gini.
Gak ada Navi juara PGC tahun lalu. Navi lagi bikin super bubur bang. Nyantai dia. Yalah tahun depan lagi gitu ya.
PGS. Ini cuman gitu doang lo padahal lo. Gitu doang bomnya. Dapat 3 nih.
Beautiful grenade. As now Inonix finding the angle on the New Happy, but Tulin's going to get an eye on the soul.
Polisi Korea, Kanokari.
Yeah, immediately start wrapping down to the south on this eastern side of the zone. But then they pull back. Okay, they didn't like it.
Aduh, twist yang ngekelirin Danawa, cok. Oh, nggak bisa katanya, nggak bisa. Mereka dua orang sakit banget. Dua orang jaga satu tim, cok. Di Danawa.
And neither one is going to get punished here, really. It looks like Soul and Inonix still holding on that eastern side, making sure that New Happy doesn't crash down.
Pasti Discordnya rame nih, Ri.
Loki making sure that Twisted
Dua-dua soalnya nge-split mereka ini.
on the western side. Salute meanwhile.
Loki-nya mati.
We'll find Loki gets the knock. Can he get the flush as well? But Tulins will do it for him.
One of the things that makes the game so difficult is that all players of all these teams that we're seeing here are so insanely good at clutching wins when it matters most. So this really is a masterclass of how to try and bring home a way too high populated end game circle.
December 12th being the tip of the
NH ini,
spear
NH.
for New Happy as they push right into Donovan. But
Oh iya. Spray itu tembak Nan.
just destroys New Happy.
Itu langsung mau suruh tembak.
Tembak pokoknya. Udah pas itu.
Malah twist yang ini dong, sapu-sapu nih.
Aduh, udah
Ya elah, drop.
They will get the knock, but Tulins will be the one that does it. And now it's just down to 2 for Donna, where they are pinned up against
Mati zone.
eastern side of the
Masih ada
zone.
smoke.
Ming and Nan pinned up against the northeastern side of the zone. Twisted Minds 4 up. It's
Twisted
their game
Minds.
to lose.
Twisted Minds.
Got to live through that spray there, but happy that it did. Now more shots
Wah,
coming through.
anjing.
Ming finds Anonix through the smoke, but it's tagged
Aduh,
down in return.
gila,
Soul
Seul.
able to find the double.
Rata nasi, Soul.
Now it's 6 kills, but he's in a 1v4. It will
Jangan
take
nyampah
a
nggak sih?
miracle
Ionic
to
gua jangan
win.
disampah nggak sih?
Habis. Habis banget.
He will deny. What a game.
Telurnya
Gila, cok.
By
Twist.
Twisted Minds.
The name of the game is to
Stabil orang
survive,
mainnya.
and that is exactly what Twisted Minds
Perasaan tadi
did.
twistnya yang di
Every
third
knock
party
they
yang
got, they managed to hold off the push. Every knock that they managed to
Alalalala.
get a revive on in this 4 men up at the end.
Patompong
beda
gua
tipis.
ganti.
It was just a
Masih beda
matter
tipis
of
sama.
the raid boss.
Patompong gua besok gua ganti hari.
Had to go down to the
Patompong saya.
Fifth.
Rusak ini Patompong ini udah.
Tompong, Pak Tompong.
Aduh, buffering.
Buffering bang sama bang.
Waiting for that
Oh, udah.
perfect game, and here it came. It was hard when they wrapped West Danawa, made it difficult, but Twisted Minds able to bring it home regardless.
Ya lagi nggak.
game there on Tego. Let's
Oh
throw it
iya.
over to the analysts
Aduh,
to hear what they have to
fantasi
say.
gue nggak pernah bener dah, tai. Ini
Tompong.
fantasi nih. Gimana sih? 2000 mulu gue. Iya.
NH we trust.
Iya. Hampir aja kamu tadi udah deg-degan kan kamu kan?
Wah, gua mana ada.
Dia
aku
mati
deg-degan.
awal.
Karena aku lagi makan.
Ada.
Saatnya kita login kembali.
Kis. Login saatnya kita bang.
Dia.
Inilah dia peperangan sesungguhnya.
Dia. Si
It's time to in
jali-jali.
fact get it twisted, and I don't mind them taking a big win as they've
Twist
been constantly
jagonya
in
dari
second and third.
cheese kalau
And this
nggak
was their
ada
time
Tapi
to
terungkat
shine.
masih ada
It's taken
D3
a
bro.
look back.
Biar seru aja nobarnya.
Day of the start here for them overall, third, second, and what a crazy beginning in terminal as well, right? You have 17.
Wih, prepare match 11 nggak sih?
Teams with a crazy
Udah
shot
login
call
semua
on
ini
camera,
bro.
live on Twitch.
Ada yang sempat dapat lagi nggak kemarin?
And then of course we have
Nggak
these
ada.
situations where you have these
PUBG itu kan apa lambda apa sih?
Iya, itulah. Jangan di-share lagi, lebih banyak nanti orang. Sulit dapat.
Soalnya ada di ini di rekomendasi channel.
Betul. A team or two at a time, right, per circle. So it's just super cool to see how these guys are moving around. Anonix, Meganate, Giganate, some.
Kupon aku kan 17 Sonic sama 17 Danawa. Ayo dong.
Ada T3 bang, masih aman.
Coba aku pilih Sonic.
Soalnya
kan aku China Pride.
Iya, ada Nawa Korea Pride.
Ini dia nih bom haram.
Ngepik yang ngepik twist mana twist 29.000 aja.
Terus ini tim mana?
Twist Europe.
Iya maksud gua
negaranya.
Oh
nggak tahu gua. Kayak campuran, tahu gua deh twist ya.
Oh,
Rusia dia tetap. Ah ya, Rusia sama Ukraina.
Rusia sama Ukraina.
Iya, batulin lu Rusia, perfect sama Spyro Ukraina.
Oh, kalau
lokasi Saudi
aman ya?
Arabia, ngambil Saudi Arabia dia. Lokasi tim informationnya. Tulisnya kayak ini Saudi Arabia deh.
Nanti live-nya PUBG tuh ya di Evil tapi ya. Anjing tuh cuman 5 kill anjing.
Iya 5 kill karena mereka nggak dapet apa-apa tadi tuh. Dapat circle doang.
Dapat lawan Faze doang dia.
Nih PGC 2021 juara 3 tuh. PGC 2022 rank 3 lagi.
Oh gitu.
Kasihan banget ya. Iya.
Berarti ini PGC 2023 rank 3 juga dong. Pas.
Jangan di bawah 3 kalau bisa.
Oh iya benar. Biar pikan kita yang di atas ya.
Lebih banyak ya EP-nya biar lebih banyak bonusnya.
Anjing kalah anjing sama Danawa.
Sedih banget sih mereka kalau masih rank 3 lagi.
Minimal rank 4 lah kan.
Beda jauh juga nih bro. 11 poin. 12 deh, 12 poin.
Udah ada duluan.
Udah di liquid tadi ya.
Oh, anjing ya 11 poin.
Beda 11 poin.
Kemarin sih seru, bedanya 1-1-1 gitu ya kan.
Makanya.
Sekarang mulai kelihatan nih perbedaan kastanya nih.
Ayo tusun satu tim, let's go. Tusun
At
satu
least
tim.
masih punya Danawa 17 sama NH kita beat. Ya kan?
Betul.
Main lah.
Iya.
Kata Kopet di stream OC bilang DCT Mas tuh today bukan Evil. Kurang lebih lah. Kalau misalkan bersembilan yang gue bilang tadi bisa DCT. Morbid ini nggak mau diajak game-game lain guys. Apa ya?
Nggak punya kalau game-game itu.
Kemarin game-game diskon soalnya bit 40.000 harganya.
Game apa?
Evil 105.000 kan. Diskon dia 60%. Jadi 40. Nggak tahu sekarang udah balik kali.
ใช่ค่ะแต่เช่นเคยนะคะเดี๋ยวเราจะมีพักเบรกให้กิจกรรมออนสเตจสักครู่หนึ่งแล้วเดี๋ยวกลับมาลุยกันต่อในมิรามาค่ะ
Oh kalau kata Idris sih, Idris kan kompe. Idris. Morbid kan kompe. Bit katanya. Ini King yang ngomong ya.
Gak ada duitnya untuk beli gamenya bang.
Tuh langsung gak sih?
Game bayar nggak ada duitnya. Cuman bisa ikut gus-gus dak dong itu udah game gratis.
Sama Pamel ada lu tapi nggak mau.
Pamel tuh mana ada main Pamel lagi kalian.
Lah
main
ada.
Itu mulu tuh Evil sama apa itu?
DC
It Face It kan gua.
DC It.
Face It sih.
Evok. Apa? Lagi ngapain sih kamu? Bisa isi muka.
Kode.
Cuci muka aja langsung. Muka dong.
Match 11 nih.
DC-nya juga ngeri juga. Itu kemarin di ini dia di Europe. Kan paling ngeri dia dulu VP 2021 tuh.
Balik lagi anak-anak yang hilang, Bo.
Balikan anak-anak hilang.
Tuh, kok belum masuk sini saldonya nih, aduh.
Menang 17 Opa.
Kok siapa yang ngapik 17? Aku kan memiming Pride.
NH. Oh iya dia NH tadi ku kira 17 abang.
Oh udah nggak ada diskon. Oh shit. Diskon berakhir.
มันไม่ง่าย
1.400
Tuh ini kayaknya aku masang match terakhir nih.
Dia 3 ini harum cok. Hai.
Udah main.
Why did you come to us? Stand your ground.
MVP sekarang lagi dipegang dengan Ike Left di sini. Bawahnya Seoul 3.000. Oh enggak ada ini total match ini. Grand final. Oh Seoul dipimpin oleh Seoul. 2 poin 4 poin. Seoul Ike Left.
Ini sebenarnya trailer apa sih?
Rondo.
Trailer Rondo doang.
Iya.
Bukan film atau apa kan? Atau series apa? Tahun depan ya?
Ini Rabu ini.
Oh, Rabu ini?
Iya.
Rabu ini bareng sama ini trailer GTA 6.
Oh iya. GTA 6 juga Rabu ini ya?
Gak tau Rabu apa hari apa ya? Tanggal 5 apa 6 ya guys ya? Lupa gue.
17.000 bisa pick siapa anjing? Kok 17.000?
Ya itulah pokoknya Bet.
Pak Tompong 15.000 nggak ada anjing. Ganti siapa 15.000?
M5 World Championship, woi.
Onik main lawan BTR.
Iya, tapi aku nggak paham Mobile Legend.
Udah tadi homeboy fun.
Orbit rungkat saudara. Rungkat kupon. Lama bro. Nih 23 pikan gua, 5 pikan gua, 10, 11, 14. Itu mau main gak Evil? Nggak bisa kalau malam ini. Besok mungkin bang. Gua pagi harus pergi soalnya. Ngecek tanah. Boleh aja tapi nggak bisa kalau ikut malam ini main. Disuruh bangun pagi soalnya. Skip. Oke, Bang. Nggak bisa, bro. Harus tidur cepat, bangun pagi. Wire.
กลับเข้าสู่การแข่งขันกันต่อนะครับวันนี้นะครับอย่าเพิ่งไปไหนนะครับท่านผู้ชมที่อยู่ทางบ้านแล้วก็อยู่ที่เซ็นทรัลลาดพร้าวเพราะเราเหลืออีก2รอบนะครับพี่อังครับ
X Live ya?
มีการแจกกิจกรรม
MVP ya ternyata ya?
ได้ฉาเลยอ่ะ
ชุดใหญ่
ได้คอมเซ็ตนักแข่ง
นี่ไง
ผู้หญิงได้
Gila kill 25.
ก็ถือว่าเป็นบุญของเขา
ครับผม
นะครับผมผู้วาสนาผู้ใดก็ต้องรอดูกันไป
ก็เป็นจากแคสเตอร์ไหม แม่ก็ขอแสดงความยินดีกับคนที่มาร่วมงานด้วยครับก็มีกิจกรรมดีๆแบบนี้ตลอดเลยนะ
ใช่ครับส่วนใครที่อยากได้แต่ไม่มีดวงใช้เงินแก้ปัญหา
ครับ
เข้าไปสั่งกันได้นะครับ
ไม่ทันแล้วฮะ
ไม่ทันแล้ว
หมดแล้วฮะ
เพื่อมีคนเอามารีเซล
ไม่แน่ ท่านผู้ชมครับอันนี้คือบรรยากาศท่านผู้ชมครับ บนเวทีนะครับเราเหลืออีก2รอบนะครับรอบที่5และรอบที่6และเป็นรอบที่11และรอบที่12จากทั้งหมด18รอบโดดนะฮะเพื่อตามหาทีมที่ดีที่สุดในโลกในปีนี้กับเกม PUBG ครับท่านผู้ชมครับ
ใช่ครับ
17เกมมิ่งถือว่าซึมเลยนะ
ซึมอยู่นะ
เพราะว่า2เกมแรกเขาอยากย้อนเวลาเลย
นั่นน่ะสิอยากจะปิดแชมป์ซะหน่อย
ไม่งั้นดับเบิลแชมป์
นั่นน่ะสิแต่ก็ต้องชื่นชมครับเพราะว่าการแข่งขันมันดุเดือดจริงๆฮะ
อุ้ยใครแหลมมาเลยอ่ะ
ก็เยอะ
ครับผม
สุดเสียง
เอาละครับสุดเสียงแบบนี้ท่านผู้ชมครับเพื่อความมันกันต่อ
Op, sudah tulisan Miramar berangkat. Miramar.
Kok Diko belum berangkat, guys?
Thailand, bro.
เอาละครับท่านผู้ชมครับ
Lebih cepat.
Pemburu kupon dulu.
2023 ที่กรุงเทพมหานครนะครับ
จริงครับ
Ayo dong.
Diko baru game start ini.
พลังคนไทยแหละฮะ
คนไทย
Please banget 5.000 untuk aku, please banget. Kali ini aja.
ต้อง
ตอนเหมือนตอนเรามีโอกาสได้ไปเยอรมันประมาณนี้
ทรงๆนี้
ทรงนี้
ชนะในเมื่อวานนะครับ
Ayo, bisa yuk, ayo. Semangat, semangat, semangat.
11นะครับ
Semangat Anang. Let's go.
ท่านผู้ชมครับ
Let's go, let's go.
เห็นไล่ๆแล้ว
Apakah
เห็นไล่ๆแล้ว
Dwi sama Sonic perang di sini? Oh, oke, Sonic kan udah
Kita nih,
pindah.
bro.
Apakah ini saatnya? Apis, apakah ini saatnya, Nak? Apis?
Ini
Saatnya kode nih.
Diam aja lah kamu damdai. Kamu kan nggak bakal dapat.
Biar aja, apa salah mencoba?
Evok.
Evok kapal.
Ebo itu nggak dapet gitu.
Tak peduli dia rupanya deh.
Nggak peduli dia sama kode itu.
Nah, peduli dah.
Up.
Oh,
Ambil mobil
Rebutan,
kayaknya.
rebutan mobil. Aduh, Mimi kalah, Mimi kalah. Kalah dia.
Tabrak dia.
ส้มน้ำเงินนะครับ
Iya.
Undi Peru dan Nawa
Undi
Enha.
Mandi.
Tunanya.
17เกมมิ่งครับนอกนั้นนอกวง
Paksa kali M24 Incek Mato.
ท่านผู้ชมครับแต่จากที่เห็นนะพื้นที่ในการเล่น
Incek Mato dia Bang
Iya.
Pak.
Oh, kali 8 dia dapat langsung tuh.
Ini baru
Wah.
boleh.
น้ำด้วยประมาณสัก20
ใช่
Dia dapat kali 8
Jadi
dia.
dia pakai incat mata ada Bang Pal.
น้อยหน่อยนะครับ
Ker terus biar aku ngelut gitu.
เราจะต้องดูด้วยนะ
Heboh kali tuh.
จบก่อน
Tembak-tembak terus, tembak-tembak terus, tembak-tembak terus.
นั่นน่ะสิ
Di pesta siapa Bang tadi Bang? Gilang.
ความวิกฤตคือบางทีวงมันก็
Pesta Gilang sih. Pesta siapa Bang tadi? Pesta si Ayu. Oh.
ในระดับหนึ่งนะ
Gilang kira Gilang kudu. Dia nak daki.
Ah, Gilang mode itu muku gini. Itu Gilang kijau kenapa?
Ya, itu kijau tadi.
Gilang kijau.
พวกเขาก็ได้ทาง ranking มา
Guys, detikan kalian berapa, guys?
28, 29,
Anjing, 10 detik.
30.
gaming
Iya, Thailand lebih cepat.
Pantesan
Cuman
Kompe.
biasanya sih kalau yang part 2 5.000 koin nih Thailand di delay kan ya.
Iya.
ya jangan di Thailand lah, di anu kan.
ดูว่าข้อมูลนี่เขา
Iya.
Latansa itu, Latansa.
Iya.
แค่ไหน
Di RCTI.
Iya, iya.
Bro, kita diusir bro, sama orang Batam.
ดับที่6
Tahu sih.
ยังแต้มได้เป็นกอบเป็น
Kita kodemin.
Jilatam.
วิเตอร์มายเริ่มมารู้สึกจะ2นะครับ
Detik berapa Bang Pal?
ต้นเหมือนกันนะฮะ
5, 6,
Pas.
7,
แต่ว่าตอนนี้
8.
วิเตอร์มายหนีไปที่89
ใช่ครับ
อันดับ1นะครับ
Beda 5 detik sama ini.
เฮ้ย
ปูชิวอายุเยอะ
Wuih, Puciu 30 tahun kamu main PUBG ngapain nih Puciu? Nikah lah lagi Puciu.
อายุเยอะสุดและยังมีคุณภาพอยู่คือปู่ชิว
Duh, pada punya anak dia Bang Pal. Kamu ngomong gitu.
ยังเก่าเกมอยู่
เฮ้ยนี่30นี่เยอะที่สุดแล้วเหรอฮะ
Hei, masuk angin Teraton 5.
Gara-gara kau nih.
Bis, nanti kau iklan tuh bis.
ไปทางอายุของ
Aduh.
Gak tahu lah kalau iklan berarti rezeki langsung mandi langsung pergi keluar lagi.
Agak delay ya gue liat.
Kemana kau bis? Aja lah Silek keluar tuh.
Tajak Silek keluar. Ah, dia main dah.
Loki nih. Telepon aja Ian.
แล้วซัมเมอร์นู่นมาแบบนี้แม่เดินต่ำพอดีครับแต่
Ian di Discord kayaknya tuh. Udah tadi.
Keluar kita, keluar kita.
Iya ya, kawan gue orang Pekanbaru sekebun guys, banyak.
Halo guys.
Banyak.
Gue juga nggak tahu toh mereka diuri toh.
Kami Riau Pride nih guys.
Oh, beda bahasanya.
Guys.
Loki. Oh, Loki. Dia mau Desember nih. Goodbye.
Hai.
Wah, belok lagi dia.
Dulu 28
Kok nggak jadi Loki?
Bocor
Oh, ada Seoul di atas.
เพื่อนอยู่อีกฝั่งหนึ่งนี่ไง
Nampak dia.
โอ้โหมี
Wih, ditabrak, Cok.
เป็นสปายอยู่
Perang, Bro.
Inikah
Ngerinya
saatnya?
ini
Udah
Dona.
ada NH cuma 2 nyo.
แกไปหาเรื่องอะดิเพราะแกมีวิชั่นอะดิ
Iya, yang penting perang, yang penting perang.
อยู่ตรงไหนอะไรยังไงอะดิเอาละฮะนิวแฮปปี้ครับกับเดนาวาครับช่วงต้นเกมเลยครับซาลู
Tahu dia cuma 2. Oh, kena bakar tuh belah sudah. Panas. Panas.
อุ้ยแล้วเหยียบด้วย
อุ้ยอย่าไฟออกมาเลยครับ
ดูครับซาลูรอจังหวะอยู่ครับ
Datang semua. Wop, ini saatnya. Let's go.
Inilah dia memang.
Inilah dia.
Ini dia memang.
Inilah dia emang. Inilah rezeki kita di sini nih.
บอกก่อนเลยโลกี้
Oh iya ya.
Inilah saatnya.
Apain lah orang rame-rame malam minggu nonton PUBG nih kan? Nongkrong dong di luar.
ไม่ควรเลยฮะ
Orang habis menit 5 nongkrong di Bang Pal.
Oh enggak, jangan-jangan dia nongkrong sambil nonton bis gitu
Bisa
aja.
jadi ya kan.
Pakai laptop dia.
คือ
Laptop.
แสดงว่าโซน
Bawa PC, bawa PC.
เห็นเกือบทั้งหมดและซาลูรอจังหวะต้องชมการสื่อสารของเดนาวาให้ดีครับว่าจะปิด
Cari shotgun.
ท่านผู้ชม
ค
คลีนไหมโลกี้ถอยมาก่อน
คือโซเนี่ยเป็นหอประภาคารอยู่ไกลๆนะ
Dikejar nih.
แจ้งทุกอย่างครับ
PUBG Latam. Latamnya ada delay juga tapi.
Bup.
ไปข้างล่างกระโดด
Hit.
ติดหน้าต่าง
Habis.
20 detik.
20 detik gila ya.
เมื่อกี้ซาลู
ไม่แล้วพายุทะเลทรายก็มาเข้าตอนนี้
Ah, masih kenok aja, Cok.
Nonik jauh betul tuh Nonik.
มันก็
Mencari
Wah,
juga.
selamat sama badai.
อยู่ตำแหน่งเดิมอยู่เลยนะครับโซฮะ
ใช่ฮะ
Saat badai inilah kabur.
ก็ยังดึงกลับมาไม่ได้นะครับ
ใช่ครับ
สำหรับ
Nggak bisa dilipat.
ต้องโชว์
เอาละครับแล้วเด็กทาวเวลโลกี้รุ่นน้องมาที่ทาวเวลน้องไปเอาละครับแบบนี้แล้วซ้ำทันทีครับซาลูได้ตั้งจากเด็กทาวเวลไป
Wah, udah.
แล้วคน
Mati
จะยิง
dua.
โซยังกดอยู่เรื่อยๆครับกำระเบิดรอเลยเพราะเหมือนมีคนแจ้งตำแหน่ง
Are you ready?
อ้าวผิดหลังไว้
โซ
เฮ้ย
บอกไม่ใช่อัน
Cok,
ไม่ใช่
cok, jangan kalian, Cok.
หน้าเพื่อนโอ้โหเฮ้ยแต่ว่า
โอ้โหเหลี่ยมนี้อุ้ย
อุ้ย
เขารู้ตำแหน่งแล้ว
Oh,
Oh, nggak ada helm aja Loki.
iya.
Loki apa siapa
Kepala
tadi?
botak aja.
อุ้ยแล้วโลกี้
Seul.
คัดมาแล้วกลับมามุมเดิม
Woi,
Botak aja.
Loki.
Oh iya, ada dapat HP dia.
มีไหมมีไหมรอดไหม
Day trade mengganggu tuh. Ah.
นี่โอ้เขามีเอาเพลง
Opa, lah dua
Oi.
Sabo sih Jerman beneran.
Iya kartu merah satu tadi.
มันยาว
Nggak ada kartu merah?
Ada
Oh,
pemain
Jerman ya,
Jerman.
Jerman ya.
ไม่
ชี้
รีบ
ตำแหน่ง
Ah, kartong sampah tuh.
เมาส์แล้วเปิด
Jatuh. Menang.
ท่านผู้ชมคลีน
Clean.
Clean.
อยู่ในบ้านตัวสุดท้ายที่อยู่ในบ้านเดเทจะมาค้ำหัวแล้วเดินไล่ไฟไปซาลูเคลียร์เลยซาลูเดินมาเรียบร้อย
Ah, oke.
แต่ว่าสวนขึ้นไปครับเก็บหมิงจืด
Salut.
Nggak keluar nih aku pindah langsung nih.
ทำให้นิวแฮปปี้จบ 16 เป็นทีมแรกเลย
นี่แหละครับดูครับหอประภาคารจากโซท่านผู้ชมครับแล้วดูธีรทรไฟครับ1คิว
Dia memang tidak keluar.
แล้วเมื่อสักครู่นี้นะครับผมไม่รู้นะ
Ibu
ว่า
dah keluar.
มาค้ำหัว
นั่
แล้ว
นน่ะสิ
แล้ว
keluar anjing
โดนซิเตตจัดให้ DBS แล้วเราจะดูครับจังหวะนี้เก็บชูชีพในเกมทันทีเฮ้ยอีกเล็บ
โอ้แล้วคมซะด้วยฮะอีเล็บ
เฮ้ย
ทางโดนไปน้องซัมเมอร์ได้นะ
เฮ้ย เรียบร้อยครับ
Parah tuh.
สวัสดิ์ครับเฮดช็อตทะลุสโมอง
dapat.
ครับและแพทติชอโรสครับ16 กับ 15 ครับ
ไปก่อนเลยฮะไฟแรกเลยนะครับ
ไปแล้วครับพลาดแล้ว
Wah,
ครับ
valid. Ih, anjing.
ตรงนี้คือ
Telecok.
Valid.
ครับแล้วครับคุบคือลังครับคุณเข้มครับคุบkalah kampung kalahครับ
ya.
ครับ
Thailand udah keluar.
belum
Salah satu aku, Cok.
pasti tiganya tuh bang pasti tiganya bang ada 4
Ada 3 lagi, ada 3 satu lagi, enggak salah aku.
3 G3 habis itu. Ih, dapat. Wah.
Ke Inggris gak dapat.
Kamu terus sih dapat duit kan aku.
Berapa dapat, Dot?
Thailand dia di mana?
5.000. Enggak tahu, random.
Sama harusnya.
Kemarin ada di kiri atas, Bang Pak. Tapi kemarin ini yang 5.000 tuh tengah-tengah dia, atas tengah.
Atas tengah kan.
Tunggu
Belum keluar kan Thailand?
Tunggu Thailand aku lagi. Dapat 5.000, let's go, dapat Bang.
Salah satu tadi, Cok anjing.
Kalau udah dapat sih, Bit.
Dia
Dapat.
pakai cheat yang Cina nih kayak ini.
Di gua belum ada kode nih.
Udah Bang.
Kamu nontonnya di SCTV tuh
iya.
Iya sih, beda emang.
TVRI dong.
เฟสที่ 2 จะปรากฏขึ้นมาแล้วจะรู้แล้ว
Jadi yang dapat lu doang, Bit.
ต่ำสุดเลยมาซึ่ง
Dia pakai cheat yang Cina tuh kayak itu, Bit.
Salah ketik aku, Cok.
Iya, dia ada aplikasi itu.
Lumayan. Di Thailand gak keluar ini. Lumayan 5.000.
Tapi new happy, Bit.
Ih, tapi new happy nggak apa-apa. Yang penting 5.000.
Apa-apa lah, ngasih buat Danawa ya.
Yang penting 5.000 gua. Bodoh amat.
Lebih berharga 5.000 ketimbang
Iya.
Iya, betul sekali.
Jauh lebih berharga.
Cair hari alhamdulillah emang rezeki emang.
Balik ke global lah, Bang, biar enggak.
Oh iya. Enggak, ini anak-anak lagi nunggu Thailand itu. Thailand belum keluar soalnya. Thailand belum keluar.
Ini
emang
yang
delay.
udah keluar ini ya, Latanza ya?
Ya, semuanya kayak udah delay dah. Kecuali Thailand. Thailand belum keluar ini tuh. Emang dari kemarin-kemarin delay mulu.
Emang sengaja diajak katanya
Dapetnya dari yang mana, Bit?
RCTI.
Latifi kan?
Iya, Latifi, betul. Latifi.
TV tahun berapa tuh Latifi, Cok?
Ini yang global belum keluar juga kayaknya.
Udah, pasti udah.
Yang global udah, Pak.
Sama
kayak Latan tadi.
Gue nonton global lagi tak.
Aduh, di global limit. Latam limit.
Thailand saatnya. Good luck guys di Thailand guys. Good luck.
Lah, nyoba lagi, Bit.
Wah, capek Thailand, Cok. Iya ya, tapi layar gue pasti kecil. Oh iya benar. Gue coba lagi. Lumayan nih dapat.
10.000 lah. Biar mantap.
อีกลูกนึง2 3 ลูก 4 ลูก 5 ลูกตรงนี้ 6 ลูก 7 ลูกตรงนี้เอา
Langsung gacha ya kan?
Mana?
Iya, langsung gacha.
แล้วมีเพื่อนใน8ด้านบนอยู่2เสี่ยวหลงเดินออกมาโดนกดบาดเจ็บหนักหลังกองบางน็อก1จากเฮเว่น
Dia sih
Valid apa lah nih?
Aduh, aku limit, Cok.
Tidak dipakai ya pasti nih sama orang itu.
Wah, udah mandi keluar anjing.
Bangsat.
nggak dapat lagi, guys.
Itu
Udah
baru
malas
muncul tuh, langsung stream
for
udah.
sale ID PUBG ya guys, yang ini ada 7.
Ente ya 3.000 nih. Limit semua.
Alhamdulillah.
DT lah.
Dislike dulu, dislike.
Udah tutup lah lagi.
Canda PUBG, enggak ada bohong-bohong.
Salah.
Lu nontonnya yang di Twitch apa YouTube?
Twitch global.
Iya.
Kalau YouTube kudu dikali 2 dulu soalnya.
Pakai tanggal
Tuh, tai lu, Bit.
pakai tanggal Maret.
Kuat,
Pakai
Bit.
tanggal Maret 10, 11, 12. Ini tar tuh. Pakai tanggal Maret 10, 12, 12, 2027, 2028, 29, 30. Gacha, pakai gacha.
On the
Apa
high
lagi?
ground here. Now they are hugging a little bit close to the eastern side of this zone. We'll
Udah
see
keluar
where
pas
they go.
ngomong Danawa, pikan lu juga. Oh iya sorry. Emang guanya nggak merhatiin, guys.
Alhamdulillah, Mario besok lagi nih. Last. Let's go.
No, let's go.
Sabun Snakers.
Bet legend kan.
Besok dengar 20.000, Bit.
Wah.
20 juta biasanya.
Idea Bang Joki, Bang Bal.
Anjing nggak ada yang kena kayak gua banget ini.
Bang
Pas.
Oh, delay tuh. Post tuh play lagi.
Global nggak?
Iya, global.
Oke.
Yang belum.
37, 38,
9, 40,
41,
Ya sama.
3.
Pas.
Oke.
Joki Bang Bal besok Bang Bal.
Iya, biar ada battle pass-nya yang the cloud.
Towards the space station, Chianba and Genji Hill. We'll see if that's what's going to end up happening as this sandstorm once again blazes on through. Chianba trying to set up again.
Yang anak Twitter tuh dapat lagi nggak dia? Yang masih bisa nggak dia itu ya?
Iya.
Already now set phase 3 dead center. This is looking to be what
Tinggal tangkap ada demam dia.
Sonic's doing a little bit of shenanigans here as H1 and Shrimsy are up high.
Dikejar.
Di Indo nggak ada doang, nggak ada Bang. Habis langsung keluar Discord langsung off. Pergi main-main dia lagi.
Shen has the grenade
Gak usah
launcher.
Lip loy.
Terata lagi, Cok. Kasian banget V7 ini.
Iya, itu
Udah rank 8 aja nih. Udah rank 8 aja nih dari rank 1.
Dia berasa kayak nggak usah main lah D2.
Cuma nambah berapa? 4, berarti 4 poin baru nambah. 5 poin, Deng. 51 dia.
Keep 4 alive with that E pickup. They try to make their way up this hill very early on the last circle. But,
ini hari ini Twist Day, besok 17 Day lagi tuh.
Siap. Besok 17 Danawa,
China Day.
Happy ya kan?
Iya, betul.
Terus Sonic tiba-tiba panas telat ya.
Betul. Semuanya pokoknya bukan kita. Gen Gold.
Gen Gold tuh ngapain lagi tuh, pulang aja lah lagi. Iya anjing 3 bom zona.
Itu kawan kau orang PK channelnya apa Bang? Bang Pal, ditanya Bang Pal.
Woi, kalian mau tahu channel aku? Kalian mau subrek mau atau mau report? 2 tuh aja pilihannya. Jelas-jelas aja kita dari sekarang nih.
They're not going to be able to get their res back on here, so they have to just play it as 3. It's always going to be tough, Toby. Whenever you see that long building, you just know. Now the blue zone grenades have made those long buildings a little bit more. I don't want to say easier.
Capek lah Karambang. Kare wajah kok Bang.
Keras banget dia tuh.
Kare Bang.
Ngomong tuh.
Kare Bang. Karenya
Nugraha. Kamu mau aku bisukan ya? Keras betul kamu ya.
Oh, ini kematian dia tuh. Let's go tuh. Kematian dia ini tuh.
Apa?
Aduh, nggak jadi mati tuh ya. Cuman 1 tuh yang mati.
Cuman ini doang half tadi.
Tuh mati perfect 1.
Si half belum mati. Lu.
Ketawa-ketawa si Paldino, Bet.
Nugraha juga namanya.
Memang Nugraha ini memang nggak ada lah sopan teh Allah ya.
Drop.
Nggak kena. Emang nge-instan tuh lebih susah. Instan dia kasih instan.
Tapi di instannya sama Sonic nih.
Iya kena net. Boom. Bener.
Tick will find the flush on one, but again now you can fall back. You've already done the damage. You found one. You can back
Gak ada channelnya do Bang Pal.
Kok gak ada? Kan dia bisa klik itunya.
Sonics have
Kan
their own
bisa
problems to deal with here as FaZe, after leaving Tiamba's compound, have pushed
Klik
all the way
titik
out
3 di
west and may
namanya.
have put
Lihat
themselves in a
channel.
little bit of a position here, keeping putting themselves between Sonics
Ini mau
and
bundir zone kan itu?
Buka channel kan bisa
Situ
tuh,
sini.
buka channel.
Udah pasrah.
Pasrah kayak enggak deh.
Pundung. Oh nggak ada hilan.
Oh bagi kah? Oh hidupin cuma satu ya mereka. Astaga baru hidup ini Sonic mati lagi.
Udah nyampa tadi Sonic. Udah benar 17 yang ngekill.
Gen gold naik. Oh iya kan, biarin satu orang kan main first set.
Damdi tambahan waktu 10 menit. Damdi mencurigakan nih Damdi.
Udah jelas menang Prancis loh Pavlik.
Enggak lah, karena aku bilang dari awal. Kalau dia memang settingan pasti di draw kan ya, nanti adu penalti.
Tidak tahu lah ini apa.
Iya, soalnya pas final kan. Dia orang pengen yang wadidaw kalau
Aduh.
Ya Allah.
Semua dua-dua pikan ya.
Nah, wah bola nih.
Duh, makin turun dong ini 17, bahaya nih LG naik nih. Ah, kamu pick apa Pal di game 5 ini Pal?
Enggak ada. Kan
jadi
telat bener masuknya Cuk.
Berarti game 6.
Game 6 nih, cuma aku bingung nih. Aku ngambil over atau aku ambil NH again.
Shit, ada Raje.
Danawa lebih trusted sih.
Tinggal Sacel nih.
Danawa we trust.
Iya, Danawa we trust. Coba aku lihat dulu deh.
Waduh, Belmont. Mati.
Ya, Rajenya down.
Rajenya mati. Fire in the Cebelut.
In the driver's seat for the rest of this game. They have so much real estate to work with. Let's see how many kills they can get. SSG just holding the line here as day trade down to 2.
Kian mbak kita nyayur tuh. Nice, mati twisted ya. Nah, Danawa ini naik tuh. Let's go.
Iya, naik.
Ah, nggak ada lagi PUBG yang bet.
Channel abang pun nggak ada katanya.
Bisa nggak ada. Coba kamu klik channel aku, ada dong ya kan.
Ini Genji gimana guys, dia udah sendiri di luar zone lagi kan.
Oke, baik, sekian penjelasan saya mengenai alat reproduksi semut. Ada yang ingin bertanya?
Apa urusan ibu menanyakan hal itu?
Pasang aja tuh, ada kan? Ada berdua maksudnya kita enggak ini si Valdino Nugrahannya
punya hilan. Enggak punya.
Pastikan di apa tuh Bit di channel PUBG Global tuh Bit. Subscribe ya bos bilang.
Keras juga kamu mati lagi gen gold.
Pasrah dia. Nggak bisa bang, Anda nggak punya heal. Jerok.
Mati udah Linsu, mati Linsu. Ini belum selesai lagi nih perang nih. Mati 1, mati 2, mati 3. Sharpshoot. Nyayur, cok. Aduh, 17 kita tiba-tiba mati.
Ya. Udah gimana kita sendiri. Kita dukung Danawa dulu ini.
Kambia ndak live Bang Kirunyo. Iya ndak live do dia wa ale bisu live wa de bisu so break lu bisu live wa mah.
Ipunya tuh Bang. Ipunya tuh dah. Enggak ada.
Iya kan, Bu. Tandang buat tandang Paldi aman sih tuh nyo. Ah matilah kecewa wa. Gak kamu Paldi.
Utamakan
kill. Utamakan mati benar mati. Lu sih toh.
Tuh gitu ya. Utamakan kill.
Mati dia. Enak
Dia
copot kali.
ben si Paldi ngajak ngopi bundaran keris.
Rata tuh.
Ngopi kok di bundaran keris. Kalau mau tengok-tengok yang lucu yang di itulah. Apa Bok satu lagi itu Bok, nama daerahnya Bok? Yang belakang Puswil tuh Bok. Yang belakang Puswil dong.
Oh, apa?
Bundaran keris 42.
Iya.
Mana sih Paldi ya ngopi di bundaran keris, mana enak.
Ya sabun tuh.
Damdai dah habis dah babak kedua Damdai. Like I said,
2 sama.
Iya, like I said.
Berarti udah 4 kan hilang out kan?
Udah ya, potong. Kamu udah hancur punya kamu hari.
Kalau berarti hancur tuh lah.
Pro kamu nih. Hah?
Hilang seperempat.
0,5 kan?
Tenedol.
Loving the trade and the instant pushback from Rossage. They know that they have Danawa close by. Keep in mind, Danawa was in that position from the very beginning of this game.
Valdino.
And of course, Rossage is well aware of that. So while
Apa
one
kata
commits to the rest, Rossage is
Kok ini nggak ada prediksi lagi Bit ya?
Nggak tahu.
Oh iya tuh yang kopmil yang apa tuh yang pakai auto tuh langganan abang Stu tuh Paldi. Sabu isi nama abang Stu Bang Opal gitu ya. Kenal lu abang yang punya auto kopmil tuh.
Kopmil yang kita sering untuk begadang dulu Bang.
Iya.
And survive for the time being. Meanwhile, Tai Lu has been spotted out.
Tianba dilihat-lihat nih naik nih sepertinya. Let's go Tianba. Tianba. Tianba bos.
Danawa nih.
Tianba bos.
Danawa yang bisa diharapkan nih.
Tianba bos. Danawa udah pasti naik tuh dah.
Dia butuh 3 kill lagi
Tianba. Tianba naik dulu perlahan-lahan nih. Terus 17-nya turun kampret.
Nggak kena.
Buta cok.
Oh, astagfirullah.
Buta seumur hidup. Wuih. Ya ampun Hatsawat. Itulah kan masih bocil dia Bang. Bocil dia Bang. Sakit
itu namanya gawe sambil rebahan ya guys ya barusan.
Iya. Tianba join the party.
Jrok.
Ayo,
LG nggak jadi mati gini nih. Mati LG. Bakar dia balik batu tuh. Bakar dia.
Gak ada util.
Ada si siapa tadi sebelahnya.
Oh iya.
Nah itu molinya.
Mas Jo nggak ada soalnya tadi.
Sabar mim. Up Danawa nih.
Cuek banget ya orang-orang.
Hati Bang di jalan Bang. Hati. Masih banyak kecelakaan Sudirman tuh mah. Balap-balap.
Hati-hati di jalan yuk Paldi.
Masa lu ya.
Ngebalap
no
Bang.
to drug, oke Paldi.
Anjing ikan kita 3 biji Bit.
Iya. Kecuali chest ini. Let's go. Kita mati T5 dah.
10 kill.
Over bos.
Over. Chicken dinner
berapa?
Paling banyak ya atau tidak? Udah turun sekarang dah. Seharusnya kalau over tuh biasanya dia 1,7 atau enggak 1,6. Sekarang naik jadi 1,8 atau 1,9. Yang masih stabil, tuh chickennya yang bunuh paling banyak atau tidak. Kalau tidak, oddsnya 2.
Aman bang, awak biasanya nangkok tuh.
Woi, mantap Paldi. Aduh,
ampun Pak. Ini Pak.
Jadi BNN tuh Paldi. GTA. Pada main PUBG sih taruh.
really important that you see
Anda tahu ya kan?
towards that
Nopal masih BNN, Bo.
they've essentially forced Tiamba up the hill. They're setting
BNN Hagrid. Iya, BNN Hagrid.
Hai, mana Ibu nih?
Apa?
Panggil Nopal BNN.
Nopal BNN.
Ah, oke,
The
Bo.
smoke will come through, and the rest, I think, to
Well,
follow as well.
BNN.
3 players prone behind the Mirado in the middle of the open.
And Haisaki goes down again. Tiamba still finding shots, landing shots here from range, but again,
Landing shot from here.
Cerberus still has that hard cover that they can play around. I think Donoa now
Still have
realizing
hard cover.
that their position that they had taken
Talk
is
to
not
Devon.
exactly as safe as maybe they were hoping. They're going to move around just a little bit here.
Right now, the most important thing is just stay alive.
Yeah.
If they just stay, if they just make sure to not get taken out, eventually Cerberus and Tiamba has to fight. Unless, of course, if the last circle hard swings south, then they have a whole other set of problems at the hand. But for now, Finonix, you can see he's peeking
Jangan
a bit,
kenok
he's paying
Inonik.
attention,
Oh,
but not
mampus
allowing
tobat
for
dek.
double headshot to come through. It's
Ya,
all about
reload.
getting the attention, forcing again Tiamba into Cerberus,
Wih.
Cerberus into Tiamba, and then set up
Keadaan
for
Tes
third
suara ada nggak?
party. Send them
Aman.
all instantly
Tadi lu defend.
Yes, indeed.
Betul,
Cerberus
sengaja
starting
tadi.
creeping off to the north to try to leave their
Nggak bisa
compound
gitu.
a little bit. But I think
Danawa.
seeing that circle pop, they pull back
Danawa.
to the hard cover, realizing
Iyan
that
ba.
shots from Tiamba were more
Danawa.
Danawa.
Iyan ba.
so
Tapi
Cerberus
zonanya sih
is
Danawa banget, masa nggak
making
menang
that
ya kan,
gap.
Dit?
Danawa.
Iya.
Danawa
They
sih
stay
harusnya
in this
nih.
hard cover, Toby, the more
Lu
they
tuh
Danawa.
nggak bisa
take
nih.
that fight with
Rotate,
Donovan
anjing.
in the open space,
Ah,
because
ini.
they have
Aduh,
zero
Tian,
problem
Mbak.
to take.
Tian ba. Tian ba.
Cerberus.
Apa kamu nih? Apa kamu nih?
Yo, Tian
Sampah,
Mbak,
sampah,
sampahin.
sampah.
Nggak apa-apa, nggak apa-apa.
Nice, nice. Nice, nice.
Tersandwich. Pantesan gak ada yang mau masuk zone ya, anjing susah banget zonanya.
Iya. Push rumah knock satu tuh push. Bagi peluru
Keras
bos.
sekali Taikon.
Anjing.
The
hell?
As he follows
Eh.
it up with the smoke and just Haisaki now back
Mantul
on his
dia.
feet, and now Cerberus is starting to think about maybe pushing here as 7-7 will find Salute, and Donoa is just
Apakah
down
Seoul
in
di
the
sini?
dead center of the circle.
Apakah
But
iya
Toby,
Seoul clutch?
don't
Ya
Wih.
masa Cerberus jadinya guys.
All these teams can still come out victorious. We'll see what happens here. Cerberus now.
Danawa sih ini,
All the
Danawa.
knocks that's come through into Tiamba will commit to the play over the hilltop. They know that they're going to be exposed
Oke,
when
3
they commit
orang.
to this push
Ayo,
all the
Mas
way
Jowo,
through.
kamu bisa.
Peeking on forward, trying
Oke,
to find
Linsu,
some more.
kayo,
They get
Linsu.
just behind the vehicle, but they don't have
Seven,
the interior to
Seven,
commit to the push. They
oh,
have to fall back.
Blues on his back.
Seoul.
Seoul lari ke Inonik, revive cepat.
There you go. Lichu will get spotted by Taikon. Another great
Ai,
score.
nampak pula
Now
dia.
up to 6 kills.
Cerberus.
He's gonna get stolen away.
Ya,
Dia nggak zone sih.
Tolong,
As 7-7 has to
Seoul,
pull
saatnya
away.
tegak,
He's gotta
Seoul.
find somewhere else to play. Nobody knows.
Aduh, dia
Seoul,
nge-scope.
aduh. Aduh.
Oh, kena bom zona dah.
Dan nawar yang 2, dan nawar yang 2.
Ya, sekali mobilnya tuh.
Satu.
Sekali dong please.
Oh, he's pulled off the impossible
mati
before.
lagi.
He's playing
Seoul
around the
gua.
side of the smoke. Taikon making the push down. I'm not sure if Soul knows where this is. The smoke will keep him alive for now. But how
Nawa masih rank
long
1.
can he make
Belum
it
top.
happen? Soul will get knocked low again. Taikon
On top.
Ya
coming around
kelihatan
the
dong.
side. He's gonna spot him. There's the shot. There's the
Aduh.
win for Cerberus.
Aduh.
Tiba-tiba chess. Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. Turun twistnya. Nice, nice, nice.
Nice,
Oke, last game.
nice,
Nice, nice, nice.
Nah, tolonglah 17 naiklah kamu lagi 17.
Ya.
Tuh, yang milih kamu nggak bercanda loh itu.
What an absolutely wild
Betul tuh,
game.
betul.
Once again,
1
Donovan
juta orang tuh.
Ah iya, adik masa iya dikecewainnya kan.
Danawa. Danawa sih, Pik.
Danawa.
Danawa.
Let's throw it over to the analyst
Awa,
desk to hear what they have to say
Para komentatornya ya,
about
maaf.
this game.
Lihat deh.
Seru banget grand final sekarang.
Himas.
Udah siap Ebo racik bok. Udah. Aduh, kok Valencia yang cetak gol, holy shit.
Lu masih suka nge-push rank PUBG, Bet?
Ngopor setengah.
Apa toh?
Masih suka nge-push rank PUBG?
Kagak. Kalau main sama
Di
Dede
website
main
maksud
rank. Oh iya, itu iya. Tapi nggak terlalu nggak terlalu push banget, main-main doang.
Kalau main-main doang peringkat berapa tuh kira-kira?
Di bawah 12. Dapat 0,0. Sekarang udah 31,96 dolar.
Anjing, lumayan ya.
Lumayan. PP main hari ini tadi siang. Tuh, rank 19. Dan sekarang main-main.
Tapi bisa ditarik, Bet?
Bisa.
Pakai bank atau PayPal?
Bank minimal 200. PayPal
jauh banget
100 lah.
Tapi nggak ada minimal
potongan.
PayPal.
Enggak. 10 dolar berapa ya?
Kalau di bawah 200.
Apa? PayPal kan?
Potongannya. Iya.
Oh, potongan enggak potongan ke PayPal maksud gua. PayPal kan kalau di bawah 100 dolar ada potongan. Oh, minimal 10.
Iya.
Kalau PayPal.
Benar. Di atas itu dia mainin red doang.
Ya.
Rednya emang agak beda ya, agak scam dikit cuman oke.
Agak betul.
Cek DMDC mas.
Nabung di web itu kalau nggak rungkat webnya.
Masa rungkat anjing.
30 dolar gua hilang.
That end game was just awesome to watch, man.
Yeah, overall, like when you're able to come out from the compound, you see these situations where like they're using the utility, they're committing everything that you see from it, right? Cerberus, they're like, okay, we're gonna have to make things happen. Both having pressure onto Danova and to Tiamba was just overall, yeah, crazy. And of course, all the guys are gonna be contributing. Haisaki went down a little early, but 500 Solals, he 750 on him as an almost 600 Tycon and 5 kills for him. So, yeah, it's been good. I'm happy that these guys won because Tycon is sitting in my chair.
Yeah. Wait, he's sitting in your chair?
Like the chair that I used to sit in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think
Yeah,
I see
from
what you're
Honda
saying.
seat.
From Honda seat. He's in the Honda seat. Well, he's the man of the match.
He is.
And deservedly so. This is my honorary
Man of the
MVP
match.
as well. He played incredibly strong. They had massive control of the area. I will give...
A little one to Sharp Shot on the triple on day trade. That was crazy.
True. Sharp Shots had a bunch of like big moments that came out of like... I don't say nowhere because in the sounds like he didn't deserve that, but like just catching us off guard, you know?
Yeah, coming off from nowhere. He's pulling out from nowhere.
Really pulling out of his pockets. That's 20 points from Cerberus. So they are going to climb up the left side of the leaderboard. Tiamba also going to get a lot of points off of that, but the rich get richer as Donoa manages to get 12 points out of that.
Mulai naik di sini, kita lihat.
Oi.
Langsung 8 ya.
Apa? Lagi. Iya.
Iya, tipis-tipis banget ya.
Pushing down Pero on that side.
Bawa mau login.
And now 67, of course, only 10 points up to third. So our third to eighth, extremely tight kind of
masih melanjutkan yang tadi.
I want to point out, we have played 11 games so far. 10
Saya saldo untuk midnight
dulu.
winners.
That is
midnight
a lot. I think far more than I've seen in recent past in terms of diversity of winning within this lobby.
Ayo Girona. Ayo Girona.
Ayo.
Jangan dong, udah satu aja.
Oh, ambil 0,05 ya?
Iya, yang satu aku enggak, aku ngopor setengah.
Oh, ngopor setengah? Masa besar sopa tadi aku lihat.
Aku nggak obi itu yang kecil-kecil.
Sampai bawah 3 aku.
Yang 0,05 Genoa.
Noah ya. Ikon 00 sampai akhir ini lagi Noah sempurna.
Pedih tuh.
Pedih lah.
Udah tadi Jerman draw, tambah ini 0,5.
Pas wireless itu berapaan ya guys ya?
Oke.
Guna dah itu dah.
Ayo, tolong chicken 17. Rokok dulu.
Ambil jumlah.
Nggak ada lagi, udah ditutupnya dari tadi.
Tutup ya.
They have
Gak
these
takut
middle
dia aku
drops, and
ngepick
it's
menang
gonna
terus.
be a huge one for them, of course. We have one more Miramar today, two more Miramar.
Merek-merek
starting
terpercaya.
tomorrow.
Ada yang tahu nggak guys?
There you see Tig has got the cooling strip on his head. He's been feeling under the weather, but
Dia
his frags
pick
have been
model-model yang
up
kayak
today,
gini
so
nih.
we'll see if that continues.
Ini bagus
It's
apa?
time for the final match of the
Untuk
day.
tangan,
Let's
Cok.
head back to the
Siang-siang
dusty
panas.
dunes of Miramar.
Thank you. Aming. Woi, Aming red zone. Bacot coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toffees. And yes, we are here for our final game of the day. It is I, Porosaurus, it is he, Toby, and we are ready for this very, very
Pasukan red zone gue.
I'm looking at Genji in the map.
Nice Aming, nice Aming.
That's a bit of a stretch. Where's the ult drop, boys? Where's the other place you like to go? Because if you don't swing out early, you're gonna have to fight for vehicles with Petrico, and they have enough early game shenanigans.
Jangan di sini, beda. Beda pembahasan itu. Gak ada yang paham di sini. Babi loh.
Give me the resort, man. Give me resort. Give me Partona.
Guys, main guys.
Yeah, Partona, exactly.
Main.
You know what they
Main.
prison from the very shoreline into what effectively was.
Oh iya, saatnya sekarang T5 baru tuh. T5.
Can we get a chicken leg finish?
T5 masih di bawah nih, masih under dia.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Well, it doesn't look like
5 kita udah di atas semua nih.
Southeastern Plain Path is
Kecuali Sonic. Sonic kayaknya nggak bisa diharapkan itu.
Anytime you see something like where it hugs a side that much.
Sonic S-nya kan Sun bit.
Sun. Ada T-nya depannya.
Not so much the hot drops, it's worrying about them trying to go for the same car at the same time. And
Tapi nggak tahu ya nanti ya D3, siapa tahu menggila.
Makin bawah kan maksudnya kan, makin gila adanya.
Gila beneran.
Danawa yok.
Peringkat 1 deh, Danawa nih.
Beda 1 poin aja.
Waduh.
Kena kicil palanya kena. Danawa.
Tapi lompatnya agak jauh nih, langsung ke 17 nih.
Iya. 1 ke 5 kita langsung. Monyet nih.
Oke lah ya, Tianba NH 17.
Ayo 17, ring 2.
So I'm looking towards Sonics. I'm looking towards Face. We'll be doing hard reps, maybe all the way through the Coparia, just to be safe on their rotations, because you know Genji is going to be around Monte Nuevo. There's going to be a lot of very late rotations, even for the teams that like to play center early on. We're just going to kind of change up the dynamic and the tempo of how I think this lobby is going to play this particular circle, simply because of where they jumped out of the plane.
Well, I imagine we will see some E pickups. I've got my eyes glued on T5. They've been pulling off the E pickup in a big way so far today. And now dead center, you've got Donawa already there looting around. As we see up in Picado, 17 Gaming still got to make their way down. You got Genji just to their west. So I'm interested to see if the E pickup towards the dead center of the circle for T5 works once again for them.
We're seeing New Heavy again continue their looting phase here. They have had pretty good success on their early game, like avoiding too much confrontations through the previous brackets. They were running into quite a bit of trouble, but here it's been passive in the fashion that New Heavy likes to play.
Well, and that's the benefit of having analysts and coaches and all that stuff is that. You know, as you mentioned already, the fact that we have switching lobbies so often, and you're playing with people that you're not used to playing with, you're maybe not always as used to the rotation path and stuff like that. And that's where your coach and analyst comes in to help out and figure out what spots, where to expect people to be coming from. And it looks like they've been doing a great job for New Happy because they have managed to make their way to late game pretty consistently, at least enough to find themselves in 7th place and still within striking distance of first.
And one thing is from day to day, because everyone is going to go back to their hotel rooms, watch the VODs together and talk things over.
Of course.
But we see it here for the teams that have the coaches with them here, which of course most of them do. Players run like as soon as that game is over, they run off the stage because they know we only have 4 or 5 minutes before we be back in that seat again.
Tadi ada juga.
Like we got to work with every single second that we have with the guys that have sat out back, watched all the games, seen what
yang sekarang udah paling balance ya ketimbang yang dulu.
Tuh, 500 ikan 500.
1000 poin kill 1 ya kan.
north towards Campo Militar, all in vehicles with the
Zaman dulu banget,
exception
Cok.
of Linshu, who's
Circle
just
air.
now leaving TR Bronca, but I believe we'll see them take that long road around the north side all the way to the west. And
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And
Di
they should
sini
be
nggak ada
perfectly,
kode
happy
Gcoin.
and comfortable
Ada
with
di
it.
streaming
Anybody else
Okto.
go in that
Yok.
direction. Gen G,
Tadi dia bagi-bagi kami dapat
well, they
400 per
don't
orang.
have to play the edge because they are already just north of
Ya kan, Bu?
Chumacera. Now they do have 17 very close to them, so they got to be careful about
Nah,
exactly
itu
where
udah.
they want to play
Adia.
and what splits they work.
Adia
But,
udah pernah ke Discordnya, Bo. Adia.
Experienced teams, they know these things.
Against all these teams, as we can see, rotating in the vehicles. But again, I want to bring your eyes to the map because now is when we're seeing all the teams out east starting.
Udah Nawa, jauhkan poinnya Nawa.
Ayo udah Nawa, naik 17, naik NH.
Bisa ada Nawa nomor 1, 17 nomor 2.
Iya. Tiganya NH.
4 poin.
Ikan kita
Cair.
top 3 sih, bang. Kaya anjing di spot poin.
Kaya, bro. Salahnya tapi cuma satu untuk D2 ini. Nah, tinggal tim. Badan gak enak, rank pun gak enak.
Berarti habis PGC ini peace dong ya?
PGS, kok peace?
Yang Asia apa namanya?
Udah PCS.
Yang ketunda itu
PASC. Betul, 1 Januari.
Ada pikan lagi dong harusnya ya?
PSC Asia kayaknya nggak masuk ke ini dah. Ke PUBG. Asia dong soalnya kan.
Iya.
Nggak ada global, kayak yang kagak deh pick tim-tim itu. Kayaknya fantasi, player fantasi itu palingan. Gini dia, sudah 4 game, 5 poin, 5 game. Ini dia T5 mau kemana?
LG is camping somebody. Luminosity is camping somebody in San Martin. I don't know who they're camping, but they're camping somebody. Their top 5, we already said we knew they were going to take the E pickup. They try to send a dead center. It's been working a treat so far today. We'll see if it works out for them here as Day Trade now has the high ground on the south side, a little bit south of Chumacera, a little bit south of center circle, but look at how much information they can gather from the spot.
Betul, kayak gitu.
Veronica 7 where we're
Tahu gua.
a little bit close to phase.
Wop, kematian B7 lagi. Kematian B7 lagi. Keluar kepala kau mah. Oh sih, kecilik lah. Perangin V7, perangin V7.
Keluar lagi dia.
Kena hit lagi ya. Nakal. Kena GW di kupingnya sama Faze. Mau kemana mereka ini? Lah. Zonanya kemana sih? Zonanya ke bawah ya ke Les Leones. Les Leones. Chumacera. Twisted mind. Twisted mind. Tapi saya tidak vote.
Think so. Sat here, chilling, waiting at least for a little while longer. Again, of course, I think Twisted has absolutely no need to push south unless until they see the circle leave the northern side. They're very, very good when it comes to playing out a power grid plateau in the end game, and we'll see if they get to do that.
Power
the next
grid
circle.
plateau. Say that 10 times fast.
No, then a ghost appears somewhere. I don't want to do that.
It's not Candyman, man. It's a power grid plateau. Well, there you go. T5, they do finally land from their E pickup, and they decide not to send it dead center into Chuma, but rather off in the compounds just in areas west, and they have it completely for free, so that E pickup works out just fine for them.
Yep.
As they hold a little bit of a 2-2 split between high and low ground. Still waiting for that circle to collapse here. But it's starting a number of teams still getting close to each other. Now, Tai Lu and Tiamba off on this western side getting close. They've got LG still off to their north as well.
I mean, we talked about it in the very early game. It's these teams that were fouled towards the eastern side that eyed the opportunity to make that wide western wrap. Issue is they came around at the same time, and now that might cause some commotion.
2 shots over towards Tai Lu, but nothing too substantial. As Tiamba, big split for Tiamba, man. They are taking up that western side. They're prioritizing this high ground. We'll see if they get any luck with the shift as it goes.
180 twisted minds, 180
dulu.
You can see twisted.
Jangan bilang twist lagi nih, ini dia pangkal ini pangkal lagi kan. Pawang
position and actually the perfect prio on a 2-2 split here. Tai Lu doing the exact same thing as they send it right back off to the north.
Yep, Luminosity Gaming was slow on their rotation, as you said, setting up what could or what would have been a great ambush, but no one opted to come through San Martin after them. But now, because they delayed their rotation a bit, they get rewarded off of it as well. Sonics coming in, claiming center positions, forcing Gen G to group up. I like this. When you play it into an area of net where you know it's pretty much going to end, just commit early. You know
it's gonna CS bit.
Force them out, because no one, if they can leave, wants to take those fights. And speaking of if you can leave, I'm sure Mime would love to not be here right now.
Oh, he wouldn't, and he's actually getting some support from the LG boys. The unfortunate thing is that by sending it over here to support Mime, Tiamba was right there ready to backfill bricks, so LG gonna have to play this one out from the north side of Monte Nuevo, whether they like it or not. Guman just hiding right now as the rest of V7 on the other side of the street. Guman just listening for the footsteps, getting fed information over from his teammates. You see the shots coming through. Guman not taking the peek just yet. Snakers gets knocked very low, but doesn't go down.
I was just going to say, this is where I want to see the rest of Veronica 7 go out and just bait. Go out, start shooting, force the attention the other way so that Guman can peek around and find one. And he does exactly that. Rello taken down, caught with a nade in hand. Guman somehow able to back off of it.
Tai Lu from behind is going to find Flood, and now Guman will get knocked and flushed. The smoke's laid down. It bloomed a little bit late, but Tai Lu taking those shots from the bricks after they backfilled LG. Unfortunately for them, they've got Tiamba right on top of them, so they can't fully commit to making a push here. They will at least get the flush on the Flood, but it looks like Rello should be revivable.
Trying to reset here. I'm liking that mindset outside, trying to deny any sort of push coming in. They know there's a knock player inside, and I would imagine that once this rest does come through, which we see now, that Mime would opt to play back towards the building that his teammates are currently in, because he is a little exposed on the northern angle, but of course right now he's aware that no one has got that angle to shoot him in the back.
This was the other side of that fight where Tai Lu and Tiamba were all both going for that bricks compound right after LG.
Habis berak darah apa gimana, Bit?
Looks like
kencing, bro.
Kencing darah.
Jangan dong.
A little bit farther south, leaving LZ.
Bahaya banget.
Makasih loh, gue ngiranya gue yang ngemut nih. Ngemut kan jadi.
Nice toh. Ngemut sih toh mute.
Udah telat. Udah gue cek tadi.
Gila kematian day trade nih.
Kasih killnya ke T5. Nice, T5 dapat kill. Free kill.
Apa iya free kill, Bang?
Oke, satu patompong. Nice patompong.
Patompong. Mana dol? Wuih.
Nulin.
Wuih.
Nurin, cok. Pesawat sisa bocil.
Pantas kan gua kalah kan, Bit, wajar dong.
Sisa bocil. Kill. Menangin Cil.
Pesawat.
Aduh, kabur cok dia.
Gua kalah sama Nurin tuh bener, Bit, jago dia. Cuma gitu.
Bener aja dulu.
Tiba-tiba jadi alien dia.
Pesawat pecah pula bannya, muter-muter mobilnya. Aduh, Seul gua. Betul patompong, besok harus gua ganti patompong. Zona yang narik lagi. Siapa tadi?
as he's just going to try to find some kind of dip to play.
Iya, jumpa sneaker.
Ya, ada badai. Halo, numpang lewat bang. Lah, Mime yang dapat.
LG.
Oh iya, kan benar dia. Benar. Gue inget Mime masih di Sonic, cok.
Kok masih nampak?
LG perang sama tuh siapa?
Oh, ini baru nggak nampak.
Nggak kelihatan, nggak bisa lari. Oke kali emang LG nih. Gak jadi mati ada badai. Mati. Open sih.
It has to be in the middle of that rotation phase. Fortunately for LG, they stay alive. They keep 3 alive. They've lost Flood, but they ran right into Twisted Minds. The shots came through, but I don't think Twisted
could really. Jangan main-main ke saya lagi atau ke Ochen ya. Jangan main sama ini. Sama siapa sih ini ya? Player.
Inilah kematian V7.
Aman dia. Dikejar, cok. Kejar dia. Dibegal samar. Terus baik dia samar. Ya lewat.
Dia sama Tianba.
Mati sama Tianba.
Iya, terbalik dong. Ya.
Bruised and battered, but still alive here as we see Day Trade is going over to that north side.
Kemana kamu V7? Ya, nabrak.
Masuk dalam headnya.
Nabrak batu lagi dia. Panik supir. Ngangkat pantatnya tuh Bang Val. Mati sama LG. Hai. Hai, kata Mimi.
Waduh, megang bom bola deh.
Wah, ada tiang batasnya.
Wah, ada Nawa.
17 dan Nawa. Ikan kita zona semua tuh aman.
Taruh gue lagi direbetin Ripki nih bangsat.
Wah,
sabaran bocah bener. Lagi live stream ya.
Bro, knock dulu bro. Oke bro Anang, aman aja bro Anang. Ada kali 50. 17 ikan. Oke Anang. Inmaan we trust.
Pion itu satap tuh kan?
Iya.
Oh, ketahuan kau tuh Laija kali itulah.
Iya.
Pindah.
Lincah banget sih si Moji itu, Bang Pal.
Iya tuh memang.
Moji.
Nggak Genji banget kalau main di satu kompon.
Hanya biasanya kan flank.
Geno A, gol apa Geno A.
Mantap banget.
Mantap lah, bah.
Ini pro match last ini. Today last.
Ini nih Girona nih aku butuh nih Girona.
Ya lihat
6 kali lagi.
For them to come. I mean, Petrichor Road is just staring down on that Twisted Minds compound, trying to find some way to get in, and they're just waiting.
Dan siapa itu mati satu? Oh, Seul tadi ya.
Out here on that hill, just to kind of scout out, and it looks like they spotted out Sonics. Yeah, on the south side of the road, south side of this zone.
Lil Ghost dan Ming.
This push comes in from Petrichor Road. Twisted Minds might be in a little bit of trouble. We'll see as Cerberus now trying to find their way inside the circle, and they know that Tai Lu is ready and waiting for them, and they also know that they have Day Trade off to the north because they saw the parachutes.
Here comes the first pull-up though.
Twisted
Minds has to be ready for it. Ike's he's barely got any HP to work with, but the pull-up will come through. All 4 will make it here. Twisted Minds just not in a position to aggress off of it, and it's going to allow for the heals to come through. Summer has made it inside, but Ming is the first to fall.
Ming.
Right into Spiro as he's in the warehouse holding it, but Chewy will win that 1v1.
Pasif Pero, ini tim Thailand ya?
Cina.
Oh, bukan ya.
Gonna go down actually to 7-7 from Tiamba, so third party action
Pero
from the high side.
Sisa cuy sendiri.
Kok banyak supporternya di Thailand?
Banyak dukung Twist.
Oh, Twistnya yang didukung.
Iya.
Tanam Twist tuh. Ya, biarkan dia naik.
Tanam.
Ya malah menang.
Clutch. Oh iya. Oke, Sonic 17 dan awal. Itu satu udah keluar Bang Pak DG 98. Udah keluar
Kan zona dia enggak rumah tuh.
Zona Gen Gold.
Baru.
Losing players to a combination of Veronica 7, Tai Lu, and Cerberus, and you still have the two LG boys up there as well.
It's all these teams trying to make essentially impossible rotations, and as for now, it's Tiamba who's reaping the rewards of having the high ground.
Net bareng, oke, gas.
Ini mah udah jerok pasti Bang. Waduh, keliwat. Tumben amat.
Pala bro.
Wih, pas kali mulia tuh.
Nah, itu baru pas banget tuh.
Beautiful sama Sovereign oh.
Bang Jowo.
Wih. Kan. DG 98 tuh Bang Pal udah keluar pasifnya Bang Pal.
Ini baru truk nih kan?
Iya baru. Gak satu kompon mati dia satu.
Gak zona dia ambil, pantas lah.
Mana dia pikir Pio, kemana Pio?
They still have their compound, new happy
What
managed to stay on that southern side of the road and stay alive, but they still got
kencing
4 up
gua.
and Genji knows it after losing DG.
Gol Gironova.
All of a sudden,
Mantap Girona kalau bisa tambah satu lagi biar jalan lagi dua. Kenapa? Yang tadi aku ngoper setengah.
Oh,
awal.
Itu 0.
Kan nih masih kalah dia satu gol nih. Yang paket keduanya aku ambil lagi dia ngoper setengah, berarti menang nih. Dengan paket kedua. Biar jalan satu lagi, biar jalan dua dia gol lagi.
Extra point you can get is huge, and Lin Shu finds one more for Tianba.
And that 1 point might jump.
Ada Nawa yang dapat.
Okay, Salute will steal it away. Almost gets him. Look at
Sorot Pio tuh dulu.
Jerman juara Bang. Juara apa tuh Jerman?
LG was
still
up there as well. As Tycon and the rest of the boys
Lagi
now that have
ikutin,
an
Bang.
angle, they still have.
Iya Bang, tapi nggak suka bola.
Valdino.
Wah, ada jadi dia nongkrong.
Nggak jadi hujan pasti kan? Pasti hujan kan? Di kota kan? Itulah. Nongkrong aja.
All of these have compound, but Genji, they're gonna send it right into
Oh, menggila Genji dia.
They're going full speed forward straight.
Gokil kali konfronsi face gue.
Lah part 2 ini situ.
Apa adik-adik tuh Pal?
Gak tahu.
Waited to the last possible minute, and unfortunately nothing really presented itself to be helpful to them before that.
17. Dan awal.
Ayo 17 second yuk biar naik lagi. Nomor 2 geser nomor 2.
Bisa deh.
Does he have any heals left? I don't need. He's just
Macam kali nila Bang. Orang final DBL. Dekat dia banget sama aku Bang Pal. DBL.
Orang Marpoyan dia pasti nih, Dia
pasti nih dah. Marpoyan kamu kan Bang. Pasti itu dah. Gelanggang remaja. Wuih. Imas nih bos.
Mobil darah deh kayaknya, mobil darah. Wih, biarin kali.
Nggak punya apa-apa dia.
Lu dapat darah 5.
Ngomong cepatnya saya bos.
Nggak abang di Thailand.
Lah sudah. Lu spoiler banget dah.
What could have been potentially LG trying to claim pull off the mountain on the western side.
Main lari-lari aja.
Ajarin Bang Okto tuh logat Pekanbaru Bang.
Si Jim tuh
Melayu.
Infex tuh.
Nggak sengaja tuh dah.
Gimana, Bet?
Ajarin Bang Okto pakai logat kan baru.
Tuh toh, dengerin toh.
Logatnya doang kan?
Iya, pokoknya semua kata-katanya ujungnya harus pakai do ya.
Iya dong.
Nggak ada tuh do gitu.
Nggak ada tuh do.
Itu bukan logat namanya, Bang. Kalian nggak ada ngomong do terakhir?
Ada nih.
Karena Minang. Karena Minang orang ini tuh.
Beda.
Karena Pekanbaru Melayu.
Oke.
Nggak ada yang bisa. Nggak ada yang bisa pakai bahasa Melayu. Orang ini Minang semua.
Dan ini kan Minang kocak.
Minang Sueng. Matian NH lagi. Matian NH lagi.
Ditabrak, Bang. Part berapa ini? Drop. Mati drop. Berapa?
Iyalah, emangnya kamu bawa sembok 6, bom juga bawa banyak.
Aku bom palingan 2 cuy.
4 bawa bom tuh. Ih, kelihatan Uncung.
Iya, tembus tuh.
Iya, tembus.
Bom zona siapa tuh? Bom zona siapa tuh?
Untung ada jammer pack gak jadi untung.
Tigultin.
Oh man, December 12th.
Punya Lildos ternyata. Lildos aing tuh bos.
17 Sonic. Ayo Sonic asur-asur naik Sonic.
Woi, Sonic kali nih.
Kupon aku yang satu 17 Sonic, satu lagi 17 Danawa.
Gue kupon 17 sama
NH. Gak bisa jadi Messi.
Pasrah aja.
3 poin.
Aduh, ini mah pas kaki, Bang, ini.
Ini mah.
Ledakin mobilnya lagi, ledakin mobilnya lagi.
Udahin. Banyak masih peluru tuh. Tembak lagi, tembak terus.
Salut.
Sampah sama 17.
17 lagi ya?
17 mulai up.
Boleh.
17. Tuwis mati aja.
Kasih Sonic gak apa-apa dah. Tuh, yuk. Yuk Sonic, jerok.
Alah, dapat dia dip di situ.
Lemes bener.
Gol Gironova.
Gue lagi dia.
Iya. Aman tuh kan?
Mantap banget Dek sayang. Dek sayang aku tidak MD.
So big for Twisted to stay alive in this game, to having back-to-back games go against them here. I mean, in this tournament in particular, you slip once, that's you out of the top. We've seen it from
Kamu nonton Thailand, Fred. Masukkan ke mobil kataku lah.
Tenang.
Nah, dengar dia kan di mobil kan, dengar dia toh.
Ke mobil
drop
lagi.
Tidak ada yang kena ya. Nggak jadi.
Tambah smoke ya. Hidup nih 2 nih. Ih, siapa tuh kok cantik? Ini tutupnya mukanya dibilang cantik. Malu dia.
Kamu stop nonton Thailand, kampret ya. Stop nonton Thailand tuh.
Iya. Saya tuh ori cewek tau enggak?
Cewek.
Ini pasti ini untuk survive memang kuakui banget ya nih. Malah aku gak berani pula nge-pick dia top 5.
Tigultin itu yang streamer itu ya, betul. Streamer juga kan ya?
Iya.
Iya betul guys. Yang kontennya banyak itulah.
Iya, itu yang dia makan-makan di hutan itu loh.
Neon itu. Salah bunuh twist tuh. Nice. Nah, 3 tim kita punya, bro.
ini dia.
Bisa nih.
Kalau bisa sih Sonic aja sih yang jika
Kan kita semua bit.
Yoi bro.
Cocok.
Sonic sih yang sur naik.
Serah dah lu, siapa dah yang menang dah.
Awas ini.
Serah.
Sonic sih.
Sonic sih biar ansur sih.
Biar naik.
Bisa Sonic.
Kupon kamu 1, iya.
17 sama dan
Biar bisa naik ke 8 9 dulu ya, anjing jauh juga.
Oh, good.
Dapat 1, nice.
Sonic kalau masih berempat dah lah, nobody can stop lagi nih.
Dicolok.
Lagi vektor yang naik.
Iya, apalagi kalau Yankee masih standing. Lihat pula dulu M249 adik-adik nih.
Tapi ini tergantung air. Zonnya di Sonic.
Nggak sampai.
Ih, takut mundur dikit.
Mundur sampai keluar zona. Apakah ini over atau ini under? Ih, lo parah tuh. Giling dia.
Oke, net bareng. 17 di net.
Kelihatan.
Ghost meninggal.
Wah, dibom.
Wah, kering deh.
bahaya
apa Lilgo sudah kill 4
Sonic dan
maju
Sonic woi
Sonic
jerok
Sonic
kill 9 ya, under Bang Bal. Under ya.
Dona yang nge-kill. Di saat TGLTN demam, di situ Sonic mulai memanas.
Demam ya, Wak. Game kan
udah sembuh. Di prank penonton.
Oh, demam panggung dia, guys.
Demam panggung. Betul.
Oke guys, thank you guys.
Oke guys,
ke sebelah dulu ya.
Oke guys, thank you. Oke adik-adik, terima kasih yang sudah menemani nobar ini semuanya. Sampai jumpa di next stream. Besok siang kalau udah pulang cepat ya besok ya. Oke. Thank you guys yang sudah menonton, sudah nge-like, sudah subscribe. Terima kasih semuanya. Sawadikap. Sapunalaha.
Winner dinner.
Far Girona Far tuh.
Kabar kita chat iya.
Udah habis dah.
Udah lama nih gua buka nih. Tin cam.
Sonic.
Oh itu cowok yang keluar. Nah, kabarnya setting ini dulu. Sosiabas baru kita off. Nih, udah Desember sekarang.
And of course, in this situation here, like it is so difficult circle, right? You have it shifts away from all the.
Bye, Bang Riza, thank you. Sudah menonton.
Twisted minds though. They try to make a run for it, lost a few guys and went down to 2. Some high ground shenanigans going on as well. That was rough to play.
Desember.
I mean, I think that it was a good salvage game by Twisted Minds. 17 managed to go deep as well, even though they lost a player. I think they had a better shot at winning if they hadn't lost. But this came down to Sonics for me. They found good placement. They played well, and the most important thing is they needed it. Coming into this, I think we were actually sitting here discussing if they don't win this one, are they out of the hunt? And they had to win it.
Right. They had 34 points yesterday. They're going to end up on 35 points today, so they have a better day today.
Sudah, terima kasih semuanya sudah menonton. Sampai jumpa Thank you guys, makasih udah nge-like. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Kind of a fight towards Sonics because they actually had that side of the road, but they played points because they were a man down.
And when they got pushed, they lost Xiaowu. I think Sonics was also overwatching that and making sure that they